Hello, Sean.
Hello, Donnie Reese. Are you full from eating all of the hype?
I'm full.
Have you eaten well?
It's too much.
It's too much hype.
You take some back.
Okay, I ate all the hype. I threw up a little bit.
Yeah, I got
I'm gonna
sick.
put it in a package. I overate.
It's too much.
Yeah, one or two more belt loops.
Oof. It definitely feels that way.
Yeah,
like
but this is what we wanted.
Thanksgiving of hype. Yeah, you just kind of sit back and
That's a good way to put it.
Undo the pants. You're just like, let this digest.
We've always said this is like Christmas or the Super Bowl of video games. It's actually Thanksgiving.
I was thinking about this earlier today. I feel like I count my years by E3s now. Like when I was little, I used to count the years by like Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas
was grades, like you'd have school naturally.
Yeah, but like Christmas was like every year. Christmas was my thing, and now I think I count my years by E3 at this point.
Is this like a New Year kind of thing? Like, should you like make some resolutions?
Yeah, it's like everybody has like their own. Apparently everybody operates off their own calendar. You've got fiscal years. You got
totally.
Like this is how I treat years. It's E3 to E3. That's Donnie's fiscal year.
Yeah. One of my favorite things, I can't remember who said it. There was somebody who said it in all the podcasting craziness. Brendan Myers, I'm so glad that you're here in the chat because I wanted to tag you because I know he was looking forward to this. So glad that he was able to make it. You look great.
Everywhere. It's all over the place.
Look at us, just like this is a very new style of hair, though, Donnie. You are totally with it. Like the curly, just like dumped at the front.
This is how my hair has always been.
You've been ahead of the curve.
I have
the
whole
curls,
time. Dude. Like there's not a whole lot you can do to it. Like it just kind of does what it does.
I have a few friends like that. The curls they happen. They have a life of their own.
And it's
now just frost them. Get frosted tips.
As I say, if you go outside, it gets way worse.
Just the humidity.
Yeah, because then it gets real frizzy and froey.
Yeah,
it starts to it gains volume.
Yeah, we get like 1 or 2 days of humidity, and then things get nuts for me. But we don't really have humidity here.
Brutal here right now. We are in the middle of a heat wave. I'm not sure if you've caught wind of this news. Our heat indexes the past week, like here in Atlanta, have been 108, 109,
no, thank you.
111,
no, thank you.
And unlike desert areas where they get that, our humidity in Georgia and Florida is always 100, but it's like a sauna down here always. It's brutal outside.
You wonder how it's not like raining out of literal thin air.
Like you feel like you can eat it. You walk outside, you feel yourself hydrating. Like it sits on your skin. You're just like, oh.
Yeah. If you run too fast, it's Splash Mountain on you, like out of the air. Not fair. Is Brendan Myers on YouTube? Is that what happened there? Is that what I gotta check out YouTube chat over here? I gotta get over there as well. I gotta bounce. Wife needs maybe on baby duty.
Nice.
Enjoy the baby duty though, dude.
Dude, I need to be bounced. I just woke up from a killer nap that was desperately needed.
Would you have kept sleeping though if it wasn't for this? Like, did you set an alarm or did you wake up naturally?
I set an alarm for this. No, I set an alarm for this. I was like, I'll set an alarm. I'll try to get a few minutes of shut-eye before I go talk to Sean. So I've talked about this a lot, so I'll reiterate it all. But my wife has COVID. And, so she's been quarantined to our bedroom. So all week I've been sleeping on our couch. And needless to say, Sean, I have been sleeping well. And it's been a week. It's been a week of not sleeping well. And I felt like today I really felt it like accumulating.
Yeah.
You know, when you get so tired that you just get like really angry at everything and everybody.
Oh, yes.
Agitated. Yep. I was on a conference call this morning at like 9:00 and I could feel myself just like boiling. I was just like, I hate these people. I hate my life. I hate I hate. I was like, I need some sleep. So what I did
good for you. Good for you for recognizing that you need sleep, because that was me when I had the kids, and I just thought everybody else was wrong and I was right.
No.
Like
I was also really tired. So I was like, you need to sleep.
Yeah.
You need sleep. Quality sleep, though, is what I'm after. And so I went to my son and I said, look,
boy,
I'll give you $5 if you swap beds with me for the weekend.
For $5?
I was like, look, man, I can't do this couch thing anymore. He's got a futon with a really nice futon mattress, about a foot thick.
Oh,
and,
wow.
His room. And I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I was like, I will pay you for your bed.
That's a good futon. Did you say that the futon is a foot deep? Like,
oh yeah. And we got him a couple years ago.
That's no joke.
Christmas. He told me he wanted to revamp his room. He's becoming like a teenager now, he's growing up. So he wanted to get away from the little boy room and he wanted to kind of graduate into so we got him a nice futon one year for Christmas, like a really nice
place to hide the weed. What?
We're getting there. We're on the way. We're getting there.
just give him a PlayStation.
He better share. That's all I'm saying.
That's where we're.
But yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm totally sleep out on the couch, because to them it's still like fun to go sleep out in the living room, you know.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't destroy you for a week doing it.
Exactly. So I went and I was like, I'm gonna go lay down and listen to a podcast until I have to podcast, and I was out like within 3 minutes. Like, I felt like I was laying down and I was listening to a podcast about the NBA finals.
Yeah.
And I don't ever realize going to sleep, but my alarm went off.
Yeah.
And I thought I set the alarm for like the wrong time, because I guess
too soon.
Well, the podcast was still going, and it was like I felt like nothing had happened.
Yeah.
You know, like no time had transferred, like nothing. It was the podcast was on, it was still on, and like I just looked up and I was like, oh, I got a podcast here in 10 minutes. So
our perception of time is a weird thing, man. And like our consciousness through it, I don't know, just like if you fall asleep, you don't really experience it. Mm-hmm. If you go for surgery, you wake up and you feel like you just, like, it was 5 seconds.
Yeah, like nothing.
You know, like if you got put under, that's a weird feeling. I kind of like it though.
I do. Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, like maybe I should severely break another bone so I could do that again. Just like a thumb or something, like nothing crazy, like not a femur or anything. Like, no, thank you. Just like a pinky or something.
I've long pitched. I have a thing that like a thing that I do. I call it a reset day. Some days you just realize like nothing's kind of going your way.
Yep.
And my thing is to always like just reset the day. Like, just go home and go to sleep.
Yep.
Just, I don't care wherever you are, whatever you're doing, plans and canceled, sick days, call in,
Big
just
time.
Go home and don't try to fight through that day.
Yeah.
And everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody's had that day.
Yep.
Where just getting out of the house has been a monumental effort. Just
honestly, I thought that was going to be yesterday for me.
Sit down, go back home. Don't watch TV. Don't play. Go back home and go to bed. Yeah. And wake up and try it again. Like, get off to a better start the next day.
It's usually me like bumping into stuff. That's usually my sign.
My thing is, I have a sign too. I love that you went that way, because I have a tell too. My tell is that I can never, like, I'm uncoordinated. I'll put my shirt on backwards. My belt's missing through the loop. I can't hold anything.
I drop things.
Drop things all the time. It drives me nuts. I'll be sitting there holding a pin and just drop it in the air.
Just falls out of that.
I'll go to reach it and miss. I'll go to grab and miss, and I'm like, just F this day, man.
Totally. This was my morning yesterday. It's exactly what happened. Like, I was just dropping stuff, and like some things are inconsequential, like a sock, but it's just like, really? Like, what happened there? It's just like
something,
and I just watch it
done in 10 years, and then it happens.
Totally. Yeah.
It's a glitch. It's the glitch in the Matrix. It's
honestly really, and it feels like that. And I used to get really mad at myself for that, but now I kind of same as you. I'm just recognizing, like, I just need to stop for
just
a
like
second.
Your computer, when your computer bogs down and your memory's full, it's like, just reboot. You just reboot. Go reboot. Go back to bed, lay back down, and try it again.
Yeah. Spader says, after a very long day, coming to this Chill Suite Hangs is exactly what I needed. We're all just kind of, like, it's been a week. It's just been like, in a good way.
Podcast. I've been, of course, it's the best.
Dude, I almost did the thing where I like listed out all the things, and I'm behind on podcasts too. I have to do the Pants podcast. I haven't done that in like 3 weeks. Like, I'm feeling like I'm pushing up against the limit a little bit, and I don't even like admitting that. You know what I mean? Like,
I definitely am. I'll admit it for sure.
I don't like it. I'm like 85% of the way there to admitting it.
I wasn't scheduled to be on Shaq last night. Shaq needed. So I filled in. And
dude, I would have loved to join you on that, like, just to be there with you. Garrett would have been like, okay, he was there. Like, that's kind of like when me and Bobby would go on people's shows. They're like, you don't want both of us.
Take over.
Don't ask both of us to go on. I think that's me and you too. Just like, Garrett would be there with the notes, and that's basically it.
We'd be like, Garrett, we'll get back to you in a minute. Just hang on a second.
Just sit there for a second. And people who are listening, who've come to like love and adore Garrett, Bex, and Elaine, they'd be like, what the hell is this? Like, who are these guys?
The last time I guested, somebody left a comment. They were like, "Oh, they didn't even know my name." It was like, "Oh, it's cool to see him again, but I miss Elaine." The show's not the same.
Oh my gosh, dude! How fast does that happen? Like, how long has it been? A couple months?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, people don't even know. People don't even know.
But it's funny. It's funny you bring that up, because pre-show, Garrett, he just reconfirmed. He's like, so I'm hosting, right? I was like, you better be hosting because I
totally
no, I'm not. Like, I didn't show up ready for this.
Yeah, you got it. Even as the show started, and I love messaging. People should do this all the time, by the way. I don't know if you enjoy this or not, but I really enjoy when people will listen to a podcast I've been on and they'll like basically like live play-by-play respond to it by messaging me like, oh, this is what I thought about this. And they'll react to it. So I can't remember what I said to you, but I was kind of doing that to you. Oh, this is in Canada. We have freedom here. Like, I love just responding to things that you say. I don't know, man. As much as
I expected more banjo heat.
I think you're speaking the truth. I think people know it.
Yeah, there was.
What was your argument on it? Is rock solid. Like, if you really love this game, it's right over here. You just go get it. Like, it's not
gotten Rare Replay.
Yeah.
If you don't love Banjo, if Banjo was your favorite game, Rare Replay would have been a godsend to you. You'd have been like, this is perfect. This is all I've ever asked for.
All the things. Conker's on there too.
But
it's all there, man.
They stop at the Xbox. So it's like, well, how much do you love the IP? Because I will openly admit, I buy consoles. I bought a PlayStation just because I love The Last of Us. That's it. I have no other reason to have it.
Yep.
But, like, I love the game, so I'll play it. If they put No More Heroes on, I don't know, in television, I'd have one of those too. Like...
Probably.
I would. No, probably better.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, if they had it, if it was on Stadia and I had to subscribe, I'd subscribe to Stadia to play it.
I heard The Quarry was originally meant to be like a signature game for Stadia.
Yeah, so was the other game in the Xbox show, the cartoon one that everybody knows.
Cuphead?
No, the shooter.
I
it's
can't
from
recall.
The famous cartoon guy. Oh, come on. I feel like I'm the only person that doesn't know that.
The Rick and Morty guy?
That's it. That's the cartoon.
High on Life? High on Life, is it?
I don't even know what Rick and Morty is. I've never seen it.
What? You've never seen any of it?
Nope, not even a little bit.
Is it because it's so popular?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You could show me a list of like random cartoon characters. I assume it's a cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I couldn't pick them out. I have no idea.
Oh,
that's how unknown. It's just not in my... It's never crossed paths. We've never.
Usually, this is me. Well, I haven't seen like a show. Like I'm not very well versed on TV, just in general. Like Game of Thrones, I haven't seen it. Like
I don't watch
so much
cartoons
stuff
either. Like really,
yeah.
Like I guess I watch adult animation. Like,
well, that's what that is.
Is that what that is? Because I watch like Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely in line with that. Like and it's stupid, silly stoner comedy.
Is it on a different network or something? I don't have.
Dude, I don't even know. I can't imagine.
It's got to be on something that I don't have access to. I've never seen it.
Trucker Sloth's in the chat. Trucker Sloth, where can one watch?
He's such a nice guy.
Rick and Morty. How do you find this? He is such a nice guy.
And I don't know where to watch it. What's that Canadian show that everybody likes? Where they sit around and like just talk crap about each other and stuff, like on the farm.
Oh man, on the farm. Oh man, I have no idea.
Like farm people, like jeans, flannels, and stuff like that. Overalls.
It's funny because you used the King of the Hill gif earlier today, and that's all I can think of is King of the Hill.
What is that? What's the Canadian King of the Hill?
I have no idea.
Oh come on,
no clue. Letterkenny, is that John 32 says Letterkenny? I don't know that show.
I know Letterkenny. I've watched Letterkenny. I think it's hilarious.
I think you'd like it. I think this would be amazing for you to go from like not being able to pick it out at all to
look it up.
Loving it.
I almost don't want to because I don't want to spoil anything, but like, yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Rick and Morty.
It's one of those things. Like for me, when something is as popular as Rick and Morty and people just go completely ape over it, like I kind of steer clear.
And now that I see it, I do think I've at least seen these characters somewhere before, for sure.
Yeah, it's wacky. It's definitely like you just have to get into and accept the zaniness of it all.
Kind of like a Futurama
thing. Adult Swim, Trucker Slaw says.
Is that a Cartoon Network thing?
Kind of. It's like Adult Swim's it's like where you'd watch Archer and things like that. And
I do watch Archer.
Teen Squad, the squad with the fruits and the fries. Anyway,
I've never watched it. I've never seen it.
We mentioned that we're tired. It's like
I've never
you can like the synapses are like, we'll get there.
It was so funny on the showcase because the moment the art style popped up and somebody's name popped up, Josh was like, Rick and Morty. I was like, got nothing.
Yeah, instant. Yeah, totally. Well, and it was one of those things when I first saw it, I was hoping that it was from the guy who does Rick and Morty because otherwise it's just a blatant ripoff. So I was glad to know that at least that was the case. Like it's more genuine because it is something that can very easily be ripped off, and you'd think that you'd see a little bit more of that. Maybe Family Guy is as close as that gets. Basically, just Simpsons and South Park put together.
Maybe I'll. I mean, I'm gonna play the game, so maybe the game will inspire me to watch the show.
There you go.
Who knows?
Yeah,
you never know.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't place it. I don't know if I can recommend it for you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm never looking for an excuse to watch a TV show. I don't watch much TV shows to begin with.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm watching Obi-Wan. That's the one that I can. What's that?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
I muted that.
Oh my dude! I sometimes when people even mention Luke lore, I won't see it because I have muted the word Luke because of Star Wars. it's like there's like threads and everything going on and bad bits talking whatever about like.
I muted like 25 different combinations of Final Fantasy yesterday.
I saw that. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's on top of all of my Avatar and Star Wars and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I try to turn that off.
The list just keeps going, man. Eventually, we won't have a timeline. Yeah, dude, so do I. It's honestly, if people don't have like a muted list, like a nice, like something that they've been working on for a while, you really need to look at it. Like, and if you're sitting there complaining about your Twitter experience, you need to look at your muted words and muted accounts and all that.
And even
it's
then,
kind of required.
I still can't expunge Final Fantasy off my timelines.
It still finds a way.
It finds a way.
Yeah.
Twitter should get on. Like Twitter should monetize that. Like I'd gladly pay for better like curation tools.
It would never work the way you wanted it to. They're giving you the best they got right now.
Yeah. Like I was seeing images. And I was like, it'd be nice if I could like hide this image. Like I never want to see an image like this again.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when like memes kind of get out of control.
Yes.
Like remember when it was I don't know if you ever
saw
like
do that on TikTok. Like on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Like I don't like this. And when you say that, it'll ask you like, do you want to block this creator? Do you want to block the song they're using? Do you just not like this topic?
Oh, that would be great to do the song. Yeah. Because I have like, they all have the same thing, like Instagram and YouTube and everything. And some of those songs, you guys, it's enough. Like these songs are just like over and over, like the oh no, like just no more. I don't want anything. Anytime something says wait until the end or wait for it, skip. No, absolutely not. No, I will not wait for it. Just get to the end. You edited this. You posted it.
I love when my daughter starts singing a song from like 1985 because it's on TikTok, but she only knows 17 seconds of the song. She has no idea where it goes after or before the chorus. She's got nothing. That's
the signal of the end of the world,
right?
That's where music is at, and I've come to understand that like basically songs are written so that they can become popular.
Here's the
on
thing.
TikTok.
You're not wrong. But I was thinking about this the other day because I'm at this point I'm an addicted TikTok user. I think TikTok got the dancing part figured out though.
Yeah.
Like somebody figured out like nobody wants to dance for a long time. But like everybody would like to dance for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You do 20 seconds, a move or two, and you're out. You're off the floor.
Totally.
Like, that's perfect. Like they nailed it.
And you don't want to look like you're trying too hard either. That's the other thing. Like you don't want to be like a professional dancer. You're like, well, I could never do that. Right. Or you're going a little much.
Like that's the thing. When you go to dances and you're just dancing for an hour, then eventually you all just kind of look dumb. But if you do it for 20 seconds, everybody looks like they know what they're doing for 20 seconds.
That's true.
They nailed it.
You pair up with somebody else and they do the same thing. Look at you.
They nailed it.
A dance group. Yeah, just the two of you.
You hit like a little Michael thing, and everybody like, oh man, he can dance.
Look at that.
Absolutely can't.
Totally.
If you were to watch that for 2 more minutes,
so
you'll learn that you can't. But you can act like you can.
Just a quick move or two. That's it.
Nailed it.
Well, let's leave. Look, we've been doing gaming content for years at this point. Time to leave it behind. Time to start up our TikTok, shake our daddy booties.
Well, I think I was going to say maybe we just need to, instead of doing the podcast for 3 hours, maybe we just need to do 14-second gaming opinions on TikTok. Just honestly, knee-jerk things and just go.
Now that you said it, you have to do it. I'm surprised it's not there already. Honestly, maybe it needs to be from more attractive people.
It hasn't taken off yet. Jeff's trying to do the TikToks.
Is he? He's live now. We're going head to head with the Jeff Grubb.
We are not going to win.
Probably not. I shouldn't even say it. People are like, he's live.
He's bye.
I'm so mad. I don't know. He's playing Mario Strikers, which is something else.
We can beat that. We can definitely beat that.
Just an absolute, like, he's just putting up.
Why would you go watch somebody do that?
I'd be curious to know his take on it. I'm mad at his profile picture on Twitch, which looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint. I'm like, he's just crushing it on all this stuff. Like, this is what I was doing all of this in 1997.
He's very good at this.
He's so good at this. What an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's spot on.
Yeah.
I was in their chat yesterday.
John 32.
They were recording, and I was paying money to berate Mike Minotti and his Final Fantasy fandom. He's going on and on and on about how great his Final Fantasy news is. I was like, didn't you just say you were fatigued by The Last of Us?
Mm-hmm.
That was the word you used? Fatigued.
Yeah.
And you're over here just dying to play a game that's been remade into 18 other games, apparently. They're just going to keep releasing parts of it.
3 parts at least, and they're just going to make it up as they go along. Mm-hmm.
It's chapters. Just Final Fantasy 7, the remake, Rebirth, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. And they just, he's all in.
It is amazing to me. I was thinking about this because I saw the naming of it, and I was just like, this shit is so complicated.
Look at John. I brought that up.
Carpool Gaming for like, and this is, and I think you and I align on this fact where people like see like a chart or a spreadsheet of like game releases or whatever, and we go like, I don't know what to make of this, and we get so confused, and like, it's a spreadsheet. It's pretty straightforward. The naming of this stuff.
That Nintendo guy blocked me because he was like, I can't believe they're calling the next Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This is so confusing.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, meanwhile, you play every RPG ever known to man.
Exactly.
There are RPGs that are like 10, 2, 10 and a half, 7 and a half. Like, what are you doing?
Near Remnant, 1 3.pi, whatever, like irrational number.
But nobody knows. I think the thing that got me blocked was I was like, do you not know which Doom to play? Are you confused?
Yeah.
I don't think I never encountered one person that was like, I heard about this Doom game, want to go play, and accidentally bought Doom for the 64.
The DOS game. How am I in DOS? What even is this?
Could you imagine somebody plays like 1993 Doom on their Steam? They're like, this can't be the new game.
That would be awesome, dude. That would be remarkable. I would love to see it. Yeah, well, he's playing that Strikers over there. He's got the world's greatest. Like, everybody's like paying people for graphic design and logos and everything, and he goes on and makes the absolute his profile picture is so damn perfect. He is because he's kind of a cartoon character in real life.
Yeah,
like, I actually think he's come to life. The cartoon character existed before, and he is just like leapt off the page.
He's nailed it.
He is now a real boy. That did that, Jeff Grubb. I like him. Can't even hate him. That's the thing. Can't even be mad at him.
He's back in Cleveland. I was sending him a bunch of places to go take the family for food. Happy to see it. And he had a terrible on his way drive to his new house. His transmission went out halfway across the country.
Oh, really?
Isn't that a bitch? I was like, dude,
like, of all the things, like,
that sucks.
Yeah. Not like power windows or like a flat tire, like the damn transmission. What kind of car is that
a van?
Too private? Yeah. Oh,
that was a van. He had a van, and he had to rent a car and get the family, and then they're fixing the thing. And you have to go back to pick up the van.
Because why not?
Like, just what a mess.
Why not?
I hate that happened to him. You know, it's just like, come on, somebody give him. So the thing about Jeff that I think resonates with people is he's basically a real life character, like ripped right out of like Lebowski.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he just fits right in. It's just right there, just a creature of that time and place. And it's just like he's been time traveled, just teleported into our world now.
Yeah. And he just like showed up. I don't even know where he came from.
Yeah, that's true. He did
like a dream. You just like walk into a room. You're like, I don't know how I got here. Here I am.
It was like a Mario leak. Like one day, like some guy named Jeff Grubb was like, they're making Mario. And everybody was who?
He was born of leaks, and that destined to be the leaker. Maybe the transmission was karma. Maybe somebody was mad at him for leaking something.
Maybe Nintendo got him.
Yeah, they got right in there, just like
this motherfucker.
Yeah. You don't even know what transmission fluid leak looks like. Show you a leak. Give you a leak on your transmission fluid. Take that, Grub Snacks. You bitch.
Oh, I wish. Have you seen his I gotta hang on a second, I'll show you.
I love the shirt, the no more hero shirt. Let me just take a quick pause for Donnie to escape the podcast for a little bit. I want to take a quick moment to thank everybody who's listening on. Oh, here it comes back. I can't even thank the patrons.
But I guess I took it off and just picked up this one. But I've got this thing.
Oh, dude. Anti-Macro Rod was at the Xbox thing in Toronto with me, which is funny because he actually lives 2 hours south of where I live. And then we met for the first time in Toronto, which is thousands of miles away. And he was wearing that shirt.
Nice.
Here lies.
Awesome.
Here lies.
I got that shirt too.
Yeah. He was at the Xbox event.
It's wearing that shirt. Lies. I was at the Here Lies Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Yeah.
1995 to 2020.
Perfect.
It's really
what a perfect shirt. Like it's so like when
brand.
I think of well, totally. And I think when I think of like a merch shirt of some sort, like it's more minimalistic. Like that's a full on like illustration. Mm-hmm. There's like so many elements to it. They're just like put on a shirt.
Speaking of E3, I heard, I think it was on one of your shows, somebody called it the Key 3.
Key 3?
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what that would refer to.
Keeleys? Like Key 3?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
But then my question when I heard it, I was like, then what's the 3 stand for?
They're just trying to be cute.
Does it just rhyme? E3,
yeah.
Key 3?
It just references the E3.
Okay. I thought I was maybe missing the inside joke, and then I gave it 10 minutes of thought that shouldn't have.
You're like, I don't know what was said after that.
What are the 3 things? I don't get it. Does he have 3 E's in his name? Like, how does this work?
Wait, does he?
I don't know. How does this work? Where does the 3 come from?
I think it's, I don't know. It's got to be.
I thought I was missing something.
Well, I used to do like Sean Capri 3 around this time.
That's good.
I like that. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, when I got my PS5, it was Capri S5. There's lots of stuff.
I'm your PS5 brethren.
Look at that.
We should start a PlayStation 5 podcast.
Dude. And Vita. PS5 and Vita. Like nothing else. Will just be like oddly specific.
Just
the number 1 PlayStation 5 and Vita podcast. Yeah. Nice. Modded Vita. Not even like normal.
The number Vita. 1 blue and red PlayStation 5 only podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to get those. Everybody's getting their plates in or whatever. Their new things.
I bought black plates. I've got
black is the correct answer.
Well, I've got
stickers. Yeah.
Well, you remember I sticker bombed mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you
did a good job.
I've got some good stuff. So, all right. So the reason I've got stickers is my old plates I still have. They fit on my PlayStation. I have a digital now.
Like the D whatever they're called. Which ones did you sticker bomb? Like
the original ones.
The OE, like holy crap!
Yeah,
oh wow!
I painted them and sticker bombed them. They're on the system, which is cool because like the disc system plates fit on the slim model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but they don't. But it's not slim. It's not as slim as the digital, right? The digital.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm like, what slim model? Okay, yeah. Disc or digital.
Drive.
Okay.
Yeah. So the digital model came obviously when I bought it. It came with its own plates. So I'm gonna sticker bomb the digital right side so it matches.
That's the only side that's different.
Right. So I'm gonna do that so it matches. So I got new stickers. So I got.
Very nice.
That's an easy one, right? I really fell in love. These weren't around when I was doing it the first time. I fell in love with like these comic book Last of Us stickers.
Oh wow!
I think those are really cool. I also have this time I have the window from the load screen.
Oh wow! Holy crap! Really cool. Just takes me back instantly.
But this one I adore. I'm not sure if you've seen this artwork. I've seen it a little bit on Twitter, like these comic book recreations.
I have not seen that. That is so. Oh man,
isn't that the coolest thing?
Too much. Holy cow!
I would buy this. If somebody made this comic book, I would buy it.
Why haven't I seen any more of that? Just finished setting up my new blow up hot tub. Trucker Slot, speaking your language, dude. I'm off to bed. Oh man,
nice.
Dude, Last of Us is so special.
It is. I'm so excited, Sean.
We don't need it though. We don't need a remake.
So excited. No, we need it. It needs it. The game deserves it.
I totally agree. We're doing a thing with the patrons that we called it the gridlock. We're arguing about what games are better, and the first one is The Last of Us 1 versus The Last of Us Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I might have to jump over and play at least some of The Last of Us Part 1 because I'm on the side of Part 1 is better.
Yeah, I saw you guys arguing, and I just refrained from jumping in. I don't think.
Well, we're gonna record a little thingy thing in a couple weeks. We're all lined up. People have chosen their sides. We're gonna go to war. We'll see how this goes.
Because I'm on your team. You know how I feel about both games. But I mean, if you're talking about just the games, The Last of Us 2 blows The Last of Us 1 out of the water. In gameplay. Like by far. In gameplay, visuals.
See, I need to play.
Stealth mechanics, like all of that out of the water. Which is why it's so exciting that they're bringing all of that upgrades to the original game, because the original story and the original characters, the original plot is far superior, which is the point that you're ultimately going to.
Basically.
And that's the only point that matters.
But I'm trying to wonder if the gameplay actually is. Like, what the heck are you even talking about? What was wrong with the gameplay in the first one? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's Uncharted. It's Uncharted gameplay. It is just a mechanic to move the story forward. Whereas the second one, the stealth mechanics in Last of Us Part 2, like being
maybe that's a huge. I mean, if that's actually the strength of the quote unquote strength of the game, get me out of there. I don't want stealth. Being able to
crawl like under the cars and like hide in the grass, and you can shoot from a prone, and like all of the advanced combat that you have.
You can turn into a ball.
All of that stuff is so good. The loop from Last of Us 2. I have a lot of things that I don't like about Last of Us 2 that have been well documented. But playing The Last of Us 2 is not one of them. I mean, playing The Last of Us 2 was incredible. It was a really like their loop for Last of Us 2 is perfect. And I mean, it is really, really good. It's just the parts of the game that I don't like the story.
I'm like having trouble even remembering any of this stuff. I feel like I was so blinded by my anger of the pacing.
Is so much better. I'm with you. But so let me ask you this. You didn't feel that way until certain moments of the story happened. Before those moments happened, what were you feeling?
I actually don't know. I was like just confused. So I was really just like, man, it's like this is why like I want to say like
you could save it. You have
to get into like real spoiler territory, but I
don't go there then.
Basically my overall take on The Last of Us Part 2 was like I just needed to like get to the situation that was literally right around the corner. And every time I wanted to do that, we took a journey to an island somewhere else or completely the wrong direction, or we started all the way over to the beginning. Like every time something cool was going to happen, we went somewhere totally different, and it was just like blue balls the whole time.
I think that's fair.
I needed it,
Well, I hated the ending, and I think as much as I like Lev's character, I find that whole side story bizarre.
So, well, that's what I mean. Like, what are we going over there for?
It was
like,
so weird.
I guess it serves Abby, maybe. I don't know. Sure.
But whether you like it or not, it is bizarre. I don't think you can argue it's not bizarre. It's just a bizarre thing to write in a game. I feel like it's so funny. It's so funny that we've gotten here because Lucas has recently finished it, and me and Lucas have been DMing thoughts.
The second one?
Yeah. And we've been DMing thoughts. So I have this kind of fresh in my head, and I don't mean to embed this in your brain, but if you like it, feel free to use it because we're not going to be on the pod. But I told Lucas, I was like, look, it's like fundamentally, technically, the game is amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, but it really screams that like somebody should have been around to like maybe rein Neil in a bit. It's like it feels like it has like no editorial.
Yeah.
It's like somebody was just I called it like you seen the Dewey Cox movie?
Yeah.
Like
yes. Yeah.
Remember when he like makes that song with like 100 different instruments and bands? It's like that's The Last of Us Part 2. It's like somebody should have been like, we gotta trim some of this, man. Like the game feels like it has 4 different endings. Like it's kind of all over the place.
Dude, this is where I jump in and I say like it's up its own ass a little bit.
Maybe
look how sophisticated we are. Look how complex.
Yeah,
layered.
Look how deep we are. Look how much like surprises we've given you. Yeah,
totally. Like I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You did it better in the first one. Just simplicity and I mean to get back to that. Like I'm just so. I think so many of us are on the same page. Like as soon as they show Tess before and after, it's like give me this remaster instantly. Like give it to me now. The way Tess looked in PS3 versus PS5 now on Part 1, like that's it.
She looked like she was 16. I was stunned on a lot of fronts. Stunned is the word. I was shocked. I was telling our Discord, I'm shocked at the amount of commentary that this remake announcement has already been given.
Well, the thing is that the Tess, I'm trying to think, that might have been the only like in motion side by side. Everything else was for the most part like screenshots, or very little motion. But like this, it actually showed emotion through the motion. It was like, oh, I get it. Like it's not just they've got sunken eyes and like wrinkles and stuff. Like it's.
Did you see the Digital Foundry?
No.
Digital Foundry did a video just using the footage from the trailer where they showcase Ellie's eyes, like like when they're driving. Yeah. And for the first time, you see Ellie staring at stuff along the road. Her her pupils are moving. Yeah. She's tracking things that she's seeing. When she sees something she likes, her eyebrows jump a little, like you do in real life.
Totally.
As opposed to just being a still video game character.
I need to watch that because eyes are like the thing. Like we've been, like they're just so. Well, and this is what jumped out to me with Starfield, like dead eyes. Figure it out.
Definitely, yeah. It's got that cyberpunk thing where they're just kind of staring at
yeah.
But the thing about the eyes is when I saw the Digital Foundry thing, it all like clicked because I was like, well, that's why all of the cutscenes are zoomed in. A lot of people are like, why does everybody seem bigger? It's not that they're bigger, it's the camera's closer. And the reason the camera's closer is they want to show you the difference.
Makes sense.
And they want to show you the emotion in the character's expression.
Yeah.
And it's like, bingo, nailed it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of those scenes from the first game. I'm thinking of the house when Joel and Ellie are arguing, like how much different that scene's going to be now. It's going to hit so much harder. And that's the thing, because that scene hit hard the first time.
Ah, man. Yeah.
God, it's gonna be so good when Joel is pleading to the officer not to shoot.
No, dude, I can't even.
It's gonna be so much harder this time because you're gonna see so much more than you saw the first time. I mean, I'm over the moon. So that's what I was saying.
Actual chills.
I realized that I'm crazy, stupid super fan. I get that. I have a bias. When this was announced, like when it finally like. I've been talking about the rumor all year long, so this isn't a news to anybody. But when it was finally announced, I honestly was in my head. I was like, well, this would be like the next remaster that everybody is excited for. Master Chief Collection, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Like, this is it. Like, this is obviously the next one. I was so far off base.
Yeah.
Like, just missed the mark. I was way off. So wrong.
Well, it's funny that you bring up Halo because Halo has obviously for many reasons has fallen so far, but Halo Anniversary for 1 and 2, that anniversary, whatever you call remastered, relook, whatever the hell, it was the standard. Like it was excellent. Like an absolutely massive reconstruction of it. Cinematics look better than the cinematics in Halo 6 or Halo Infinite. Like that's the one. And so now they've fallen to the side. Like I have no doubt that this will be the crowning achievement in whatever you call this, remakes, reimaginings, whatever the heck.
Yeah.
Rebecca's here who does not like the way Ellie looks now.
I think
I reserve judgment because in the screens I'm with her.
It's going to boomerang around. What I think is happening is what normally happens in games. People are being critical of what they don't know. Yeah, it's going to come back around. I'm just going to be there on the other side that said, I was there in the beginning telling you so, because I think it'll come back around when the game releases.
This might be the one and only game that I'm so excited about that I will, like, I'm really considering just booking the day off or maybe 2 days.
Oh, I'll be there home alone.
There's not another game all year. There's not another game all year. Not even close. And like I've played it before.
Yep.
That's weird.
Can't wait. I'm doing Left Behind first this time.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Do it chronologically.
Yep. I don't think I've ever played it that way. And I've played
because you played this a lot. You played this a lot.
I've never done it that way, but the remake, I think, for whatever reason, when I see the remake, it makes me want to play Left Behind. I don't know why, but it makes me want to jump into Left Behind like almost first.
I'm so like broken in my brain. I just don't even want to know that it's extra.
Yeah, it's the same way.
Just make it the thing. Like, I kind of just wish that it was just like start the game and then play it. Like, I don't want to make the choice. Yeah. Just like,
I've always wanted them to work it in like as a part of flashbacks.
That's kind of what I mean. Yeah. Like just leave it
throughout the story. Yeah. That'd be great. That'd be amazing.
Kato in the chat, just like we'll be here to tell everyone how overrated Banjo is.
That's it.
She's coming in. Banjo's she knows her assignment. It's so mid. Good. Like, that's it. But like, and I don't want to denounce like the year of games that it is, but I've been wondering where my like fiery, stupid passion is for games on day one. And I've been like, I bought Strikers, which Jeffy Grubb is playing over there. And it's like, You were right. Joey Splatz was right. A couple others. Cato, I think, was like, maybe we'll wait and see. Here's the thing.
You say I was right, but I don't think you were wrong. I think in deep down you knew what you were probably getting into. That one wasn't that hard of a stretch to tell people.
Yeah, I don't know. The clubs thing like didn't turn out the way that I don't think it's turned out the way that I wanted it to. Like I really thought it was going to be like, I was like, okay, they got that. Like that's what
Mario Golf teach us. Like, didn't we learn when we didn't get tournament support and everything?
This wasn't whatever shithouse developers. Who does that one?
Camelot.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, shithouse. That's what I said.
One of the best developers in games. Been around for like 40 years. Yeah, that one. Yeah, you're right. It's not them.
Totally forgot. It slipped my mind. Yeah. I thought this was it. Like, and this is like this is where I feel this happens to me every like 3 years. I was hyped about Strikers. I really, and I mean, I did get it on day one. I probably could have been doing other important things.
We've all been there.
Went out of my way to go buy it physically so that we could share it throughout the house.
I take no joy in knowing that it missed for you.
Well, good, because like I am off kiltered by this. Like it's actually thrown off my entire calibration of my relationship with Nintendo, which is what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit, because you've been here before. Many of us have gone through this before.
Let's do it.
Where I'm like, what do I do with Nintendo at this stage? Like, I love podcasting about it. I think Cato and I have just like the best time ever talking about Nintendo. But it's like
it's easy to feel the passion when you're kind of in it. The Nintendo passion from Nintendo gamers
but I had also
unlike anything else.
But I have been specifically ignoring my like critical problems with Nintendo for a good year and a half, maybe even 2 years, right? But like, I'm just here to have fun. And like, we're just going to buy the games and it's going to be a great time. And who cares? It's Nintendo. And then for whatever reason, like this one kind of like snapped me out of it.
Uh-oh.
Like enough is enough with this shit. You know what I mean?
Now you're back to where you were with Bobby.
I'm back, dude. I'm like, I'm in the exact same position. I'm like,
because Bobby was that eternal optimist, and you were like sitting there to be like, yeah, but,
and I'm like shaking him. I'm like through the screen, just like, what are you talking about? You apologist, like, oh man, it's so. I just feel taken advantage of. Like I don't know how else to describe it.
I think that's fair. That's fair with Strikers, because you realize it's like you paid $60 for a good game of soccer.
Yep, and that's the thing. Like gameplay,
yes,
great.
Yeah, nobody's saying it's terrible, but
super fun.
But is it okay? Like, is that the expectation?
I don't know. Like they have Mario Kart, which obviously is like a pinnacle. But like, wouldn't it be great if you just like tried to like reach it? Like just try to like be somewhere in that sphere. Like it's Mario Kart and then like Mount Everest down to the ground, everything else. It's just thousands of feet between the two.
Says it's fun and addictive, just overpriced. You know, I was thinking in my head, do you remember that game that Jules made called Soccer Slammers?
Oh, that's not good.
I liked Soccer Slammers.
Oh, I did not like it.
And it was fun because you could play chaotic soccer and you could play online, but that's all it was. But it was also like $7.
$4. Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what does Strikers give you that Soccer Slammers doesn't?
I think the controls
obviously
are quite
the game
a bit
is better. Obviously, that's not. The
I don't know.
Just like
all
from
of
a mode or a different thing. Like
totally.
What is it giving you that Soccer Slammers didn't?
Yeah,
and it's like nothing. Yeah. Content wise, nothing. It's just a better version of Soccer Slammers.
Why don't they do a Switch Sports style Mario game with all of the Mario sports? I mean, because they can charge $60.
I heard that on a podcast that they're like, I wish they would just do them all in one. I was like, they do that.
Yeah.
Every so like they did like 4 of those.
They had 3DS. 3DS one. Yeah.
They have like Mario Sports, where
like
you can
horse riding,
9 holes of golf and 1 round of tennis and 1 round of soccer. Yeah, that's a thing. They do that every now and again.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and I have fun when I'm playing it, but it's like there's like you've got like my key. Their one mode is like the cup battle, and you go from one cup to the next, and it's no different. Like, I'm not even sure what you would do differently about it, but like, I don't know, man. Cups. Like, that's it. It's just like a different JPEG at the end. Like, that's it. And the whole, I was saying this on Nintendo Drive, like, they've got like, so when you fire it up, it's got like this cup, whatever. And then a question mark, this mysterious cup at the bottom that you can't unlock until Galactic Cup or something.
The Boo
like,
Cup.
It's the same. You play enough, and then it like unlocks it. It's the same thing. I'm like, you're not fooling anybody.
I love that the what is it? The illusion has been shattered. You remember that episode of How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Where the illusion gets shattered and the glass breaks, and now you can't stop thinking about it. I think that's where you are now. It's like the illusion has been shattered. Like, why? I need
my like. Well, it's the Breaking Bad meme. Just like, he can't keep getting away with this. Like,
yeah, and then right when you feel like you're right at your wit's end, they hit you with a Breath of the Wild, and you're like, yeah, this is why.
Dude, it's coming. It's coming. Like, we're 12 days away. According to
you think Breath of the Wild's coming to this direct?
No, I don't know. Something.
Okay.
Whether it's Breath of the Wild, like we're gonna get it direct and be like, yeah, this is this. We got you for a little longer.
Yeah, because we were talking about it last night on Shaq, and I'm like, I'm excited to see Nintendo Direct, but I'm not like, my expectations aren't really high.
No, the thing is, like, they're gonna do it even worse. It's not even gonna be a game. It's not gonna be another $60 game that they're gonna get me to buy. It's gonna be a $300 system that they're gonna release. It'll be like a Switch Lite OLED
Pokemon edition or whatever. That
totally
looks amazing, and you're like, I got to do that.
Like, what am I doing right now?
Dude, a Switch Lite OLED sounds enticing. I might upgrade for an OLED.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
because I love the OLED, but I don't play on my TV ever.
Thank you.
But but Switch Sports. I have played 30 hours of Switch Sports on my TV.
Yeah,
but I would probably jump for an OLED.
I'd actually want to. I would want a Switch Lite with a kickstand on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want that OLED kickstand on a light.
They probably
totally.
Give it to
I'll
you,
get it.
I get it.
Like, what are they?
I get it, but I think
we got enough with the Switch itself. They're like, you wanted a hybrid.
I think it's because of the form factor. They wouldn't want to like that Switch Lite case is like unibody, right? It's like one piece.
Yeah,
so they probably don't want to put a kickstand on it. But
I know.
But I like the idea. I like where your head's at. I think
just give me a little. I'll duct tape something. I'll solder it.
Nice. Yeah.
Just gums.
Just go Linus Tech Tips on it.
Just MacGyver this thing. Exactly. A series of books that I kind of like staircase behind it. It kind of leans until it slips. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Strikers feels like a miss, but man, I really like Fire Emblem Warriors.
Kato says, why? Like, why do I want a kickstand? Because I like my Pro Controller. And I don't want to, I just want to use that. Like on an airplane, especially.
Sometimes you may just want to sit it down without like laying it down.
Yeah. Yeah, just give me, just don't ask questions. Just give me a kickstand.
Kato, Hulu's on it, YouTube's on it. Maybe somebody wants to watch something.
Just on the tiniest of screens.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you just keep condensing the screen down, the resolution gets better. So, like, what if they do like a Switch Micro?
Yeah.
And it's just like super small, but they're like, look how sharp it looks.
Dude, the Switch Micro got like 3 pages, or maybe even like a page and a half in Reggie's book. And it's like, I'd like to know a little bit more about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a pretty short story.
I haven't read the book yet.
It was it's an easy read, less about actual Nintendo than I was expecting. It's more just like,
that's what I heard. Yeah,
which is good. I think there's lots of people who might need a read like that. Like, here's what it takes. No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'd rather just hear about the Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, no, like you're.
I don't need to know where Reggie came from. I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, now he's gone, and now we're left with garbage like Strikers.
Yeah,
just not what I wanted. So I don't even know what the next
hurts you so bad, man.
And that's just it. Like, it really has. It's just like I feel like my heart, like, just in a
like it's a vendetta. Like, this is a grudge now.
Oh, and we've been here before. We've been like, really, it was like Animal Crossing was maybe the last time. Yeah,
I was there. I was Mario Golf. I was so excited for Mario Golf, and when it came out, I was like, I need to leave Nintendo Shack.
The Switch event, the Switch reveal itself was another time where I was like, absolutely not. Like 1-2 Switch, not.
I remember arguing with you about it. Mm-hmm.
No, and I think I was the only one. I was just looking. I felt like I was taking crazy pills. Bobby and Toby are just like, they're pre-ordering. They're throwing. They're getting all the pre-orders they can.
When they had Suda, I was done when they had Suda. I was
that would do it for you.
Yeah, I was done. I was like, oh my god. And I remember, I think back then, because a lot of us, it was still early, for a lot of us. I think back then people were like, who?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. The Wario 64 guy.
Like, yes.
Oh, look at Donnie just knowing stuff. I see how it is. That was a different time. 2017.
Completely different landscape.
A lot has changed, man. Got new consoles. Remember, it's like when PS5 and Xbox the series consoles came out, and we're like, oh, we get to cover like console launches. Like, this is cool. Launches. It was kind of a big deal.
Little do we know, it's just more of the same.
It was basically just, I guess so. Yeah.
It was. I told you that then. Just upgraded PCs. That was the whole point with the PC architecture. Don't take anything away from how excited it was, but yeah, it was just better versions of what we had.
But the power of the people didn't want the power of the cloud.
And then it took me for 6 months to have mine to realize I needed something better. I was like, this ain't
it. Dude, my I was late getting here because I was at my mother-in-law's, and her computer is like it starts up and it sounds like a diesel engine.
Ooh, he said I'm sorry. I heard you say diesel engine, but John 32 says I'm near the end of Inside. I'm struggling. That is a very memorable ending.
Yeah, dude. How near?
Inside is something else, man. Inside was crazy.
Yep. I won't play it again.
That's not like that's not a bad one to want to replay.
There's like, they got like the girl from The Ring who comes out of the TV. She's like in the water chasing after you.
Yeah.
That game is great.
You just got to remember
that in Limbo. Oh man. Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. Like, how near the end, like how close are you? Cause you I think you only trip up a couple times and just kind of roll through.
Somerville. Give it to me.
Yeah. What was the other one about the orbs that
Cocoon.
You're kind of like, yes. Oh, so good.
I want to both.
I can't believe, dude, I'm already like I feel like everybody's beaten Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 17 times.
I haven't even played it yet.
Already? It's very good.
I may not. Really I don't even know if I will like this week. So I've got The Quarry, which I was supposed to play, but then Melissa got sick. So I'm waiting for her to get better so we can play it together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm playing Modern Warfare in the meantime, like in between.
Just very nice.
I'm just not in the mood to play Turtles right. I just don't. It's not like good or bad. I just don't want to play. I don't want to play a beat 'em up right now. I'm gonna wait for another week, another time.
It's kind of exactly where my mind is at right now.
That's
just
good.
Like sit on a couch and just like mash buttons.
That's how
easy.
How I am with beat 'em ups. Like I don't want to play Scott Pilgrim every week, but sometimes I only want to play Scott Pilgrim.
Well, and this one's kind of easy. I feel like Scott Pilgrim kicks my butt, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think for the most part, beat 'em ups are tough for me, and this seems pretty easy.
This one's not too bad.
I don't think so. Yeah,
River City Girls is pretty
good.
Can be challenging at times.
Yeah, like that's my history. Like Maximum going all the way back, like Maximum Carnage, I wouldn't be able to beat. I'd get my butt kicked, even with Turtles in Time.
Streets of Rage 4 wasn't too bad. I didn't think that was too bad at all.
I never got around to that one actually.
Wow, that's really good.
But mainly because my history with these games isn't like I'm not a pro. Like Ryan Turford, like he does it with his eyes closed.
Nice.
Like, he doesn't care.
He's very good.
He's good at games.
Yeah, you can tell.
You could, and it's always like every time he's like, oh, this game took me about 7 hours to beat. I'm like, okay, so go to how long to beat. He's like that top tier. That's what I'm struggling with the Ring Girl. Yeah, in the water. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're not near the end then. I don't think you're near the end, John 32.
I don't remember. I remember the Ring Girl, but I don't
she shows up a couple times.
She's not a very long game, so
no.
Yeah.
No, not quite blobbiness.
That was a standout for Xbox One in a dark time.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Really needed that game.
Yeah, Limbo is still good. That like some of these games are timeless, really. And they just, I don't know. Are you going to do Cuphead at the end of the month?
Absolutely not.
Just definitely.
No, absolutely not.
I didn't even watch the Netflix show.
I legit thought that game came out.
The DLC,
in my hardest of hearts, I was like, that game came out already, right?
Yeah.
Like when they showed it, I was like, a sequel?
Yeah.
And they were like, the Delicious Last. I was like, again?
Was there other DLC? Like, was there other something?
I've been seeing that game for like 3 or 4 years at this point.
Oh, you definitely have. Yeah, there was an article
about it is. It's just been taking so long.
Well, something they were saying how, and who the heck knows what anybody even means in PR these days, but they said they were trying to avoid crunch primarily because this is where I actually believe it is because like how many like cartoon animators can you find around?
Yeah,
so you got to keep them happy, and of course, like COVID and everything has happened. So,
especially with like their style,
right? Like it's a pretty specific need. So they're like, well, if it takes longer for the game to come out, so be it. I think is the exact quote out of that thing. So here it comes. I just have such an appreciation for it. Like it really is such a hallmark of like what video games can do, and like just the imagination and the skill set that's required, and that I don't know, like it's just different too. It's hard to be different in games. Like I think that's a takeaway from Keeley 3 or whatever we're calling it. Like there's some games you go like, oh, I've seen this kind of before. Like there's a version of this that exists.
Sure.
There was that roller skating one. It was actually in Keeley's thing. It was it looked like Sable. Like it looked almost exactly the same. Like and it was cool,
no,
but it's like
it wasn't in Keeley's thing. It was in the PlayStation one.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I think it looks great. I definitely.
Yeah, it looks cool. But that's the standout for Cuphead. It's like who's doing 1930s style like.
It'd have been so cool with Cuphead if one, it wasn't so hard, but that outside of that, it would have been really cool if they could resurrect some old cartoon characters and do it with them. Like if you could do like some Felix the Cat or Woody the Woodpecker or something like that, that'd be dope.
Totally.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
That'd be really awesome.
How many people have no idea who Felix the Cat or Woody the Woodpecker
Did I just date myself?
Well, not really. Like
okay.
Not by 100 years, I don't think.
I really liked like Felix the Cat when I was little.
Classic design, dude. Cool. Yeah. Absolutely classic design for sure. Yeah. Well, and we're also we're the only ones on the Sonic bandwagon.
Something that I definitely have come to notice. I realize I'm the only one out here. Everybody hates the game but me, apparently.
Yep. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
No, Dev is with me. That's a crazy one. Is Dev's on this one?
That is weird. Yeah, he might be trying to trick you somehow. He might be setting you up for something.
Trap.
Yeah, it's definitely. If he's agreeing with you, it's definitely a trap.
I'm in day one. I hope it makes it this year. We still don't have a date yet, right?
2022. There's a couple that I'm just like, yeah.
If they haven't delayed it, if they haven't dated it already after all these announcements and showcases, kind of makes me feel like it's probably going to get delayed unless they're waiting to date it with Nintendo.
What about God of War?
Yeah, I don't know what they're waiting on with that one.
Right?
I think maybe they're just waiting to make sure before they talk.
Like really, really sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like the moment we push play on this commercial.
Yeah.
There's no backing out.
Like this is what I'm like. I have no idea what it takes to finish or even build a game like at all. Like at the very least, I can see like I can picture some dude in a room at a whiteboard and like push pins and whatever. Like here's some stuff that we're going to be doing. That's about as much, like some concept art and stuff. That's about as much as I can picture. After that, I picture like a loading bar for 4.5 years, and they're just like waiting for it to like complete. Like, what are they doing? Like, I have no idea. Like, they're just
Have you watched the documentaries and stuff?
I get like, I kind of like they're at a screen. Like, I just don't understand like
what them doing like the models and then like
when is it? Yeah, then they spin it around and they look at it from over there and
you gotta script out combat and cutscenes. You gotta add dialogue and narration. And story, and it's very difficult.
Oh, I get all these. I don't know what I'm even trying to say.
Then,
it's just like,
you got to start at the beginning and press play and see if one thing breaks everything else.
That's the thing that just like how on earth do these things? It's a miracle.
Yeah,
it is an absolute miracle. You just like you put it on and like they work, and you push forward and they do the thing and they bump into walls and stuff and yeah, we're so lucky. Holy crap!
And then like you got people like me that I find a staircase that I can't walk down in Horizon, and then I video clip it and I post it to Twitter, and I'm like, why don't these stairs work?
Well, and I'm appreciating all the hard work, and then I shit talk Camelot story developer.
You're like, who's that shitty developer? That's like
it's like
been around since the 80s,
dude. And the release of this game is like affecting my biochemistry in my brain and like my actual like mood. It's like, what is the matter with me? Like, just get a grip on reality, for God's sakes. I'm excited to buy my mother-in-law a new computer.
Yeah,
her computer is like it's got to go.
Are you the tech guy?
To go.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like being that guy too.
It's funny because I was in the same room as Chelsea's mom, and then Ellie came in as well. And I looked at both of them and went, neither of you will ever know how to do this stuff. Like when people were our age, like you kind of had to figure it out. You didn't have I don't know, like who's gonna do it? Like I don't understand how you just like ignore it. Somebody's got to figure it out, and you just wait till somebody else does it.
They have you for that.
Like I don't blame my mother-in-law. Like that's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm worried about, what I'm wondering, and I actually don't even know where I actually land on this because you're very smart about your like home network and everything. Like you can control. You're like, you know what? If kids are whatever, I'm taking away the internet, and you know how to do that. Yep. I kind of don't want as much as I want my kids to like understand how technology works. I don't want them to outsmart me either. So that's a precarious place. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to like, well, actually, Dad, I do have the internet and now you're out.
Yeah. Hack into the net.
Totally. Like then it's just a war of escalation.
Just shut your whole stream down mid-show.
Yeah, if they have the upper hand on the technology, then
Morty,
it's just like,
Dad, get off your podcast. Podcast is over.
Exactly. That would be awful.
Sweet, then I have to resort. Been going on for too long. Bye, Donnie.
Oh my gosh, this is the show that will go on forever. This is it.
The Hanks.
This and we the Gamer Cast. So these are the ones that can persist whatever garbage is going on with Nintendo, or who knows, because Xbox is dead apparently.
Garbage,
so
it's not garbage. Nintendo's having a banner year.
I know they are. I'm just frustrated.
It's a bad week.
I'm just frustrated.
You just bet on the wrong horse. You should have bet on Three Hopes.
I've been betting on all the horses, man.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I buy everything.
I remember that podcaster life. When you're on that Nintendo train, you just start buying everything they.
I'm buying everything.
Yeah. Now
I'm Nintendo Sports.
I'm way more selective now for two reasons.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm not a weekly contributor to Nintendo Shack anymore. I understand the pressure you feel when you're like, somebody's got to talk about it. But
we
also
barely even do news, dude. It's hilarious.
But my kids don't play games with me anymore, and that's a huge driving factor. Because now I don't just buy every party game that they make, because they make 4 of those a year.
Yeah,
I don't buy every one of them because my kids aren't going to play them anymore.
Yeah.
So now I only buy the Nintendo games that I am actively going to play, which is still, a good majority of them. First party anyway.
Do you have, because you play games? I don't know if I've ever asked you this before.
You play games too. You say that
no, I know,
because Donnie, because you play games.
Because I'm trying to say, like, you as a dad, you as a parent play games. Not all parents play games. I am also a parent who plays games, but my kids are very young still. Do you? Because like you get excited about games that come out on day one. You'll go and buy them on day one. But does that remove like the opportunity for like Jack to look forward to a game and go like, this is a birthday one, or this is a Christmas present? Like you kind of have to wait. Or like, does that ever happen, or you just always go to one?
Jack, but it's a bad example. You're on the right logic, but see, here's the thing: Jack's birthday is November 8th every year, and almost
doesn't change.
No, almost right. Almost every year on November 8th. Well, what I was going with the thing
I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
What never changes is that there's always a Pokemon game releasing right near his birthday. It's like clockwork.
That's
for the last 6 years, his birthday, he gets a brand new Pokemon game on his birthday every year.
Yep.
So we're lucky in that regard.
Ellie is it? What'd you say? November 8th?
Yep.
Yeah, Ellie's exactly a week later, November 15th.
Pokemon time.
So like, that's actually great. Like when you're into birthday territory in December, it's like, ooh, that's pretty close to Christmas. That's too close. But like November is like
present for both.
Exactly. Like, my best friend growing up, his birthday's on the 20th, and it's like, oh, that'd be awful. That would just be terrible. But look at that, Kyle the Pug.
He's the best.
He is actually the best.
He's doing all these clips for all of our shows now that are making it hilarious.
He's just like cranking them out. I was tuning into you guys the other night, and it was
we have a clips. We have a clips.
So good.
We have a clips channel now on Discord. It's basically Kyle's channel.
That's amazing.
He just clips out things out of context. It's a great way to like just show. I mean, he's really good.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know what Ellie's birthday.
He doesn't really ask for stuff like video games for Christmas because we buy them all. Like there's
that's kind of where I was asking. Yeah, you just like you don't hold off. And
it is funny because he doesn't expect that we won't get a game. So that the only time that that's come up, Sean, was Arceus.
Because
he was like no. He just assumed we were getting it.
Yeah.
And then the day came and there was no game. Remember the whole Justice for Jack? And he was like, "Are you not getting Arceus?" I was like, "I'm not buying that trash."
Yeah.
And he's like, "But I really want it." And I was like, "I suggest you save." He was like, "Wait a minute, that's not how this works."
Do you get snow? Can you shovel snow? Is that even an option? Do you guys even like? No. Is it snowing in jet year?
No.
Are you mowing lawns year round?
Not year round, but for the majority of the year, for like
good
3/4.
God,
you can mow grass in Georgia from like March to like October.
Yeah, that's a lot though. And then it's just cold-ish.
Yeah, and you get like a dusting or a little sweeping of snow every now and again.
A dusting. Makes you think of like
we got
dusting.
A foot at my house. We were it was a wild, bizarre event. We had like the region like Georgia got like 2 inches of snow.
Yeah.
But there was like a 5-mile swath about a mile long that my house was right in the middle of. We got a foot. Just in this one line. I've got the picture from the National Weather because they didn't believe it when I called it in. I called it in and they were like, "You have a what?" I was like, "We have a foot of snow outside." And they were like, "Donnie, I was like, "I'm dead serious." I went out with a ruler. I had to prove to them. I was like, "There's a foot of snow here."
That's hilarious.
And that was like, oh God, it was like just apocalypse. This power was rendered useless for weeks. Seriously, you couldn't buy all of the debit machines were out. Stores were closed. You couldn't get gas. Oh yeah, it's like honestly, the world shut down.
Actually, The Last of Us.
8 days. Yeah, for about 8 days, it was real bad, which was hilarious.
People just shivving each other.
I'm an emergency manager, right?
Yeah,
I've got a generator and all that. So in the midst of this like 7-degree foot of snow blizzard, trees are down, power's out, my house was lit up like the 4th of July. We were playing video games. I had a kerosene heater. We were cooking pizzas on the grill.
Oh my God.
I still had the internet.
Having a blast.
Yeah. It was hilarious. That was a fun time.
Good. I mean, you're prepared. Good for you. You're ready to go. You're just like waiting. You're kind of like hoping for the next outage.
I don't really have an option. Like, I think I'd get fired at my work if I was like, if they were like, you've got to sign on. And I was like, well, I'm out of power. I can't do it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you kind of have to. This is what you do.
John 32, Sean in Edmonton listening to this story. It's like, I get it though. I don't like, there's definitely every place has
from Cleveland. Like I've seen snow. Yeah. I know what it is, but down here, we have like
if you're not built for it.
We have like 8 snow trucks in the entire county.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in time in Atlanta, that's in Atlanta, not in my county. In my county, we have like 1 snow truck. In Atlanta, we have like 8.
That's crazy.
Like 4 of them were out of service when it snowed.
Dude, the thing is, like, and it's not it. I don't know. Like, there's so much snow and ice here that they just cover the sidewalks and the streets with like not just sand, like rocks, like gravel, just layers after layers after layers. So then obviously spring and summer comes around, that all the ice and snow goes away, and you're just left with rocks on the ground. You look fine.
It's everywhere.
You look fine. It's fine. Anyway, my kids fall and they basically get road rash from just like
up your knees and stuff.
Oh, dude, it's nasty. Like
I don't.
They're not doing so good.
What the salt and stuff does to cars. Like I'm so glad.
Oh
I live in a winter climate. Just eats cars alive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I remember getting our first couple cars, we would have to watch out for where do they come from around the country. They don't salt anything here, but around the coast they kind of do that. So you get something coming in from New Brunswick.
They'll rust out and stuff, and you've got to make sure you coat like your undercarriage and stuff.
Can you imagine like that's an actual thing? They're just like, well, it's gonna destroy the cars, but throw it out there, I guess.
$30,000 investment you made, and we're
exactly
eat alive.
Eaten from underneath. Holy crap. Yeah. It doesn't, you need a little like how are you supposed to wash it out? It's the middle of winter.
Yeah. That's why I was saying you gotta you gotta coat it. You gotta get under there and do the coating.
You definitely do. Well, it just sounds like something they're gonna upsell you on, you say no to it.
Yeah.
Like no thank you.
Then your muffler is like breaks in half.
Just
you lose
gone. It just falls off. Yeah. Like, what are those sparks? Oh yeah. How's your car? You still have it? You've given up on it yet?
The one that I'm restoring?
Yeah.
Challenger's great. Chally's sitting in the driveway looking beautiful.
How's your Ace Ventura?
Oh, Sean, it's not doing so good. It's not doing so hot.
It's cut your losses, man.
I took my son. Well, at this point, I couldn't. It'd be like a total loss at this point if I just stopped.
That's why the saying is called "cut your losses."
No, it'd be a total loss. I took Jack to go see it the other day because it's just in pieces over there. The more work they do on it, the more work they find to do.
I think you should start building a car from scratch, actually, that's
basically what I'm doing. So the thing now is, we realize that the windows leak, so we ripped the windows out, and we're going to redo the window tracks. And then when we did that, we realized that because of the leaks, half the window tracks had rusted out. So they had to cut into the body of the car, and they have to basically, because there's nothing to weld to. So they basically had to cut back into the roof on both sides. And then while they're doing that, because I wanted to replace the bumpers, they ripped the bumper off, and they realized that like the back side of the car where the bumper attached was basically all Bondo, and it just fell apart when they pulled it off.
Dude.
So now we have to replace the tail panel. They don't make replacement tail panels for Venturas. You can get Novas, you can get other things and like try to make it work and fabricate it and kind of work it in. Yeah. So I bought a tail panel off of a Firebird. Nice. At least it's the same style. It's the same style tail. I probably have to replace the taillights to fit it, but it's the same style. It looks the same, because it's both Pontiac. So I got to wait for that to come in. It's not going to fit exactly. So they're going to have to make it work around the gas tank and stuff. So I'm basically ripping the back off of it because they had to cut into the roof and cut into the rear to weld. Now it has to be painted. Remember before, like I was like, I wanted to paint it, it was expensive. Yeah. Now it has to be painted.
This is too much
because we're welding in new metal. It's going to be prime. Now we got to paint. We don't have a choice. It's got to be painted.
What were you saying about Neil Druckmann before about like going on and somebody's got to like rein him in?
Yeah, rein him in. Yeah. Probably at this point, I can tell you. All right, here's a couple of things.
Kato's on YouTube saying, I don't understand cars. Jordan's on Twitch saying, I can't wait to hear all of Donnie's car stories. I live for this.
I live for this. All right, so a couple things. I am still excited to be doing what I'm doing. That said, I can now admit I have no regrets. I'm not regretting this at all, but I can admit that the deal of the car wasn't quite the deal that I was hoping it would be.
Sure. Yeah.
When I'm done with this, when I get the car back and it's done and it's right, I will probably have spent as much as the car is worth. Which means I could probably get my entire investment back, but they'd be like probably right on the edge. Like, it's going to be right there. It'd be real close.
So then you're break even,
more or less breaking even,
less, but also a year's worth of just nonsense.
I may not drive this car until like October, November. I may not have this car for months.
I mean, you can hang on to it. I feel like this is maybe one of the rare exceptions in cars where maybe the value goes up over time.
It definitely will, because here's the thing: if you go looking for this car right now, the reason that we can't find the tail panel, these cars don't exist anymore. They're gone.
Well, dude, like, what are you talking about? 70? What is it? 74?
73 Ventura.
Dude,
and my model
years ago, like
there was in the X body style, there was 4 Venturas, and my model is like the sport model, is the only year that the sport model existed. So like my specific Ventura is all like the Ventura is hard enough.
Yeah.
And then my Ventura is harder than that.
Super special. That's a good thing, right? So super special, one of a kind.
If you go to like Car Trader or anything like that, classics right now, I'd be willing to bet if you went to every place you tried to buy a 73 or let's say an X body Ventura 71 to 74.
Yeah.
There might be 5 or 6 available for sale right now across the country, like single digits.
Well, I wonder if there's a bunch of them in Canada, and you have such a distaste for Canada. You'd be like, no, I don't want it. Not from
Canadian car.
Not definitely. You got all the kilometers on it.
Yeah, because what would
I
happen?
Want my car to drive miles.
If I took it to a car show, they'd be like, "Is this from Canada?"
Exactly.
Like it would just ruin it. Like you can't have something.
Mm-hmm.
But that everything said, when it's done, and it's I didn't buy it as an investment, and I didn't buy it to make money off of. I bought it because I wanted it, and I want to keep it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where when you look at it like that, it really doesn't matter, like the investment or it doesn't matter to me. I just want it to be awesome, and I want it to look awesome and sound awesome and run awesome when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And the thing that is exciting, like I talked about before, how Jack and my kids added a lot of enthusiasm to like my Nintendo splurges. Jack is now starting to add some of that to this because he's into it.
Nice. Yeah.
He's really into it. Like he keeps talking about what it's going to happen when he inherits the car, like down the road.
Oh,
he wants to drive it. I took him to the shop. He's looking at the window tracks. He's learning about the welds. We replaced the fluids together. We did the oil change. We did the radiator fluid. We did power steering fluid together.
Look at that.
So like he's learning about the cars. I was showing him because those old cars are I'm not a car guy, like a mechanic.
Yeah,
those old cars are much simpler.
Totally.
I can show him, a brake cylinder and a radiator and a carburetor and an air filter, and it's very easy to get in and out of.
That's why back in the day, if you had car trouble, you could actually pull your car over, lift up the hood, and look in there and go like, "Oh, okay, I see." Now you do is like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
I don't know what the hell that is.
It is an actual computer in there. It is a Terminator inside.
In here.
Totally.
And I think what Jack got a taste of is before we put it in the shop and ripped it to pieces, Jack got a taste for, like, I took Jack out in it and we were driving and he got so much attention. I think Jack loved that. Jack loves the attention that the car gets. Whereas like I'm honestly here or there. I love when people say nice things about my car. Like it's great, but I don't need the attention.
But it's the car. It's not you. Yeah.
But Jack loved the attention. Like I took him to we were doing yard work. And I took him to Dairy Queen in it. we had like 9 people drop by, and like we're just sitting there eating ice cream, and like all kinds of people were like,
that is such a classic moment, dude.
He loved it. He was telling his mom about it for like 2 days. He could not believe that so many people took notice.
Oh, I love it.
So I think that's helping it a lot, is just knowing that, like, you know, it's kind of a part of the process. But, you know, when I bought it to restore. The guy I bought it from was happy driving around the way that it was. Yeah. I'm not. I hate seeing all the little imperfections and everything. It drives me nuts. Like, I want it to be choice. So I knew it was going to be a part of the process.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because I used to like wash my cars by hand. Like, I would just like get really, my cars were immaculate, but they weren't really nice. Like, they weren't nice at all. I had, my first car was like a $2,500, just a piece of trash, but I loved it. I absolutely adored that car. And but I would know everything that was wrong with it. Like, if the headlights were foggy in the inside, like, it was just like, oh, that bugged me, or the scratch here or there, like whatever it was. Yeah, just, and nobody else would see it, and you'd be aware of that. But yeah, I do miss that. I do miss the love and attention, and the you make it your own.
I find it very cathartic. It's a nice big time. I get outside, and like, unlike, I hate doing yard work, but unlike yard work, I love doing that. I love washing my cars. I listen to podcasts, but music. Yeah, the sun. Totally. You know, like I get a lot of enjoyment from it. And as I've talked about on other shows, I really love driving. Like, it's I don't like working out anymore. Like, you know, like, I don't like doing any of that stuff anymore.
What kind of gasoline is this thing taking?
Oh, I always do. No, leaded gas? Do premium, yeah. Like, I always do in both my cars. In both my cars.
Oh, really? Like, even if it doesn't require
the Challenger, it's got in the Challenger, it's got a tune. It requires a 91 or higher octane. Woo! So I'm always running premium. Yeah. Which is why I don't whine about gas. You'll hear that, like, right now, gas.
You're making your choice.
I'm not going to whine about. It's like, I knew what I was doing.
You've made your choice.
I bought a Challenger. I bought a Ventura. I'm not going to whine about $5 a gallon for gas.
You should just dig in the ground, see if you can find any in there.
The thing that I always think is hilarious, these people that whine about gas, they're driving like Ford 350 Super Dudes. It's like, dude, you bought a $70,000 truck and you're whining about $5 for gas? Get over yourself.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. My dad always made a big deal about gas. He still does. You know, he'd always like go way out of his way to get a fuel efficient vehicle.
Save a bit.
Yeah.
Like
and when I worked at a gas station for a couple of years, and they would do like I don't know, do you guys ever have this like save 3.5 cents?
Yes, that's what it was just,
whatever it was. And it's like, so I would see the savings, like you save 3.5 cents, and it was you'd circle at the bottom, like, thanks for getting your discount today. It was this much. It was like $2.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Walmart has their plan here, Walmart Plus. And their big thing is like, you'll save like 10 cents per gallon.
Yeah, because gallon. Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that? What is that? $3 a tank?
A fill.
And then totally. Like my father-in-law's like, $3 adds up over the year. I'm like, who's doing it over the year? I was like, yeah, you pay $100 up front for that. Like, so does it add up?
Oh my gosh. Kato in the chat, I'm whining about gas in my Honda. Dude, it's probably like a $45 fill for this thing.
I saw that the other day. Somebody was filling up a Honda on TikTok. It was a funny TikTok. Yeah. I think the marker went over $50 and he was yelling at the gas tank. He was like, I drive a Honda. This is a Honda.
What is that? That was it was a Dane Cook movie.
Yeah.
This is a Honda.
How dare you?
How dare you?
This is an 89 Honda.
Is that Employee of the Month? Is that what that is? Oh my God. That's so good. We haven't even talked about that movie ever.
Oh, it's so good.
How dare you? That movie all the time.
I love that scene. That scene was amazing. That was really good.
Jordan, my dad will drive across town to save 5 cents. Yeah, it's like you need to look at that. I mean, like, to be fair,
I'm thrifty. You know how thrifty I am, but it's like,
it's pretty outrageous right now.
Convenience has to matter at something. You know, I'm not driving out of my way to save $2. Like, you know, you can have the $2.
Oh, dude, like, I'm all no.
You can have the $2. I'm just gonna fill up now.
The one thing I will go out of my way for is to not buy video games at GameStop anymore. I'll drive a little. I'll go around the corner for the Best Buy. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done, Donnie.
Really?
And
what happened?
This is how, dude. I'm a petty person. This is the thing. I hold a grudge like no one.
Tom Petty.
Sean Petty. I've got this game that I don't want anymore. This Strikers game. I would prefer not to have it. Really, the only way to do that is, maybe I could go on Facebook Marketplace. We could see what we could do there. But of course, the classic thing to do when you buy a video game that you don't or you're done with is you go trade it in at GameStop. But guess what happens when you do that? You don't get cash. You get GameStop money.
My GameStop offers cash.
You get cash dollars?
Yeah, we offer. Yeah, they'll do cash here.
It's like a pawn shop. What the heck?
Yeah. No, they've been doing it for a while. You can get it for a while there. The cash was really low, but even now, like the cash is pretty similar. So, let's say, all right. So I traded in what was it, Kirby?
Yep.
Not too long ago, and I think the trade-in value was $39 store credit.
Not bad.
Or I could have got $32 cash.
Yeah, I'd probably take cash.
I took store credit because I was pre-ordering other stuff, but
that's just it.
But they have a cash option, so I'm surprised in Canada.
Interesting. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Cato says you get less money if you take cash, but you definitely get cash. I don't even.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. You can
maybe I'll find out. Jordan in the chat, John 32 in the chat. Also, I met John 32 in person and Jordan.
Wow.
Last weekend we hung out.
Jordan's cool.
We touched.
John's a cool guy too, but yeah.
John 32, great reason for his handle. Like the where John 32 comes from is awesome.
I don't know.
I'm not going to tell him. You don't get additional promotions. I don't know if it's my place to say.
How dare you?
Now we're getting Donnie's trades.
How dare you? This is an 80.
How dare you? Oh my gosh, dude, that takes me back like holy cow, 15, 20 years or something at this point.
Donnie's trade secrets. I got to tell you guys while you're in the chat, Sean already knows this, but make sure you watch PSVG Live next week. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. Oh, well said. Well said.
Just make sure you watch PSVG Live next week. I got to tell you, best news bumper ever.
Yeah.
You gotta watch
it. You're not overstating that at all.
Gotta watch it.
It's going to be amazing. House party, Donnie. House party. This comes up every 6 months or so.
Oh,
we got close to it. We got close to a house party.
Yeah, Canadian house party.
We got Toronto house party. It's like a log cabin.
Much more house party. Kijiji, the Kijiji party.
Kijiji, yeah, we posted on Kijiji.ca.
Kijiji party.
Kijiji.
What a mess. What a disaster. Kijiji. What a joke.
Yeah, we couldn't just have, because we have Craigslist.
Couldn't come up with a word.
Well, we have a word. We have two words. We have Craigslist. Kijiji. Yep.
I told you. Yeah. That's in the post show from our show.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you. So my joke, John and Jordan, is that Kijiji they're both Canadian.
Which
they have to be if you
Kijiji and which
both. No. John and Jordan.
Yeah, John and Jordan. Yeah, both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I find out about this Kijiji thing. Terrible.
Yeah, Kijiji's like Craigslist for anybody not following. Yeah.
Terrible thing. And then I tell Sean that what Kijiji to me, what it sounds like, everybody understands this feeling. When you sit down at your computer and you go to type something, but you roll up to your keyboard and your hands are just slightly off from where you think they are, and you go to type something and you just type some shit that you've never you're like, what the hell is that? That's Kijiji. That's what happened. They went to go make a name, like a domain, and instead of their hands being over A, S, D, and F, it was over G, H, J, and K, and they're like Kijiji.
Funny. Yep. You just end up then you're buying a bunch of stuff from people, liquidating their household.
What in the Canada?
Cato's wondering, why is everyone Canadian? We got nothing else to do. What else are we going to do?
I feel like I've met one Canadian in my life before I met you, Sean, and now I feel like I know 100 Canadians.
That's how it works, man. We're all just hiding out together in this great nation, this vast land.
The Stanley Cup comes around and people just start coming out of the woodwork. Yeah, I don't know how it happens like this. Toronto is like a big hub. Everybody's in Toronto. Jordan said, "Yep."
Yep.
I presume that's in response to my Kijiji thing. Yep.
Kijiji it's a weird thing, man.
Everything's a weird thing. You've got much music.
That's the next shirt, though. We now have our merch store, which has been awesome. People buying their shirts.
Much more games.
We need much more games. We need that, Cato. It's on the whiteboard.
I'm gonna office you. It's a verbal TM.
Wait, do we owe you money for it?
Yeah, I came up with
the idea.
Much more games.
You would. How American of you.
Because did I tell you this? I told you that was going to be the name of our podcast, right?
No, I know.
Okay, yeah. No, we were going to do, before we decided to just call it Play Some Video Games, me and Devin had serious conversations about just calling it Much More Games as a long troll on Sean.
Mm-hmm. That would be amazing.
We were just going to launch the podcast with the Canadian flag and the icon and everything, and call it Much More Games.
There are so many
the original idea.
We could have all these references to just ancient Canadian media that you guys would have no idea. Like no clue. Like we could just like, well, let's talk about Peter Mansbridge for about 7 minutes. You'd be like, what are you even exactly?
What?
Yep, not even gonna explain it. We just have all these random mysterious things from our great nation. You wouldn't know. Don Cherry. You know who Don Cherry is?
No.
Yeah, well, you probably
what was on the Xbox Drive. Cortland Lawn was like Harry Smiley or something came in. And I was like, what? Who?
Harry Smiley.
I don't even remember what it was. It was just something bizarre. Yeah. He said it as if everybody knew.
Everyone in Canada. I don't know what Harry Smiley is.
Yeah. I don't remember what he said either.
You know what's happening right now in Canada? This is your just a ridiculous Canadian moment. Tim Hortons, the famous coffee shop here, is teaming up with Justin Bieber. And so you can get Justin Bieber.
As if you didn't not like Justin Bieber or Tim Hortons enough.
Yeah, no.
They decided to double down on each other.
Totally. Yeah, you get a coffee, you get Timbits, like little donuts, little donut balls.
Coffee is awful.
It's not good.
It's real bad.
Yeah. When I think of it, what I think of actually is not even a coffee shop. I think of Burger King, it might even be the same coffee as Burger King, but I picture like the pot of coffee just like sitting there for far too long. And that's what they're serving you. Like that's actually what I picture.
Get that sour burnt coffee.
Yeah. I was out this morning. And I was out this morning and there was a group of like construction guys like surveying the place they're going to be working on. They all had their Tim Hortons cups because that's what you do. And I was just looking at these cups going like, and it's so cliche, like you ever think about that you're just like living out a stereotype,
yeah.
Like you just like, it's just, you have choices. You can do something else. There's a reason that
stereotypes exist.
Oh yeah. These guys are walking, talking Canadian stereotype
in them somewhere.
Yeah, well, there's three of them.
We had Tim Hortons where I lived in Ohio. We had Tim Hortons, so I'm familiar with the brand. I took my wife there because she'd always heard about it, and she was like, "It's awful." I remember I took her when we went to Ohio. She was like, "It was just like," and the one we went to was just dirty, and like the donuts were like just they looked old. Like
this is the thing. I mean, and the donuts are fine. Like it's good. Like I don't know, as long as they're fresh. Like what? How else?
It's like a quick.
And I can't speak to your version of Tim Hortons. I don't know. It's like apparently Oreos are different.
Krispy Kreme down here is legendary. You get slapped talking some nonsense about Krispy Kreme to a Southerner. Southerners love Krispy Kreme. They'll
Krispy Kreme did come out here. I don't even know if it still exists, but like, yeah, I think it's the same idea. I think Krispy Kreme and same with Target. Like when a bunch of stuff comes up here, it's not the same. And so I imagine that the Tim Hortons you're experiencing is, sewage water.
Yeah, it was real bad.
But even
he said it's better than Dunkin'. It was not better than Dunkin'. That was like, actually, I think that was like my wife's exact words. She was like, I always thought Tim Hortons was like, she thought Tim Hortons was like a fancy Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, no. She thought, like, to her, she thought Tim Hortons is like the Starbucks of like donut shops. And it definitely is not.
No, it's just for everybody. It's just Krispy Kreme is mediocre, says Kato.
Oh, she goes mid. So I won't fight you on it. Because I'm not a Southerner. I'm not from here. What I will tell you is if you come to Georgia and say that, you be ready to throw hands because you'll get them. Southerners go hard for Krispy Kreme, like real hard.
I get it. Well, Canadians go hard for Tim Hortons. There's probably a lot of people listening to this. Like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
good.
You're pairing this up with like our nation's identity. You want to be choosy about that. Like, are you sure is that what you want to do?
The nation's identity donut shop.
If not, it is Tim Hortons. That's what.
I'm not doing it. You did it.
But do we need one? Like, is that required?
No. But everybody has identity stuff, right?
I guess so.
Like, what's the food that everybody talks about with Canada?
Like poutine is like just just fries and gravy and cheese curds. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It is weird, like that we don't really have. It's latching on to things because like you go, well, if not that, then what is the identity? And like, I don't know, like we got a lot of beavers around, I guess.
Maple syrup.
Yeah. Like we got these trees that grow with a cool leaf. That's neat. It's cold as hell.
It's beautiful.
So I guess there's that.
Canada's gorgeous.
It is, but there's also there's John, beautiful places in the US too.
We were talking about you. I was on TikTok and I came across a view there was this person sitting somewhere. I don't even remember where it was. They were sitting in front of a lake. There was like a pool in a lake, and there was like these mountains, and the lake was so so blue and just I was like, this is the most beautiful place on earth, and the hell if it wasn't in Canada.
Yeah.
And I looked at my wife and I was like, Sean can never know that we saw this.
And then here you are confessing to there really are, like, honestly, there are some, but it's like anywhere. There's places around the entire
My wife
globe.
wants to come see you. That's legit. I'm not.
Well, I'll meet you somewhere actually beautiful. Like, I don't live in a beautiful place.
She tells me that
would be great.
It's funny because, my wife's more, well, she's definitely,
my wife.
She's a social person. Like, she's a social butterfly.
Yeah.
She enjoys being amongst people and going out to eat and, like doing that thing. And I'm not. I stay home. I never want to leave ever. Well, I was so tailor-made for COVID and quarantine.
Totally.
Yeah.
Donnie, I have 2 TVs side by side here, each with their own like recliner.
Exactly.
We don't have to talk.
Yeah.
You can just be here. Like, we got Skip. Do you have Skip the Dishes? Do you have anything? Like, what is your Uber Eats? Is that the only, like,
Skip the Dishes?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. As soon as I said, I'm like, you don't have to skip the dishes. You know who does the
Who is naming shit in Canada? Who is this person?
As soon as I said it, I'm like, of course.
Like a czar of branding in Canada that just comes up with this shit.
Czar.
Much music, much more Kijiji. Skip the Dishes.
It's not good.
Why is it so on the nose? Why are the names of your things exactly the brand, like exactly what it is?
It drives food to you.
Yeah, instead of having a brand, you just named. It's just you just define what it is.
Dude, that is so funny you say that, because like the most famous, most watched thing in Canada.
Is your AutoZone just like car repairs?
Oh my god, that is so funny. So every Saturday night, there's always a hockey game.
I didn't know Gonzo was in Alabama.
So it's called Hockey Night in Canada. That's like the most famous. It's like the most watched TV program. It's Hockey Night in Canada. HNIC. Oh my god. I don't even know what I was trying to say. Oh, we could get Uber Eats. We don't have to leave the recliners. Yes. We could just be here. You could get, that's what it is. DoorDash. That's way better.
Skip the dishes.
Skip the dishes, comma. Let's make this a full. Why stop there? Just like full on sentence.
This guy, like, movie theaters. Is it like 90-minute video entertainment or something? Like what? I don't. You blow my mind with every little piece that I earn.
Cineplex is the big movie theaters here. Okay, I think that's okay. That Cineplex is all right. Yeah, probably was created by an American. Like, we probably had a whole bunch of just like mom and pop just theaters, and then Cineplex came on. This is big overlord. Skip the dishes. I almost let that slip. I almost got through it, like saying it with a straight face, just like, we'll get skip the dishes.
What I was trying to say, Sean.
Jordan, what else do we have? Do we have anything else on skip the dishes?
Is that my wife, she I don't even know where to go. My wife, I don't have friends. Like, I don't go out. I don't have like guy friends, like most people do. I don't go to the bar. I don't watch games or anybody. Like, I'm really happy just kind of being me, like, by myself. I tell her all the time. So I always feel like I'm the perfect husband. I tell her, I'm like, I want to hang out with you. That's why I married. Like, it's just you. Like, I just want to hang out with you. I don't want to hang out with everybody else. But so she's like, so she sees us on the show and stuff. She's like, oh, they're friends. Like, she's like, we should go hang out with Sean. I'm like, you want to get passports, leave the country just so we
you don't even have a passport?
Go to Applebee's with the Capris.
That'd
like, just
fun.
so you can have like a realistic.
We could do Applebee's,
friends and dinner.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, then we're still there. Like, it's not like the internet. You just like, okay, well, back to life.
Oh, because that's the other thing. That's like, you realize if we go there, I'm just gonna play games with Sean at Sean's house. Like, we're not going out and seeing Canada.
Totally. Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing. Yeah, like, there is cool stuff.
Our vacation is just the Capris. We're just going to the Capris house.
You drive in from the airport for 40 minutes to my house.
He's got 2 TVs. Like, so we have the Sean TV and the Donnie TV. Like, that's
the TV. The right side TV needs to get used. Chelsea and I haven't been playing too many games together these days, so it's gotta. Right now, it's got the Chromecast on it, so it's just pictures basically. And every once in a while, I'll throw up a TV show or Netflix or something.
I do the TikToks on the Chromecast so we can watch them together.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You got to turn the whole TV like portrait mode.
I do it from my Chromebook so we can do full picture.
That's so funny.
I'm all way ahead of you.
TikTok. I need less of that in my life. That's just not. It's not advancing.
It's
anything.
It definitely isn't. It's the opposite of that. It's like the perfect vegetative state.
Oh, it's like defined.
I have to be zero investment. I'm in and out in 5 seconds or less, and just
you know what I'm finding though, Donnie, and I don't know if it's just because like things are so busy and crazy these days, where I'm like, I'll sit down to play a game, and then I'll be like, let me check my phone for a second, and then 30 minutes will go by, and I've just been on YouTube Shorts the whole time.
Yeah,
but it's like, I'm trying to like, is that actually what I wanted to do, or am I just like brainless? And maybe I'm just
you're not brainless. What you are is you're a creature of habit. You're resorting back to like just your.
It's just the easiest thing that you could possibly
do. Like you've been conditioned to do that. But I'm with you. I haven't played games at all this week because I honestly couldn't even imagine. As much as we've talked and done, it's like I have zero like brain space left for video games right now. I need a couple days off and then I'll get back to it.
Yeah, I've been in a bit of a slump these last. Honestly, it's been probably months since I've been like really, really into something. And that might also be part of the whole Strikers thing. Maybe I'm just grumpy.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't think it is. I think that game could use a little help. But maybe
I loved E3. It definitely refilled my cup. I was very excited about everything.
Definitely.
Sure.
Well, no, I'm right back to where I am twice or 3 times a year with you, where I go, my wish list is full.
Yeah, aren't video games awesome? Isn't it amazing?
Totally.
And play all these things. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. I got I don't even know why. PlayStation Canada actually set me up with 3 months of premium for PS Plus.
Lucky you.
I know. I'm like, I'm not the host of our PlayStation show. Like, I'm like, these are the guys. Like, these are their.
I could see them. They're sitting back there, like, but if we can get Sean.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
get Sean back
to us. Like, we already got those guys. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know. I do need to look into it a little bit more. But I was it's so funny. Kato and I talk about this on the Nintendo Drive. Like the hobby that I actually enjoy is just like buying the games. And in some cases just downloading the games. Like that's fun. So the other night I actually sat down to go like, I know I don't have any time for any of this. I'm just going to go on to PlayStation Plus and just download a bunch of stuff.
Get some stuff.
Yeah.
I do that on Steam. I did that on Steam this week. When all the Steam Next Fest demos and all I was like demo.
Same.
Demo.
Same. Let me see what I've got on.
Cult of the Lamb, Sean.
Is there a Cult of the Lamb demo?
Yeah, and it's real good.
Did I get that? Let me fire up Steam.
Cult of the Lamb.
Epic Games was also doing a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah. I'll have to go take a look.
The free things.
Anyways, Sean,
free games for a while.
I've got you. Listen,
Do
you have Steam open?
I'm opening it right now.
Tell me you have it open.
Yeah.
Type in Agent 64.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Agent 64. Oh, look at that. Final Fantasy 7, whatever the hell. Oh, what is this?
It's like 007. It's like the sequel to 007.
Totally looks like it. Oh my gosh.
They have a free demo.
Spies Never Die. This is, dude, how have we not had this 15 times over?
Yeah. And it looks legit too. It's not like some indie rip. Like it looks real.
Estimated download time 4 seconds.
Yeah.
This game is 196 megabytes.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Added to the wish list. Planned release date is 2022. I would love to be notified about this. It's even like Old Man Spy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, share your own campaigns. Oh, you didn't have to go that hard, you guys. So you could create those old maps. You could create the 64 stuff, the GoldenEye stuff. Well, this looks great.
I really hope we get 007 from the Direct. That's like my big hope. More than anything else. I got all these people on my timeline. They're like, Metroid remake and Donkey Kong. I'm like, man, just do the 007 thing. It'll be good for a while. Thanks.
Yeah. I got Hellbound demo here. I got Angerfoot demo. I got Midnight Fight Express demo.
I got Angerfoot. Yeah, you need Cult of the Lamb. I did Midnight Fight Express, and it was just it's not bad, but it's not like particularly memorable or really good either. That's just kind of wishy-washy on that one.
I gotta actually just sit down.
It looked cooler in the presentation than it was to actually have, for sure.
Which one?
Midnight Fight Express.
Midnight. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm downloading Cult of the Lamb.
I bought all the Castlevanias. They were on sale. I got Castlevania Advanced Collection, Castlevania Anniversary Collection, Castlevania Lords of Shadow Ultimate Edition.
On Steam? Oh, Kato says, man, we should actually get Kato in on this.
Oh, another demo. The Cub.
The Cub.
Yeah. Go look up The Cub.
We should have a surprise visit from Kato on this, so you can get her all set up. She got a Steam Deck. She's going to abandon Nintendo too. Like, we're going to stop podcasting.
I was listening to her. The Cub is from the folks that make Golf Club Wasteland. It's like you remember what Golf Club Wasteland was? It's like in that world, but it's a platformer.
Wish list. Download the demo. I need to go GOG as well. GOG.com.
Yeah.
Does that stuff go over?
GOG is giving away Shantae. I'm not sure if you've missed it or not, but you can get free copies of Shantae over there.
I don't understand the Shantae. I'm probably going to get hate on this. I don't understand the Shantae love.
You don't like
I don't
Shantae?
get it. I just don't get it. I don't even have like a strong opinion one way or another.
I'm just like game.
Yeah.
With a cute character. I mean, I like
Shantae. I should try it again.
It's really quick. And it's way forward. You know, if you don't like if you, I don't know if you, are you just not into way forward games?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I even tried it, so maybe I should just go back and give it another shot. It's like I said, it's not even that I actively dislike it.
Because they did like River City Girls, right? That's amazing.
Ryan likes it. Brian, we need a Kato Steam Deck review video ASAP.
What is the other game that they did on like Wii U? They did a lot of Wii U stuff. That's where I found them and liked them. I found Shantae on Wii U. And what was the other game that they did? It's on 3DS too. Is it like Switch Force?
Mighty Switch Force. Yeah. Nice one.
That was a cool game.
Look at that. The power of the Google.
WayForward's good. Good developer. But I like Shantae games. They're just good Metrovanias. The new one was really good. The one that they did for Apple. I hated that they did it for Apple, but it was a really good game.
It's funny. I've got a watch. I got an iPad. I got enough Apple devices that I keep getting
you'd be all
free
in on Apple Arcade.
Well, because they even keep giving you free trials for like months, and
they've got good games too. They got Hot Shots over there.
Apparently, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just another platform, dude. Like it's too much.
We have Daniel in our Discord. He loves the Apple stuff, and he's like, apparently there's like a new Final Fantasy RPG on Apple Arcade that's awesome.
Good,
it's like just like it. They're trying. Apple's trying hard to get into games, and it's like that's what I want Google to do. But games are hard to break into. It's hard. It's easy to underestimate how much customers like these companies. They love Xbox. They love Sony. They love Nintendo. They don't want to buy games from other companies. That's like a weird thing because like people don't have that like with music. Like that's not a thing with movies. I don't think. Like I think most people are open to watching a movie from most anybody, but like gamers want to buy their games specifically from certain people.
And that's weird. Why is that? Yeah, what the heck? Like
I think it's how games have marketed themselves. So a lot of people make fun of gamers for console wars. We got to remember like game publishers really started console wars. Like they did that in their own marketing. So I think they own a piece of that. And then not only that, but like developers, they bring you into like the development of the game. They keep you along for the ride. They let you in. So I think you just grow attached to that.
Yeah, I think there's expectations there. Like I'm trying to wrap my mind around it because it's like Nintendo, like with the Wii, they did the whole like Blue Ocean strategy, which was grandmas, grandpas, and everything like that. That seemed to work. And it's like, well, who's using iPads and iPhones? Like these, it's the same. It seems to me the same people and tens of millions of people more. But like it's who's your home base and who's showing these other people you got
and
to
like
play
with the Apple stuff, it's much smaller entry, so I don't think it quite matters. It's a whole separate thing. My cat's going nuts. Hang on a second.
No, that's all right. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody in the chat that's like, why don't we play on our like? I've got an iPad. I love my iPad Mini.
Yeah.
Why don't I play on this thing?
I don't think my best guess is I don't think people value games on mobile platforms as much as they value games on consoles. I don't feel like those games feel as valuable to you.
You know what? And to your point earlier about like they do it to themselves, like the game experience. When you think about games on mobile, like what do you think about? You think like cheap, free to play. Something's going to try to trick you. Like it's actually not
shallow gameplay loops.
What else are we supposed to think? Yeah. And that might be the heart of it.
If the game is only $3 or free, like it doesn't feel as valuable to you as if you paid $70 for this game that took 5 years to make, and it's this big production and all that.
Probably the best iOS game I ever played is something from like 2013 or 2012 or so, a long time ago. It's called Punch Quest, and it is awesome. It's just like an endless runner. People should actually go find this game. This is classic. You just like, you bust out of this like thing, and then you just hit punch, and you just punch. You're punching and you're punching. You're hitting zombies, and
that's cool.
And you're hitting the skeletons, and then you get these weird power-ups. You can turn into a unicorn, and it's whatever. You just tap.
My favorite mobile game is Retro Bowl.
Oh,
Retro
I will.
Bowl
I will download this recommendation.
Real good. It's on Switch too. It came to Switch, and I honestly played. I might have played more Retro Bowl on Switch this year than I played.
Writing it down. Retro Bowl on the Switch.
I think
Lincoln is playing
on Switch.
Lincoln's got like this Hot Wheels bowling on his tablet, and
it's not a bowling
loves
game.
It. What's retro? What is it?
Retro Bowl is a football game. It's like Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, nice.
But it's a team.
Oh, I love it. Oh, dude, look at this. There's a retro goal as well. It's soccer.
Wow. Yeah. It's
right
real
below
good.
it.
It's real good. I've played a crap ton of Retro Bowl. Like an insane amount, an embarrassing amount of Retro Bowl.
Well, there you go. Look at us. We're gonna get our mobile gaming on. I've got a 3-hour drive to Calgary, and Chelsea prefers to drive.
Sale.
On Steam?
Yeah, just in a couple $1 discount. Not quite good enough.
You just played on PS5?
I'm not playing on PS5. Get out of here.
I'd love to hear thoughts on Xbox Cloud. Saw them pushing the peripherals to connect controllers to phone and play on the go. I was in the airport with Anti-Macro waiting to go home, and he fires up. The heck was he was playing Hades.
He got stuck without an airplane today. Did you see that?
Dude, I know. And he's speaking of Canadian weird stuff. He was flying with an airline called Swoop. It's bound to happen. It sucks, and I feel for him. But Swoop, you don't go with Swoop. You don't go with Flare.
Yeah, our version of that Spirit.
Yeah. That's, I don't know. I think you stand up on the airplane. It's like a bus. It's like an actual Airbus.
Hold on to the rail.
You're just holding on. It's not even a rail. It's like the loop thing that is up there. You just, no, best of luck.
Speaking earlier, you're talking about like how you get put under when you're on like for surgery and dental work and stuff. They put you under for flights. Just come in. I put myself. Put you down, and you just wake up where you are. That'd be sweet. I try to put myself out too.
It's takeoff that does it for me. Just thrust me back into the seat and just like, oh, this is as good as it's gonna get, man. I've got that moment. I fall asleep often, especially because I fly by myself quite a bit.
I always drink when I fly.
Yeah, that would do it too.
I gotta get a little sauce so I can just kind of relax a little.
Just conk out a little bit. Yeah. Do you get nervous? Do you get nervous on a plane?
I've definitely told this story before, right? Like my terrible karma moment on an airplane.
Maybe
I feel like I tell this story all the time, so I don't want to like tell it again if you're aware of it. But does that
I'll stop you? I don't think so.
All right, I was on a flight to Denver one year.
Yeah,
and we come flying around the Rockies, and we hit a really terrible patch of turbulence. And this is the short version, and the plane starts rocking and jumping, and I look across the aisle because I am a little nervous flyer because you realize when you get on a plane, no matter what, you're just out of control at that point.
You're real high up.
Well, I mean, it's out of your control. If something goes wrong, like that's it. You're toast. And we're jumping really and rocking. And I look across the aisle, and there's this poor woman, younger girl. Not like young girl, but she's like 25,
19. Okay.
And she's starting to like kind of tear up, and you can tell she's real nervous. And she looks at me, and in like the most trepidatious like delivery, she goes, "Is it supposed to do that?" And I looked at her. Yeah, see, you know exactly what's going on.
Oh, no.
I looked at her as stone-faced as I could, and I said, "Oh, it's not supposed to do that."
Oh, Donnie. Oh, and no.
Everybody around us was like, "The fuck's wrong with you? Why would you say that?" And then I started laughing, and she just did not think it was very funny. And I was like, "I'm just trying to cut the ice here. I'm just trying to like lighten the moment." I was like, "It's just a joke." But everybody was like,
she probably shit herself. Like, what if like something terrible? Oh man,
threw a pack of peanuts at me.
No way.
Why would you say that?
You got like people throwing vegetables at you, like you're up on stage, like.
And my wife forever, since then forever, this day, she's like, "That's gonna come back."
Yeah, it probably wasn't a very nice thing to do.
She's like, you're gonna get the other end of that at some point in the rest of your life.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's like it's so much weight. Like if you really just think about it, like there's so many of us. We've all got luggage. We've all got this stuff. The plane itself, and it's just like floating up in the sky. The hell is that? Like who even? I don't know. I know this like it makes sense, but it doesn't really make sense. You know,
really fast.
I guess you just like go fast enough.
I just think I love that story because I think listeners of my podcast know that about me.
Oh yeah, like this doesn't surprise anyone.
Yeah, like if you give me that right setup, everybody's just like, oh no.
Don't. Of all the people to ask too, like she looks around and goes like, you.
Because we were right across from the aisle and we're just shaking.
So funny.
And like if you've ever been on some hard turbulence, like
oh yeah.
We had the shake, nothing fell out of the top or anything, but it was like a drop. It was one of those where you feel weightless for a moment. You're like, whoa, whoa, that's something. And we just looked at her. She's looking dead at me.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that happens a lot. I feel like that somebody on a plane that's experiencing turbulence, like there's always the one person who turns to somebody else and go like, is this normal? Is this really
looking for reassurance? And I looked at it, I was like,
Cato in the chat, planes, space, I can't handle it. Like it's science. I was on a flight once where the turbulence was kind of like, it was a little bumpy and they're like, well, buckle up, folks. We're in for a bit of a rough ride here. And we're kind of like bouncing around. You're like, oh yeah, this isn't the best, but what the heck is he talking about? But then all of a sudden it was like, bam. And it was like, we got in a car accident, dude. It was like, and somebody in the back of the plane goes, holy shit.
I was just about to say, there's always that person, right? Always. There's always that girl that starts crying or you start wooing. You hear somebody from the back.
You don't even know that, and the sounds are just like coming out. Like you don't even realize you're like, maybe was that me? I just like, oh.
I always look back at those people. I'm like, will you shut up? Like, because I mean, it's like one of those things. Like, let's say,
die with dignity, damn it.
Because here's how I look at it. And this, look, I'm just an asshole. I'm owning it up front.
This is amazing,
right? But it's like there's two outcomes here. 95% of the time, it's just turbulence. We're going to be just fine.
Oh, even higher than that. Yeah.
Show some fucking composure. Like you're not helping the situation by here wailing like a dramatic person. Like chill.
How about this? How about this for a take?
Here's the second sign, Sean. If you're in the 2% where it's about to go bad, my last moments don't be spent hearing you going, like shut up.
So
you're like, you're ruining my last moments. Like this is it for me, and I gotta listen to you over here. Like, holy shit!
Yeah, don't we want to figure out something fun to do if we're going down? Like, are we?
Let's you can come up with. Like, let's sing a song or something. Like, just keep it to yourself.
A song.
You know, like just bite it. Like, hold it down.
Just oh my gosh!
Hold it within.
Sing a song, dude. I'm gonna think you next time I jump on a plane. Just like sing a song. Come on, guys. We got to keep it together here. But yeah, like the percentage is so low. Like the way that I look at it, because like
you hollering helps nobody. Nothing.
I honestly don't think people are choosing to holler. I think they are genuinely surprised by the vomit of words that are coming out. They can't even help it. They can't even help it. But the thing is, you're right. It's not even 95. It's not like 5% of planes go down. Like it's not even close. It's whatever. And it's like you're not that special. Like, what does Cato say? I can't even see it. Donnie is the guy playing music on the Titanic while it's sinking.
You might as well
grab the violin.
All those people jumping in the water and hollering, they didn't help anybody.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Be a part of the solution, or make it easier for everybody else.
Just make this the best out of the bad situation. We're all going down. It's no good.
I think about that. You know, I'd love for like if they pull the black box or this video camera. And I want them to be like that guy right there. He was a badass. Look at him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be remembered as the guy. Woo!
Well, that's it. You know, there's going to be some sort of release of whatever. You know, or somebody's, you know, on the ball. There's going to be one person on the flight who's like going to call their family going like, look, it's going down. I just wanted to tell you that I love you and blah, blah, blah. But on that call, while they're going to have that moment, because
fuck car behind them. Keep screaming. Chill, man.
Nobody's even trying to help the pilot. Like, what is the pilot feeling? What do you think he's doing up there?
I didn't mean for it to go this dark. It was a joke.
TPR, I have new graphics card assault. It's E3 season, and Donnie and Sean are talking about people's last moments before disaster. What a time to be alive.
This is big Sweet Hangs energy.
Look, man, people make fun of people who podcast about the same thing every single time. The Donnie scream is sending me.
That's what they sound like. When I was in the turbulence, there's just there's always, that person is always on the plane. There's always someone.
True. It's so true. People on planes generally just aren't very good anyways. Like they don't know how to get on a plane. They don't know how to get off a plane. They don't know how to fly on the plane. They don't know how to sit on it. They don't know how to get to the bathroom.
You used to dress up to go on planes.
I think about that a lot.
They served alcohol. I guess they still serve alcohol.
You smoked on them. You could smoke cigarettes on them.
Yeah, you had like leg room.
Yeah,
it was like an experience to go on a plane.
Can you imagine smoking?
Now everybody's in jogging pants and sandals, and I saw there's a TikTok. This person was clipping their toenails on a plane. Like that's egregious.
I saw that too. That's a no. I think that might be fake.
People yelling. No, it definitely wasn't fake. That was definitely real. People are yelling at me for a joke, and people clip their toenails and stuff.
Yeah, no. You see the best and worst of humanity getting on a plane.
Kayla says, I think I'm laughing so because that's me. She's the one yelling,
screaming.
I remember like, listen, you're not helping.
You're sitting there and you've got like the masks drop from the ceiling or whatever, and you're like you've got yourself all sorted out. You're looking around like, who else can I help? And you're like, screaming lady, maybe just let the depressurization take you for a second. Yeah. Oh no. You don't need to do that. You don't need to wrap it around her neck. What are you doing?
You didn't have to say that, Sean. It's could have been a moment for the live. You didn't have to detail it out.
Just for the audio listeners. Donnie's sitting here like James Franco going, first time.
That's it.
First time turbulence. Bro, clipping your toenails in public is some next level, dude. No.
Every time I get on a plane, I see that woman's face. Every time I sit down, I'm like,
yeah.
Is this where she gets? Is this where she's avenged? Is this the one?
My flight home, coming home from Toronto, was delayed a half an hour because they didn't have any food on the flight. I'm like, can we leave? We can go.
Really?
Yeah. They were waiting for food, and we were sitting there waiting for a half an hour. I'm like, this is not like fuel. Yes, food. Can we just get home? It's late.
I will tell you, I kind of hate flying. Yeah.
How come?
I just hate.
I don't mind it.
It's such a hassle getting through the airport, getting through all the lines, getting on the things, getting to the gate, getting on the plane, getting off the plane.
Oh yeah,
getting out of it. If I can drive, I drive.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be across the country for me to get on a plane. I'll drive to Florida. Like for conferences for work, I've driven to New York, to Florida.
You've driven to New York from where you are now?
Mm-hmm. I've made that trip a few times.
Oh, that's no good.
I'd much rather drive. I would rather spend 14 hours in my car than an hour on a plane.
No way.
At least in my car, I'm controlling where I'm going. I'm in control of my experience. I'm comfortable.
Statistically, that's much more dangerous.
I know it's that's the least of my concerns. The danger side. That is nothing. It's just the
we've determined that you'll go down with dignity. We've determined that in a head-on collision, you'll throw on a Johnny Cash track and just go like, well, this is it.
Yeah, it just just the people, and it's a constant. And then you run into stuff that you said, the delays. I got delayed on a flight.
That's true.
My wife and I's honeymoon, we went to New York City to hang out in New York City for a week, and we got delayed on the way back for 10 hours. We had to sit
I've had one of those.
I could have made the drive.
Yeah, that is maddening.
It's miserable when you're there in that moment.
That's a fair point.
All the fees, and you lose your bag. And if you've ever had something go wrong, how infuriating is it to try and work with anybody?
It's kind of like when you buy an $80 Nintendo video game and it doesn't have any modes.
Coming all the way back around.
It's exactly the same thing. Just like, no, I don't want this anymore.
It's funny because it's true.
It's the same feeling. It's the same. Like, why do I choose to do this? I have choices.
Nobody's there to help you at all. You're like, hey, have you ever been overbooked on a flight?
No, they don't. I primarily fly with a company called WestJet here in Canada. They don't overbook, but I've heard of it. Like United, I think is like famous for it.
I got overbooked once, and then one time I gave up my seat. Being the person that gives up your seat was pretty sweet. I made like $500.
You get good incentives.
But being overbooked, is miserable. You're like, wait a minute, I bought the thing. I reserved the seat. I have the window seat. And they're like, yeah, well, we sold it. Like, you're not allowed to do that. What are you talking about?
The Seinfeld episode.
Yeah.
Anybody can take a reservation.
And nobody,
it's the hold.
Nobody helps you. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. It's day after, dude, imagine working that job day after day after day after day. Overbooking, like you're dealing with this, like, and somebody comes up and they're mad and they're saying the exact same thing as the other 40 people that they've been dealing with all week. Like, that's the one thing about like complaints that I find fascinating. If anybody's ever worked in like customer service of any sort, and then you hear complaints coming on in, people are using what they think is creative language, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like, this is why the people on the other side of the table are just, they don't care because they're numb to it. Totally. What else are they supposed to do?
Been there, done that, seen it, heard it 1,000 times.
Big time. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks.
That's why I'd rather drive. Yeah. My boss thinks it's hilarious, but he knows that about me. I would rather drive. Give me my mileage. Yeah, I'll take my own car. You have to give me. I'll take my own car. I'd rather.
You know what? It's so funny you say that. I used to travel way more for my job, and I was going down to Calgary. It's about a 3-hour drive, and to avoid like damage to my car in any sort of way, I would just like take the rental car and leave the car back home for Chelsea. But this one time I go to the place to pick up the rental, and they're like, we don't have it here. And it was legitimately the Seinfeld episode. They took the reservation, they didn't have the car. And it's like, so I ended up taking my own car, and I was 20 minutes into my drive and got a massive like rock chip in the windshield. Just like,
damn, that sucks.
Shouldn't even be my car. Shouldn't have even been in this place. I'm not even supposed to be here today. And
that's a reset day. Just go back.
Should have just gone home. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Even at the moment when I didn't even get the car rental.
But see, that's gone home. I'm always the opposite. I love a good road trip. Like when I took my family to Cleveland, we drove.
We're going tomorrow. We're going tomorrow morning.
The drive from here to Cleveland is like 12 hours.
Yeah, that's too long.
That was great. Man, I like listen to the music, sing songs. We stop at like cool restaurants and actually with the family trip to Cleveland, we stopped. We found this cool hotel in Tennessee that had like an indoor pool and everything. Mm-hmm. So we stopped for the night, and then we came, and on the way back we stopped in the same place again. But I just like driving. And just more fun to drive. You get to see stuff. Like when you're in a plane, you don't get to see anything.
And it's so funny. I'm not even like arguing with you on this. It's just, I guess I've been flying lately, and I don't know, maybe I'm coming around on this because I used to have this dream of like driving across Canada.
Yes.
I would love to. But lately I'm like, I guess I don't want to do that.
Kids like, are gone. I would love to drive across America with my wife.
Well, let's do it. That'll be our hang.
We'll meet you in Vegas. You leave, I'll leave at the same time, and we'll meet there. I have no idea how far away you are from Vegas, but I'm trying to
feel like that would be
in the right spot.
That's probably the best meeting point for us. Whether or not it's equitable, I don't know if it is.
As long as I can get through like Arkansas unscathed and there's no Texas chainsaw moment out there, like we're good. We just get past that and we're good.
Now you're in the clear. You're like driving through, just all nervous. You're like, "Ooh, this is where it's supposed to happen." Like, oh, check the back seat.
We're not stopping for any cops here.
He's in the car. He's in the trunk.
Yeah.
But I have I need a car that I like enjoy driving. I haven't owned a car I like love driving for quite some time. At this point. I like my Corolla. It was like a 2015
fun
Corolla.
Car to drive.
It was fine. It was a 5-speed.
It was a great car.
Yeah, I liked it. I really liked my RAV, actually, my 2012 RAV SUV.
You said RAV, and I was like, that's a Sean Capri-ass car. Like,
is it really?
I absolutely could see you in a RAV. Like
RAV4. I love that.
I see you as the guy that's like, I'm in a RAV4. Like, see you in the commercial for it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Fits. Man, that fits. RAV4, Sean Capri.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you this? So when I bought my RAV4, I was just starting to date Chelsea, and I showed her mom my new car.
She was like, look, this guy in a RAV4.
She's like, well, and you know, it was actually her who got me onto Toyotas, because like my dad is all Volkswagen, so he's kind of obsessive about that. Then Volkswagen had their whole emissions thing. You like Volkswagens?
That's a good car. Yeah. Very solid.
I had a Jetta. I had a Jetta for a couple years.
Golf.
Yeah. Dad had a Rabbit for years.
A Rabbit. Nice.
Yeah. Like 1978 Rabbit, puke green, maybe fake leather in the interior. I'm not sure.
Down?
No, but it did have a sunroof, but a manual crank. on it. Yeah.
Cool.
Even the way that you put the seats down, even like modern Volkswagens have like a giant wheel at the hinge of the seat. That you're just like to push it to lean back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just these, you'd really have to. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. So Dad was always about the Volkswagen. The first
time I had Jack roll down the window, I was like, because it doesn't have air conditioning. I was like, Jack, roll the window, it was hot. And he had to like start cranking the window. Mm-hmm, and he looks at me, he's like, this is hard.
Yeah, man. You'd like throw out a shoulder or something, get tennis elbow from it. It's no joke. Like, that's the thing. Like, I would actually have to, I remember asking my dad to like put the seat down for me. Because you need like dad strength. You need like a big dad hand. And like, yeah, you can do it with little boy hands.
Yeah, you got to lift that hook. You need some pressure.
Totally. Yeah. So my older brother basically wrote that car off when he learned how to drive. He was showing off to a girlfriend and went around a traffic circle a little too fast.
As you do.
Slammed into the curb. Yep. I had a Jetta for a couple of years, but like every non-mechanical issue I could have had with it happened. Like power windows broke, like air conditioning was gone, like all like the window fell off the track. Like just
fell in the door.
Just fell into the door, like crashed in there. And just like this comedy of error. And it was a gorgeous, I love the car.
Jetta.
it was fairly new too. It was I actually bought it off a friend of my dad, and he was getting a company vehicle. So he's like, I don't need this car anymore. It had like, I don't know, 25,000 miles. Yeah, well, exactly. But it was pretty good. And those were the days when I actually had like
himself.
Exactly. Well, yeah, speak for yourself. Building it yourself. I did like that car, but and it was speed. It was a 1.8 T. It was a turbocharged engine. It was pretty decent. You know, just a speedy little sedan, 5-speed. That was a fun car to drive.
That was my thing with the Challengers. I always wanted a car because I love cars. I always wanted a car that I wanted to drive. And I like you. Yeah. I always bought was like the affordable, good, smart investment decision. So I bought a Camry, and then like when I was in high school, I bought this really cheap Kia just because it was so cheap and affordable. And then my first car was a Mazda pickup truck, and I paid $900 for it. And it leaked a quarter oil a day.
Good God.
Yeah, but my Camry I got in college was my first car that I financed, and I had that car for like 15 years.
Yeah.
I drove that car all over the place.
Yeah.
And then when we finally decided to let it go and sell it, I was like, I want like my car, and that's when I bought the Challenger.
I think you and me follow very similar paths on a lot of fronts. And usually I'm 6 or 7 months behind you on most of these things. I might be just a couple of years behind on this front, but I could see myself doing the same thing because I'm realizing what has happened
is a sweet ride. It's very smooth and big and comfortable, and I mean it's a really good drive.
Oh yeah, those big old cars, they just got they got benches.
That was the cool thing. So when I told my wife I wanted a muscle car, she was not having it. She knows she knows me. She's like, what's he gonna get? She was thinking it was gonna be some rumbly, uncomfortable thing. She loved the Challenge. She got it in driving.
Oh yeah,
like, nice.
Totally. Yeah, those things the seats in them are just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, they're very luxurious. Now it's basically a 2-seater. You can put 2 kids in the back, but they can't be very big.
I'm glad we've chatted about this because I will fly anywhere. And it's literally because I haven't had a car that I'm like, I love this car in a long time. And that when I was thinking about driving across the country is when I had a car that I loved that car. I love cleaning that car. I love like looking at it. I was proud of it. Like we have a truck in it. Total dude. Like I used to have subwoofers in every car.
Of course.
You know, the amps and 212 inches in there and just cranking it, just destroying my eardrums. And that was, I don't know. And now it's just a truck. It's just like, there's nothing space, just a base. What the hell is it even called?
Yeah, I could understand if you're feeling that way, then you don't want to drive.
Tacoma, goodness gracious.
That's a really nice truck. But it's not,
I like it.
It's not exciting to drive. Like my car, like I love driving my Challenger. Mm-hmm. I want to drive the thing everywhere. Even the gas. Like my wife has and you know what? You know what's fun, Sean? My wife's Prius is actually really fun to drive.
Is it really?
Really is.
It's the opposite word I would have expected you to say.
It's not faster performance at all. It's not for that reason.
Yeah.
I like trying to I forget what they call it, like free coast or whatever, like trying to see, it's almost like a video game.
Oh, yeah.
How much gas you can get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, dude, it has incredible sound.
Oh,
the
really?
Sound system of the Prius is really good. Like she's got like Bose speakers and shit, and it's nice. It's real nice.
That's important, dude. I don't know.
it's very comfortable. Even for a smaller car, it's very roomy. Like even me, I'm a big dude. I'm
Bobby
a
had a Prius.
man.
Bobby's Prius.
It's very, very comfortable to ride in. And it's like driving like a little go-kart around. And it's got a power mode.
Go-kart. Yeah, because it's just like motors away, but there's no motor.
It's like a video game. It has an eco mode, like a regular mode, and it has a boost mode. And
I can see us getting a Prius.
It's
I
so
can really
cute
see
with
it.
a little boost, but you turn it on, it's like whee.
See, now I want to. We're gonna go from Steam sales to like car sales. Like, let's go to Toyota. Let's see. Do they have any deals on right now?
I bought my wife's Prius. Now it's used and old, but I bought my wife's Prius for $10,000.
What is this thing? The 2022 Mirai, powered by hydrogen. We've been around this block before. What we don't.
Mirad.
What is that? Powered by hydrogen. It's Mirai.
Ooh.
That seems like like that was what was the blimp called? That was Hindenburg. It wasn't the Hindenburg hydrogen.
I thought they killed the guy that made the hydrogen car. Oh, that was hydrogen. It was water. Yeah. That looks sporty.
Is crazy. It does look sporty. Here's red tag deals. This is what I want. The new Ravs are pretty nice. Yeah, that's more than I've ever spent on a car. That's a lot.
My Challenger was the most I ever spent on a car, and I got a really good deal on it until the Ventura. The Ventura is going to end up being the most I've ever spent on a car. Because I bought the Ventura for 10. Right now, I'm probably 10 in it, so I'm probably in it for 20. And I'm expecting that number to creep up a little bit more before I get it back. So I'm probably in it for 25. And once it's all done and everything, I could probably sell it for 30 or 35.
Yeah. Well, my kids are face forward in their chairs right now, which is a huge reason why I even got the truck, because I just didn't fit in any of the cars we had before because they were all facing the other way. Their car seats would take up all this space. But that RAV, I love that. I'd love to have that back.
It fits.
Yeah.
It's like, for whatever reason in my head, it fits the Capri persona.
It felt like it fit. Like it, I don't know. There's nothing else quite like it. Yeah. I miss it.
Get another.
What are you drinking there? Well, you had a red like college party cup before. What were you drinking out of that?
So I brought down with me a Coke Zero and a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And I poured the rum in the Dr. Pepper and I started drinking it. And then halfway through it, I was like, I don't want this anymore.
Is that where you got up to go?
No. I just pulled the coffee cup and poured the Coke in the coffee cup and then mixed that drink.
Nice.
So now I'm drinking the rum and Coke out of this.
You'll notice that I haven't brought any drinks down tonight at all, because usually I've got like a ton to just like sip on while we do these chats. But by the time we hit about like hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm like crossing my legs under the table here, just like, there's nothing. I'm good to go. This is an empty Diet Dr. Pepper from earlier. That's it.
McDonald's. I saw you guys chatting up McDonald's Canada.
Yeah, dude, Yarden put like this smash cut together of like a bunch of times where I ordered drive-through at McDonald's on the Xbox Drive back when buddy. Well, that's where we're going. Cord's getting partnerships with like Swiss Chalet Canada. What? Do you guys have Swiss Chalet? You don't have Swiss. Damn it, I don't know. Yeah.
What?
It's just a restaurant.
I think
it's like a family restaurant.
You have a game. Yeah. Where you bring
Canadian or fake or Canadian. Yeah.
No, you bring Canadian brands and then I try to guess what they are. You tell me.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
I'm like, that's a movie theater. That's a restaurant.
That's a fun thing.
I think it could be.
Sometimes I don't even know. Like, it's not until I say it out loud. I'm like, oh, you don't have that. Like, I would look at something and go, well, this is just what happened? What did you do?
I'm taking this Unison gummies.
Why?
Because I didn't realize we're gonna like get off here soon, and I just want to crog out for like 12 hours.
Nice.
And they work. They're really nice, but they're gross. Well,
that's how you know that. That's how you know they work.
Yeah, I just don't do medicine well.
Do you guys have Buckley's? Is that a thing? Do you have like cough medicine? Buckley's? Yeah, no. So that's a damn it. I just could have played the game right there.
NyQuil and Mucinex.
You don't have Buckley's?
No. Buckley's?
Buckley's is like this. It's known for tasting terrible, but it works for like stubborn coughs and things like that. Not sponsored.
You said Buckley's. Does it have the guy from King of the Hill on the bottle?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think of like if any medicine has like, other than like hot ice or whatever with Shaquille O'Neal on it. I'm trying to think of like celebrity endorsements of medicine.
Are you going to watch the Beavis and Butthead movie?
I don't know, man.
I think excited.
Are you?
I love Mike Judge.
So I should watch it. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm hesitant. Like, why not?
Sure. Are you into Mike Judge stuff or no?
Dude, especially the movie, the Beavis and Butthead Do America. Like, that's a great movie. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't have a good reason to be hesitant about it, other than a lot of things that have tried to make a comeback from like the 90s, those edgy stuff that try to come back and it's like, it doesn't really.
He did say he was going to make fun of like streamers and TikTok culture and stuff. So
he's a smart guy too. Like, he really is. Like, I
love his brand of comedy.
Yeah,
I really do. I love everything he's done.
Mm-hmm,
have you ever watched his Tales from the Tour Bus series?
No.
It's amazing. It's really good. He had 2 seasons. He had 1 season was like old country, like Grand Ole Opry stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about this?
No.
All right. There's this TV series that Mike Judge created. It's called Tales from the Tour Bus.
Yeah.
And what it is he sits down with these people that knew these famous people. And they tell stories, like these crazy stories that he animates and cartoons out while they're telling.
Oh, I love it. Dude, I wish I could do that. I wish I could animate stories you tell me all the time.
So he does that, and like they have like these George Jones stories and these old country stories, and they're wild. They're insane.
Yeah.
And then the second season was funk. And all these old funk band like running from the cops and stealing. Like it's just
gosh.
These stories that are in, King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead animation that are being told to him. It's fantastic. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
When is the Beavis and Butthead movie coming out?
I thought it was out this month. I keep seeing stuff about it. Maybe I just have it wrong. Let's look it up.
I should watch that. I definitely think of Chili Peppers when I think of Beavis and Butthead movies.
Oh yeah, I've got Chili Pepper tickets.
Roller coaster. I
can't wait. I have to keep reminding myself that I've got Chili Pepper tickets.
Oh, nice.
I bought them for the family for Christmas.
That might be the last chance. That might be it.
I think they've got one more in them, but yeah, that's why I bought them, because I was like, they definitely don't have.
You never know what John's gonna do next. He might just peace out again.
They don't have too many tours left in them.
Well, nothing is a guarantee, dude. After Foo Fighters, like nothing's a guarantee. And the worst part about it, I don't know if this is good or bad. I mean, we wouldn't have seen him anyways, but Marcus O'Neill, who lives in the city I live in as well, like he hit me up. He's like, "Do you want to go to Foo Fighters together?" I'm like, I've seen him a couple times, and maybe I shouldn't have been so flippant about it, you know. Now we'll never see him.
So next week.
It's coming up. Oh, nice. Oh, dude, when you said the words June 23rd, I was like, oh, okay, that's like, eventually is 6 days away.
Yeah, it's coming on Paramount Plus.
Oh, my God. Oh, nice.
You can watch at home.
I gotta sign up. I don't.
And the Beavis and Butthead collection with the music videos that are still in it. Like I still watch them.
Oh my gosh, there's a couple. Are there any that stick in your head? Like I think of the Ramones had a music video on there, and then We Can Dance If We Want To. It was one that I remember. One of the first ones I ever saw.
I always think of like these old alternative, like rock bands, like Candlebox and stuff. And I see them, I'm like, oh man, I completely forgot all about them. Do you see the Smash Mouth stuff?
No.
Okay, so I'm. This is way late. Apparently, this happened months ago, so this is not breaking news. But I just found out today. I sent it to my wife because thinking it was a funny story. So let me give you a little background. We saw Smash Mouth about 5 or 6 years ago, and they were downright terrible. We didn't see them. They just happened to be at a place that we were at. Like we didn't go to see them. We didn't even know they were going to be there.
They're like at a festival or something.
We're not like fans.
Sure.
Let me clear this up.
Just to be clear,
we did not buy Smash Mouth tickets, but we saw them, and they were awful. Just off, sounded terrible, just real bad. So I find out today that they've replaced their singer.
Oh, really?
And I was like, that's weird, because he's like, that kind of feels like that's the band, right? They just kind of sound
exactly.
Like everything sounds the same except for the singer. And they replaced him with this new guy, and you can go listen to him. It's in our Discord. We have a music channel. You can go watch the new singer. It's not good. It's bad. So imagine replacing the singer and downgrading. And like, that's bad. Like that's total Smash Mouth. That sounds exactly like Smash Mouth. But then I found out why they replaced him. Apparently, like 6 months ago, the dude was just drunk as hell on stage, started telling people live. There's videos of it. You can watch videos. Him telling fans like in the crowd that he's going to kill their family. And just starts spouting.
What?
I was like, I had no idea that Smash Mouth.
I was not expecting this. Story took a turn. I'm gonna have to look at this up.
So if you want,
what was the guy's name?
If you want a train wreck, if you just
singer, look at this rant, meltdown, drunk on stage, all these options. Look at this.
It doesn't take much to find.
Smash Mouth singer Steve Harwell. I did not know that was the dude's name. Threatens fan in wild concert video. Oh my gosh. I'll effing kill your whole family. I swear to God. F you, bitches. Wow.
Yeah, and he's like giving them the fingers and they're booing him and stuff. And it's like just bizarre train wreck of a story. And it's like, of course,
I got to watch the video.
Smash Mouth. And
well,
then,
you know, it's perfect for the New York Post where I just pulled this up from. That's
and
incredible.
Then listen to the new guy. Listen to the new guy sing, and you're like, oh, this is terrible. I showed it to my wife, and she was like, they could have just quit the band. Like, they could have just stopped.
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you could just like move on.
That's what I told her. I was like, they were bad to begin with, and now they've like imagining making it worse. Like, you weren't that great.
That feels like unfair, though. That feels like genuine. That's like the world just like not. I don't know, because I don't know. Did you ever like grow up with like people who played in a band or anything like that? Did you grow up with around like talented people?
My best friend is he's been in a few bands, and one got kind of local popular for a while.
Yeah. But like Smash Mouth gets to like go on tour across the country and like pull in hundreds of people or whatever. Not fair. Not fair.
Not only that, like the Shrek thing made them real big and made them a lot of money.
It sure did.
And that's like, that's so funny because All Star will come on and my kids will be like, the song from Shrek. And I'm like, that is what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, really it is, but
more people know that about it than when the song came out or anything about the band or anything like that. And it does suck because they're actual good bands. You know,
that's what I mean.
Have a really hard time getting a rub, and out here we got Smash Mouth. They're still making news, being as terrible as this, apparently.
Yeah,
and they're on a tour, you know, doing like their new singer. It sounds even worse.
It's not fair.
Not like they were real bad. They were at Sean. What now? I remember they were at a $3 cafe. Do you know what that is?
No,
it's like a hole in the wall.
It makes
bar.
sense. Yeah,
it was just. It's like.
Oh, it's like a chain, like that's the name of it.
That's the name of the bars, and there's a few of them. I think it's a Southern thing, but maybe that's what I was trying to think is like maybe it's a regional thing.
Let
me look it up real quick.
Yeah, good God.
Atlanta's best wings and sports bars, $3 cafe. So maybe it's an Atlanta thing. Yeah, there's a few of them around town.
See, I should just make fun of that. I should just laugh my ass off.
Like,
that's
think
stupid
about it like
name.
this. It looks like there's about. Hey, there might be. Oh no, some of these are different ones. There's a couple of them. There's a few of these bars around. Think of like a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh yeah, they're playing it like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we went there because we were like out at the movies and stuff. And we just,
son of a bitch, it's Smash Mouth.
Exactly what we thought. And then they started, and we were like, oh
no,
they were so bad. Like I had seen because my wife's a music major. I had seen so many talent shows with much better performance. Like that's what we basically sat there eating buffalo wings, like just making fun of Smash Mouth the whole night.
Oh my gosh,
that's what me and my wife do.
That was Disturbed. I've seen Disturbed a couple times. They're no good.
Oh really?
They just show. They're always there for like either opening for somebody or like they're at a. I saw them at like I saw them at like a summer festival. Like Avenged Sevenfold was like the headliner, and Disturbed was on just before them. It was awful.
I've heard Avenged Sevenfold live and like just like on YouTube and stuff, and it did not sound good. I
think they can. I thought they sounded great where I saw them. Like I thought they were good, but I think he's got a voice that could like.
I've seen the Chili Peppers 4 times, and I can tell you they can be hit or miss.
Yeah,
I've seen them when they're on, and it's real good.
Yeah,
and I've seen them when they're a little off, and you're like,
I think that's any band. I think that's really like I've seen Metallica half a dozen times at least, and like,
I've never seen them live in person.
Sometimes it's like really like this is one of the best guitarists in the world. Well, who? Nickelback? Yeah, I've seen them a couple times.
They were excellent.
Dude, I am telling you, they're just
on them so much, and I always remind people, I get it. They're corny, and they've got these hits that people are tired of. I get it. I'm not saying they're a great band or anything like that, but what I will tell you is I've seen them live, and they're excellent live. The band itself, the drummer is fantastic. Really, and they
took the drummer. I'm pretty sure they stole the drummer from 3 Doors Down. Remember those guys? I'm pretty sure somewhere along the lines. A couple albums in and it was whatever album they start the song with like this drum solo. The first track on whatever album this was is like it's this great like drum intro, and it's almost like we got a good drummer now. Like it happened somewhere along the line that dude. It's I've seen him a bunch of times.
I always think of is where the drum sounds like a car that's running, where the guy and the girl are like. You know, like her dad catches them and then
Animals. Yeah, I think that's a good song. I think it's a fun song. Yeah, totally nasty. It's weird.
The drum sounds like an engine. It's good.
That's Hot for Teacher for me. That Van Halen.
Good. Yeah.
Good one. Just like doesn't make sense.
I like this. We could talk about bands. Another band that I've seen, one of my favorite live performances I've ever seen was the band live.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've never seen them live.
They were excellent live. They were they were loud as hell. Like they really brought it the night that I was there. They were real good.
You remember the first time, like you'd always see the guy, and then he turns to the side, and you're like, he's got hair in the back? Yeah. What the hell is that? He's got like a ponytail. I thought he was just like powder over here.
I caught Sarah Bareilles before she topped big.
I don't know who that is.
She had a few pop hits maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's the I'm Not Gonna Write You a Love Song girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Saw her before she caught big. Yeah, I've gone to not nearly as many concerts as Chalfie. I like swapping concerts with him, but
I saw Muse open for U2.
I've always wanted to see Muse live. They put on a hell of a show.
Muse was unreal because it's like just three dudes, and it's like you guys make so much noise.
Yeah, they're real loud.
Yeah, like a full song, and it's like just three guys or three whatever. Like, yeah, unbelievable.
I've seen Weezer a few times.
Oh, that'd be a fun show. I saw Billy. Did you ever see Billy Talent? Oh, I saw Jane's Addiction. Yeah.
Yeah, Jane's Addiction. Like, I've never seen Billy Talent. You know the reason why I bought Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets?
Why?
Because the Strokes are opening, and I've always wanted to see the
Strokes.
I've
never seen the Strokes. That'd be cool. That's a great show. Look at that.
Yeah, the Strokes and the Chili Peppers.
That'd be a great show. Who's the other band? Alexis on Fire. Did you ever see them? You know, Alexis. I don't know why I think Jane's Addiction. You never heard of them? Oh, okay. Yeah, they're I don't know if the entire band is Canadian, but like one of the singers and the guitarist there is a
Kaiju, my man.
Canadian guy.
I drove all the way to Nashville to see Greta Van Fleet, and they canceled the concert.
Oh, dang!
So me and my wife just hung out at Nashville. I still haven't got a chance to see them live. I'm interested to know what they're like live. I've heard them sing enough like acoustic stuff that I'm pretty sure they're really good live. But I'm still interested. It's an interesting sound. Sometimes, all right. What about a band that you went, like, what's the worst band you went to go see live?
The worst? Disturbed might be one of them, actually. Disturbed is probably one of the worst. I'm trying to think.
The Sound of Silence, people? It's so.
Yeah. Or like Death with the Sickness. Yeah. I
love that cover. The cover is really good.
There's a lot of Canadian bands who, like, back in the early 2000s, like Canadian rock was actually pretty decent. Like Finger 11 was in there. What did you say?
Good. Finger 11's good. I said Crash Test Dummies.
Were they Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Son of a gun. Yeah. There's the Tea Party. Do you know the Tea Party? They're a Canadian band. The dude sounded exactly like Jim Morrison. Like he was a tribute to Jim Morrison.
I'm trying to remember this band that I was into a couple years ago. I can't remember anymore. The live show.
Color, City in Color. Jordan in the chat. The singer of City in Color was in Alexis on Fire, who I always called Alex is on Fire. That's a whole other thing.
What was the name of that band? I've got my music library open. I'm trying to remember.
I went to one of the first like real shows I went to. There's a couple. I'm trying to remember. My parents were really not wanting me to go to concerts.
The Mowglis.
I don't know those guys.
I got really into this band called the Mowglis. They've got some hits too, San Francisco and Just Say It. And when you hear them live or when you hear them recorded, they just sound like this really big like jam band.
Yeah.
You know? They've got like all this like layered vocals. They sound like there's like 30 people singing.
They're actual musicians.
Stuff and then I went to go see them live. And they were terrible.
No! Oh, really?
So we left before intermission. We were like, "Let's get the fuck out of here." They were so bad. It was so disappointing because the recorded stuff I really like.
Yeah. It reminds me actually because I think I had a similar experience. We saw 30 Seconds to Mars.
I've never seen them live, but I can there's a reason I've never seen them. I could see that.
Yeah. And that was like maybe after their second album. He's gone on to make however many, but yeah, not the best.
The Mowglis have like a Mamas and the Papas type of sound. Kind of.
Okay.
Like recorded thing. And it was just wasn't good, man. It wasn't good.
We went to we went to music festivals, like just out in a field somewhere. They threw up a stage or a couple stages. You just see like dozens of bands.
Yeah,
over the course of a weekend. You wonder how you survive.
We have a big one here in Atlanta called Music Midtown. They have 60, 70 acts come through over 3 or 4
Honestly, that's a great like if you can stay safe, like it's a wonder we survive.
A lot of my favorite bands. One of my favorite bands to listen to. I'll give you 2 of them. St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible live.
I should be adding these actually.
So St. Paul and the Broken Bones were so good live that I was working the event. I was getting lunch, working the event, not even paying attention to it, and I just heard them like playing, and like I stopped what I was doing, and like I had to go see what the music. I was like, "What am I hearing right now?"
They got a new album.
Incredible. Do they
this year, January 2022?
Oh yeah, I've already gone through all that.
I'll get the essentials.
St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Nathaniel Rateliff was at the same show with them, and he's also really, really good.
That's so funny. I just put in NAT and it showed up immediately. Stop listening to our podcast, Apple. Actually, thanks for listening to our podcast, Apple.
And then off the Scott Pilgrim thing, I've seen Metric twice live, and Metric's incredible.
Oh, that would be great. Yes.
Really good. They really bring it. And for all the popularity that they have, still a smallish band.
Yeah.
They don't pack out venues or anything. Like you can still see them in kind of intimate spots.
Mm-hmm.
You can get really close to Metric. Like for
Were they the Canadian? Are they Canadian? I don't know if I'm just trying to.
I think that sounds right.
Because there's also Paramore, who definitely comes to mind when I think about Metric as well. Like kind of the same. I mean, just a
Canadian rock band, 1998,
Metric,
Toronto, Ontario. Yeah,
I
love Metric. They just released a new song last week. If you didn't know,
dude, look at this. Because I've been needing some new music lately.
It's real good.
I've definitely been feeling the need for some.
The song that they released before this one, I didn't like as much. The new one I like a lot. The new one.
I think I do remember listening to that. Yeah.
It's very good.
What a great album cover. Holy crap. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's the new song is What Feels Like Eternity is what it's called.
Yeah. I've seen Evanescence live. Remember them?
I've seen Evanescence live.
Yeah.
My wife loves Amy Lee.
Yeah, of course. Remember she dated the guy from Seether?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw Seether live a couple times. Yeah. Yeah. They did Broken before, and then that's when they really got big.
Josh went to go see Evanescence and Hailstorm together.
That'd be good. Hailstorm. Wow.
Yeah. I loved Hailstorm's first album and tragically hated their second one. Or like their last album. I was like, this is real bad.
Do you ever go to like anything like super heavy? Like have you ever seen like metal?
I did when I was a teenager. My wife hates metal. So I
same here.
Don't drag her to any of that stuff anymore.
What was the heaviest thing? What was the heaviest band you ever saw?
We went to a concert that had Papa Roach and I'm trying to remember the other band. Oh shit! Let me look up
Papa Roach. Well, while you're looking that up, Papa Roach we saw open for Korn.
What was the Click Click Boom band?
Oh, POD, yeah.
POD?
They had Boom, Here Comes the Boom, ready or not.
Wrong band.
Hang on. Mud something? What was Click Click Boom. No.
Click Boom. Because they had other songs. They had like a
it's not
they had a ballad or something. I feel like why did I not pulling it up? I put Click Click Boom and it gave me Click Click Boom Gun Shop. What the fuck?
Click Click Boom lyrics. Oh, this is gonna kill me as soon as it shows up. Saliva. Oh, yeah. Of course. Saliva. Yes. Yeah. Oh man, what an era. Look at that. Like that blows me right open to
I feel like I feel like the Nickelback concert was heavier.
Yeah. Some of the songs. I mean, Stained is right up. As soon as you start talking about those guys, Stained is in there.
Breaking Korn. Benjamin opened for Nickelback when I went.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. I saw Korn a couple times. Kai Jukebox. That's a great.
I never got to see Korn live, and I love Korn.
I saw them a couple times. Yeah, they're.
I tried
really
to open
good.
my wife's eyes to Korn. I'm like, they're a lot better than you think.
Yeah, they really are.
She hates metal and she hates screamo, and I always like Korn and Rob Zombie or like.
Oh, Rob Zombie, yes, dude. Good. I never saw Rob Zombie. I saw Audio Slave. Brian X says Rage Against the Machine was great. I saw Audio Slave.
Wanted to go see the Rage Against the Machine reunion so bad.
It was right before.
I tried so hard. I was like, let's go to California. See, I was like, always wanted. So I was.
Did it happen? Did it end up happening?
Yeah, it happened a couple years ago.
Because we had tickets to. Oh, you know what? It was probably there first, and then it got canceled because of COVID.
I tried to tell her I was just about actually before we went on this tangent, I was just about to ask you what's the band you've always wanted to see? Because right near the top of my list, actually at the top of my list is Rage, and then maybe right below it is probably the Strokes. But I've always wanted to see Rage. Here's the thing, Sean, I wanted so bad, and we didn't make it. Like it just wasn't in the cards. I watched the concert live, and like witnessing like the Woodstock pandemonium that was happening. I was like, I don't think I could make it anymore. Like I don't think I have the chops to be like in the pit at Rage anymore. Like I'm too old,
man. Yeah, it's exhausting.
I don't think I have it in me.
The mosh pit is something else, man. I've returned to be scared of it. Like you kind of like you see it and you're like, I don't know if I should do it. Then you get into it and you're there for a little bit. And now we're old and no thanks. No thanks.
It's just like everybody was just out there. Everybody was their shirts off. It was hot. It was sweaty.
It was hot.
I was looking at it and I was like, that looks miserable.
Yeah, it was like,
then,
especially
then you realize you're like, how old am I? Like I'm old now.
You just didn't care. You just came home and your shirt would smell of your sweat and everybody else's sweat. It was just disgusting. You're like, well, that's just
my favorite concert I've ever been to was the time that we saw Chili Peppers live. So speaking to like what you're talking to, back this 10, 15 years ago, we went to Music Midtown because the Chili Peppers were the headliner.
Yeah.
And I love the Chili Peppers, obviously, right? So I could never afford like front row Chili Peppers tickets. So I had it in me. I was like, we're going to be there super early, like 10 hours early.
Yeah.
We're camping out right at the gate. Like we are going to be right there. And we did. We sat there all day, Sean, through thunderstorms. We sat in the rain.
It better work. If you're going through that, like it better pan out.
So while we were there, we saw Weezer. We saw the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. We saw the Arctic Monkeys. And they were great.
This is good.
They were great. And then we saw the Chili Peppers close. We were right there, like at the gate.
You're like exhausted by that time. You're just like
miserable. Like it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it.
Sure.
But me and my wife, like when we tell the story to people, we always end it on, we did it once.
Yeah.
Never again. like we had it once. We did it. Checked it off the box. From now on, we'll be the people on the pallets on the, on the hill. Like
oh yeah, sitting down so you don't get called out by the lead singer. Just like leave me alone. I paid my money. Let me just enjoy this. We went to I've seen U2 a couple times. We saw them in Vancouver, I think the first time, and they used to do this thing where they would have like a catwalk, either a circle or a heart or something like that. So it'd be like I don't even know. It was a couple hundred people who could get in there. It was like the best seats in the house. And so if you had floor seats, if you had like general admission, it was basically a lottery. And so you didn't know where you were going to be, if you're going to be inside or outside of this thing, until you like went up and they scanned your ticket. And sure enough, when we were in Vancouver, that was a road trip that we did. And that was probably a 12-hour drive through the mountains, which is terrifying. But we got there and it's this whole thing. And yeah, we were lucky enough to get in. And at the time, especially at the time, U2 was like top favorite band, and it wasn't even close. Like they were just,
I like U2. My wife hates them.
A lot of people really don't like them.
I like. Where does that come from?
It's just the popular thing. It's the same thing as Nickelback. If there's a band out there that people think is amazing and it's got world recognition, people go, man.
Yeah, they're really popular. Like they're extremely successful. U2.
I love the U2. Yeah, they're just, I don't know what it is about them. Every now and then I get into a U2 mode.
One of the best Super Bowl shows ever.
Dude, totally. To your question before, honestly, the band that I never really got to see that I would have loved to see still tours, but I don't want to see them now. I would have loved to see like 1989 Bon Jovi.
I've seen Bon Jovi twice.
I would love to see like old school Bon Jovi, not now. Like
I caught Bon Jovi when my wife and I were still in maybe 2004. They were really good.
Yeah, that was like post like It's My Life kind of thing.
It was like right after that, and he could like back then he could still sing. Like he could really still sing. My wife, that was a really good show. Richie Sambora changed outfits and guitars.
Dude, oh my gosh. I was obsessed with Richie Sambora.
He changed guitars and outfits every song. Sean, his guitar matched his outfit.
What a stud. Song. What a stud. Song. Yeah, man. Yeah, I had concert DVDs.
Like 30 different guitars and outfits.
He's Richie Sambora. Dude, like, I mean, absolute legend. Brian X says, Where the Streets Have No Name is one of the greatest songs. That is one of my favorite songs of all time. When Delvin Cox has you on does he still do the top 5? I haven't listened to his show in a bit. Sorry, Delvin. I actually, in high school, I performed Where the Streets Have No Name and Elevation I was such a huge fan. We did it for a talent show. Weird Al. I saw Weird Al as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that was technically that was my first ever concert. I just never really count it because it's like
it's such a homer. I'm looking at their songs. I think my favorite song of theirs is "Beautiful Day."
Yeah,
I just like that one. It's got.
I could go on, dude. U2, yeah.
My favorite band that I've never seen that I want to see is the Gaslight Anthem, and they don't tour. They did a reunion tour that I desperately tried to get tickets in Chicago to go see. But I really love the Gaslight Anthem is one of the few bands that I basically love everything they do, like top to bottom, front to back, all their songs. It's there aren't that many bands for me anymore. Like a lot of it's just singles, but the Gaslight Anthem released 3 or 4 albums, and I think I've added 40 or 50 songs to my library from those 3 or 4 albums.
You know, I mean, not to jump ship over here, but I'd love to see more stand-up comedy live, but that's a whole other.
I've done a lot of that. I love
it.
That's why I love New York so much. I love.
Yeah, you just waltz in.
It's so good.
Kai Jukebox brings up Tool. Donnie, does your wife like Tool at least? No. Because do you like Tool?
Not really.
Oh, it's one of my favorite. I think I've seen them twice. I think that's probably one of my favorite shows. Yeah. Probably Tool is up there. Probably the best.
I have an older flavor. I mean, I like metal, but like when
I saw Slipknot, that was the heaviest concert I ever saw. I saw Slipknot. That was awesome.
You're real good.
Slipknot was great. Oh yeah, like all Slipknot, Megadeth, Metallica, quite a few times.
That's what I was about to say. Like when I think metal, I think Megadeth, I think Metallica.
Yeah. I never saw Limp Bizkit. I saw Linkin Park. Linkin Park wasn't very good.
Linkin Park. They were good at my show that I saw. I saw them early though, like real early, like a long time ago, like middle school early.
Yeah.
Like a really long time ago. I had I just hung out with a crowd, a girl at the time. She loved Linkin Park. And she dragged me to one of their shows. I mean, I would have gone anyway.
Dude, my kids love Linkin Park. Like they want me to play Linkin Park in the car all the time.
That's cool.
Like it's the best. Good. It's actually the best. What's my favorite Tool album? Kajukebox says. I think it's probably Lateralis. I think it's probably my favorite. I do really like 10,000 Days. So. I never got into Iron Maiden too much. They were here, and dude flies his plane. Like the lead singer for Iron Maiden, he flies the jumbo jet. That is totally insane, man.
I gave you a couple of those bands like St. Paul and Ratliff. Add the Teskey Brothers to that. Same kind of sound. Same kind of sound. If you're into that like blues Americana type of stuff, it's real good stuff.
Look at this. I didn't even have to type too much yet. And is there an essential? Saw Aerosmith. Saw Aerosmith a couple times.
You don't like Aerosmith. Here's the thing though. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
That's one of the bands.
Oh, really?
Like people hate Nickelback. I'm like Aerosmith.
Oh no,
so overrated. So overrated.
Oh god, this is where it ends. This is where it ends.
The banjo of rock bands.
The Banjo Kazooie of rock band? No,
they're not. They are so. I won't say they're terrible, but people
Get a Grip. You got to listen to Get a Grip. You got to listen.
They're not.
No, you're making a mistake. You're just making. It's fine.
It's the best band. They are not the best, but not even close. They don't even sniff the. Not even close. Not even a little bit.
I don't accept this at all. You're fair to have your Rolling Stones greater than Aerosmith, Brian Eck. Not even a little bit.
Rolling Stones crush Aerosmith.
Oh, the Rolling Stones
not even
suck.
Are you
the
crazy? Rolling Stones?
Oh my gosh, amazing. Dude! Why don't you just have a Grim Reaper playing the drums back there? Oh my!
I love the Rolling Stones, Sean. You're killing me, man.
No, dude, not even a little bit. No.
Why?
I'm sorry. I just why?
Why?
How could you do this to me? Why are you doing this?
I love the Stones.
No, not into the Stones, not even a little bit. I love his dancing. I love his moves.
I think like Pink Floyd and the Stones get better like the older you get.
Oh, Donnie, give me a break. Pink Floyd is just
best.
Just trash.
What?
Just trash. No.
Dude, you're crazy.
No. Don't like it. Don't even like it at all.
What do you have against your dad that makes you hate his music so much?
Dad's music was the Doobie Brothers and Chicago, and I love those bands.
Doobie Brothers are amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, I voted them in the Hall of Fame the year they went in. Do you know that?
Yeah, dude. I am here.
I took my screenshot because I've thought it's the biggest injustice the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has ever done.
You might be right about that.
The Doobie Brothers were not in. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? The Doobie Brothers are amazing. But
Stones, no, I'm with you. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm Chicago. Look at the Stones are good. Chicago. Brian Eck, please don't tell me you don't like the Beatles. Do you like the Beatles, Donnie?
I like them. They're okay. I don't think they're the greatest band ever, but same. I like the Stones more than the Beatles.
There might be a couple. There might be probably Stones.
Have you ever listened to "Miss You" by the Rolling Stones?
Maybe I should.
One of my favorites.
What's it called? Miss You.
Miss You.
Speaking of Miss You, Spader brings up Incubus, who has a song called
Incubus.
I Miss You.
Dope. I've seen them
Incubus,
live.
Me too.
They're real good. Yeah. They're real good live too. That's another thing. Like they're real
exactly.
Good. They're just good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just. It was dude's name on the guitar. It was just. Oh man, Incubus is excellent. And then Hoobastank came around. There was like Incubus Jr. I always felt like Hoobastank wanted to be Incubus so bad.
Pink Floyd. David Gilmour might be my favorite guitarist ever.
Miss You. So of all the bands and all the songs that could have come up, Miss You actually showed up as Rolling Stones as the first one. I'm gonna add it. I'll listen to this later.
I love that song. So a lot of people think the Rolling Stones. They think "Give Me Shelter," which I love. "Paint It Black," which I love. Those are great. "Beast of Burden," which is okay. "Angie," a little overrated. But "Miss You" is my.
I'll check it out.
I always tell people, I'm like, "Miss You" is the Stones song. Like that's the song that gives you like all the great things about. The Stones.
Love that. I love that.
It's so good.
I love like the hidden gems, the ones that only the fans know.
That song is like top notch, like driving playlist. I love that song.
Oh, I'm down for that. That's awesome.
So good.
Mike, yeah. Oh man. Getaway Car is the last track. Getaway Car, the last track on the first Audio Slave album, is one of the best, totally unknown songs of all time. It's just an absolute. You're gonna listen to the song right here.
I can't not do it.
It's like you're gonna get. You're getting taken off YouTube.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, I know this song. This is a great wedding song. This is at every wedding. Mm-hmm.
So good. So good.
Brian X says Beatles will always be my favorite band because of my father. I can't take that away from him. That's nice.
So good. It's so good. I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs ever. I think.
I used to have all of my ticket stubs like in a hat somewhere.
That's
like
cool.
I had a bunch.
I was a t-shirt guy. I was like every time we went somewhere, get the t-shirt.
That's what I should have done.
Then I got fat, and none of them were.
That definitely happened to me too. Like they just stopped fitting. Yeah.
I missed the Beatles thing. Who said the Beatles are your favorite?
Brian X said Beatles' favorite band because of his dad.
The Beatles are amazing. They're great.
Zeppelin's great.
Oh,
Zeppelin is.
You know that about me, right?
You don't like Zeppelin?
No. I came up on Zeppelin. I know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
My mom was just 80s rock. So like when I was coming up, I had all of her 8-tracks and stuff. So like I honestly front to back cover, Meatloaf, Nugent, Zeppelin.
Meatloaf, yes.
Like in the back of my head, like it's so funny because kids our age, like people our age, you know, they grew up on Nirvana and Pearl Jam, and I have that too. But like the way people have that, I have Zeppelin and the Stones and Jovi and like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like Aerosmith and Bon Jovi and things like that. Like just
Zeppelin 2 is one of my first albums.
Well, Zeppelin's not really all that surprising, especially when you think about all the guys who wanted to sound like him too. Like I think about like Chris Cornell. He's like he just wanted to be in Zeppelin.
Oh man,
he just had this like just the best voice. And Shinedown, I think, is kind of in that same kind of lineage.
Yeah,
I don't know the dude's name in Shinedown. It's just like this. Absolutely. Do you ever see the movie?
I think I went through. I was mourning Chris Cornell's death. I think for like a solid like 5 days.
Oh, big time. Well, and then Chester was
Cornell songs. Yeah, and that was bad. Don't get me wrong.
Chester was like almost like a copycat kind of thing. No, but it was like because they were friends. They were confidants.
Didn't hit me nearly as hard as Chris Cornell. I for years I think I'd gone on these road trips. I'd go on these crazy long rants of like trying to explain to my kids and my wife like why Chris Cornell is like the greatest rock singer.
Oh, dude,
he's so good.
He really is. I saw him. Yeah, I said Audio Slave before, and then he used to do these awesome acoustic sets.
I agree, Kaiju.
Zeppelin 2 gets too much flack. 2's better than 3.
Zeppelin 2 is my first album. Yeah, my first 8-track. My mom bought me an 8-track when I was in kindergarten. I remember.
Dude, exactly. I did a Zeppelin bumper for you.
I know. That's why I said I love the Zeppelin.
Yeah, man.
I knew exactly what it was. I lived on the corner of 2nd Avenue in Pennsylvania in Columbus, Ohio. I was in 5th grade. I mean, I was 5 years old and I was going to kindergarten. And for Christmas, my mom gave me an 8-track player with like stand-up speakers.
Yeah.
And she gave me her old 8-tracks, and I had Zeppelin 2. I had Big Star. I had Bat Out of Hell. It was my first albums that I ever owned.
Bat Out of Hell, dude. That's like Bobby was telling me when he got his NES, he got like Super Mario, like The Legend of Zelda, and something like he got like 3 like the best games like of all time, just like all at once.
It's a great way to start, isn't it?
My first CD was like Alanis Morissette and Coolio.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, right. It's just like that doesn't really hold up. Yeah, my Discman in 1997.
Zeppelin 2, man. You had Living Loving Maid, Ramble On. My mom's favorite song was Thank You. That was the one she wanted. She wasn't at my wedding, but she wanted to dance with me at my wedding to that song. That was the song that she always had picked out for us.
Chris Cornell does a beautiful cover of it acoustically, and I've always wanted to have like music in the kids, like obviously
yours cover of Sinead O'Connor too.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank You is the song though that I would put on a couple songs that when I was putting Lincoln to bed when he was just a little baby, and for whatever reason I would sing along to it, and he would coo along with the very end of it. Like you kind of just like he wasn't singing like, and I'll always remember that forever. And I would play it because as soon as he started to like, you'd repeat along with it. It's like,
my daughter, when my daughter was an infant, we could get her to calm down and not cry and stuff. Elton John.
Oh, and nice.
You want to hear a really funny juxtaposition?
Oh, Elton John's great.
Baby Jack, super fucking into Billy Idol.
Oh, weird.
He really loved Billy Idol, man.
Oh wow! Just like White Wedding, just rocking out.
Him like 13 months old, man, just jamming.
Nice,
just jamming at Billy Idol. I don't know what it was, but he loved Billy Idol. My daughter.
There's something about it, dude. Like music is really like we talk about video games however many times a week, but like music is really it's really special. It's so. It's also very
Bonham's God. Bonham was best.
John Bonham. Wow.
Killer, man. Those triplet kickstarts and stuff, and you hear those what is it, a dun 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 dun, and he's like he was so good, so ahead.
When I think of triplets, you know who I actually think of? Heart. I think of like Barracuda.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
it's really good.
Yeah, like all these better than Pink Floyd. Just to bring it back to that.
I think Bonham. I think of When the Levee Breaks.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love Bonham. I'll never hear it. I was raised so hard on Zeppelin, like I don't even think I could even be open to hearing anything other than Bonham.
Well, that's the thing. Like
I wouldn't even be open to it. Somebody's like, "Hey, Neil Peart's," like, don't even know.
Oh, those are classic.
Just shut it down instantly. Like I'm on that side. Like there's one and everyone else.
Well, and every band you can do that for almost every. Like you think about he's Van Halen. Speaking of
great.
Sammy Hagar.
Guitar is interesting because I think everybody has their own flavor.
Mm-hmm.
David Gilmour, I think, is my favorite guitarist. Yeah,
interesting.
I've come around to that for a while. Here's the thing: I don't think he's the best guitarist by any means.
Yeah, he's just your favorite. Yeah,
he has the best sound. Like when he plays guitar, I love the way his guitar always sounds. Like he has like a very David Gilmour. Like when you hear his music, it's just very distinguishable.
Totally,
and it's always super clear, and it's just perfect, man. It's really, really, really good.
I love that you have you're like that's so like without hesitation. You're just like that's the one because I really have to really think about that.
Put a lot of thought into it. It took me a long time to get to it.
Like who's the actual? Yeah, like Edge is up there from you too. He's very very identifiable.
Very good.
Definitely up there, but it's like it doesn't seem as
better.
Yeah. Tom Morello is definitely up there. Rage. John Mayer. Yeah, John Mayer is an amazing guitarist. Yeah.
Rush is my favorite. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That happens a lot. He is an amazing guitarist. Dude, the age of the supergroups was something else. All these guys like
Chickenfoot was a weird one. You ever know Chickenfoot? Wasn't that Sammy Hagar and drummer from Chili Peppers, and was it Satch? Was it on guitar?
I forgot all about this. Let's see here. Sammy Hagar, bassist Michael Anthony, guitarist Joe Satriani.
Yeah. Satch. Yeah. Chickenfoot was a weird one.
What was the MTV supergroup that they put together? Remember that?
Oh, dude, Lucas, what's his name? Lucas Rose? Wait, isn't that the dude from Flexipose?
Nugent, Scott Ian, and Jason Bonham.
Was it? Wasn't there? Yeah. I feel like there was 2 seasons of this. Because wasn't there like
band was called Damocracy.
No, there was another one. Dave Navarro was on it, and Jason Newsted, from the bassist from Metallica.
My wife loves Navarro and Chili Pepper era. That's her jam.
That's a good. Was it one album they do too?
Yeah.
I feel like they only did one album. Yeah, like
was it one hot
My
minute,
Friends. Right? Yeah, like yeah.
I think it was 1 hot minute. And I have that mistaken.
No, I don't think it was. I feel like that was older.
A minute. I think that's it. Aeroplane, right? Yeah.
No, Aeroplane. What? I thought it.
No,
Aeroplane is not John Frusciante.
No, it's Navarro. You can always tell the Navarro stuff. Guitar is really prominent. It's always out in front, and it always has it always has those like distorted like slides.
Oh, he's definitely like a rock guitarist.
Wow. Yeah, like anytime you hear that, Nirvana, Chili Peppers.
I am sure, dude. I watched. It's so funny because I watched that video. How many times? Like just a ton.
My best friend's favorite Chili Peppers song is Airplane.
Who the heck was this? Super. It was Super something. What the heck was this called? Jason Newsted. Dave.
While you look that up, we've got Kaiju Super Group. He's got David Gilmour. Wow, so that's 2 of us. And that's the thing, is I admit I'm not trying to argue that David Gilmour is the best guitarist ever.
Yeah, Gilby Clarke.
My favorite sound.
Rockstar Supernova. Yeah.
Rockstar Supernova.
Brooke Burke was the host. Dave Navarro and Brooke Burke hosted this. So that's all you need to know.
Dude, really. I forgot about Brooke Burke.
Brooke Burke, classic. Like, on the cover of Maxim and/or Stuff magazine, whatever you want.
Man, I used to watch Entertainment just to see her.
Oh,
not pay attention to anything they were even talking about.
Lucas Rossi, that's what his name was.
Burke was hot.
Lucas Rossi was the lead. He won the contest, the super group contest. Oh man. Okay, so I said Lucas Rose. That was close. But
Lucas Rose.
That's the guy from Lucas Rossi was the singer of this band, not Lucas Rose.
He's hanging out with Dave Navarro and Lucas Rose.
And Lucas Rose.
It's really
talking about fixing up cars and
fucking rocking
parenting kids. Off. Yeah, man. There's another super group I was on the verge of trying to remember too. Oh, I think STP, Scott Weiland and Slash. Didn't he do?
And not just Slash, but the bassist too.
Yeah. I actually saw them. What the heck were they called? I saw them play, and they played a Guns N' Roses song. Velvet Revolver. What a name!
Soundgarden was a super group.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I had no idea that they were a super group. Velvet Revolver. That first album was so good. That first song.
Oh yeah, that was good. So that was so good.
Yeah, Audioslave was there. Chickenfoot, Velvet Revolver.
Oh, that's everybody said Audioslave.
Yeah, Audioslave is probably. I think Audioslave is probably. It's got top bill.
The super group.
Yeah. Everybody else wanted to be that. And those guys are so talented. They just came together. Like, what do you got? This? Okay, cool. Let's go sing on top of Dave Letterman's stage, like outside of the building. And it's like, well, we'll see how it goes. It was so good. Who's the guitarist from Soundgarden? I don't know his name. The guitarist from Soundgarden.
Soundgarden? Oh, I was going to say Audioslave. I don't know. Soundgarden. Look it up.
No, Tom Morello was Audioslave.
Tom Morello.
It's, yeah.
Real good.
Man.
He's got weird dad energy on TikTok. He's kind of funny.
Tom Morello. Oh, I know. He's just lecturing people at this point. He does the weird thing where he goes like, guess this song. He plays like one note. Who is it?
Kim Thale?
I don't know.
Kim Thale is an American musician known best as the lead guitarist for the Seattle-based rock band Soundgarden.
Who's your favorite like grunge band of all the?
Oh, Alice in Chains.
Nice. Yeah.
Alice in Chains. That's a real easy one. It took me a long time to come to that realization, and then once I did, I was like, I locked it in. I was like,
yeah,
I love all of them, and
totally.
I love Nirvana. Nirvana's the best. They've got the music, but Alice in Chains, I think, was special if they could have stuck around.
Yeah, like living. You mean?
Yeah.
If they could just like stick around, not die. I mean, same, dude. They're all dead. They're all dead. Eddie Vedder's still around.
Yeah,
he's like, I won't say that. Pumpkins is grunge. Does that count as grunge? I guess that's kind of late.
I threw some shade at Eddie Vedder at work amongst like some 30 to 40-year-old guys and got shit hard for it. And they weren't
allowed to do that.
They weren't having it. They were like, absolutely not. They shut that shit. They were mad. They were big mad. Because they didn't like hearing me. But I mean, the guy who I don't even know the guy's name. The guy who sings for Alice in Chains, he was special.
There's Lane Staley and there's two. I'm trying to remember. I always get them mixed up who the singer was and who the guitarist was. Lane Staley. Yeah, who's the guitarist was actually just on I watched a really good documentary.
I don't know them all by names. I've never really looked them up either. I just know like their songs when I hear them, like they're just
super long, just like
they're so powerful. Like, his vocals were so powerful, like it just like hits at a different
haunting.
Level.
Just haunting,
really,
like
really good. Like
that's what I felt.
Yeah,
I felt the same about like early Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah,
and then they just kind of went crazy.
Yeah,
but then he kind of came back a little bit, and sad ending for him too.
His voice is beautiful and in its own way. My wife doesn't like she's a music major and a vocal major. So she can't stand like hearing that stuff. You know, she's like, she always tells me, she's like, because we'll have these long conversations and it'll always end with her going, I appreciate his talent, but it's not good.
She does not like it.
But it's not professionally good. She says the same thing about Axl, you know, which I love Axl Rose's voice, like especially his early stuff.
Only for, I could take it in doses. Only just for a little bit.
Have
you seen Slash play lately though?
Comeback. I saw their comeback.
Yeah.
I just worked the event. It was just cool to see.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. That's about it.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't buy a ticket, but it was cool to see.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw speaking of that, I actually bought tickets.
I always wish that I could have seen them.
Yeah.
Like that's like, man, to be there in like 1988 at like the Whiskey and hear Guns N' like that's the thing I always tell my wife about like the thing that strikes me about like those really prominent singers. Even Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell has a beautiful voice, so he's a little bit different. I'm talking about like these powerful singers that just hit differently, like Alice in Chains and like Guns N' Roses. Imagine you're a studio exec and you bring them in for their first recording.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what that moment felt like when you heard Axl, like young Axl in his prime, just go.
Well, this is where we turn into the old. This is where we're true old men, just like yelling at the clouds and whatever. Like
it's just
you don't hear that kind of just ridiculously raw talent.
Different. Yeah, exactly. Just pure raw talent out of the get, and knowing that
it might even be there. It's just running through a computer.
And
now.
knowing
That's the
that
problem.
It's fleeting.
Yeah,
you can't sing like that forever. Like you know, it's gonna go, and just being able to like I could only just imagine it makes everybody like in the studio just like lift their heads like.
Well, you know who can still sing into his 70s? You know who still sounds awesome?
Who's that?
Steve Tyler. He sounds amazing.
God, no,
he never sounds amazing. He ain't gonna miss a thing. Bad. He is so good.
So bad. It's so bad.
You know who isn't good anymore, or maybe never was. I don't know. I saw Motley Crue a couple times.
I have a great Motley Crue story, but tell me what you didn't like. No.
I feel like maybe we did talk about Motley Crue before. Maybe we did. What was the Mars? What's his name for the guitarist? He had the flesh-eating disease or the bone thing. What was the guy's name from Motley Crue? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I definitely do. But
he aged horribly.
Now I'm like, now I'm like,
not
what?
Nikki Sixx was the bassist.
That's what I was thinking too. So
Tommy was the drummer, and then Vince
Neil. Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Mick Mars, isn't it? I think it's Mick Mars. Have you ever heard the STP cover "Dancing Days"? I've never actually heard that. Mars. Nailed it. Yeah. Something was wrong with him. He had some sort of condition. They always felt like he's gonna break in half if there's a strong wind.
I bought tickets to see Motley Crue my senior year in high school, and my wife's parents at the time didn't know who Motley Crue was,
Oh wow!
So before we left, they went and YouTubed it, and apparently the YouTube video that they pulled was Tommy Lee doing the titty cam. And they were like, "Our daughter cannot go to this." And I just had to eat 2 Motley Crue tickets. At the time, cost me like $400, and it was like the most money I'd ever had. And I was super pissed. I was so mad.
Oh, they legit actually like shut you? You really didn't go?
Yeah, I didn't go. I almost like.
That is not how I thought the story. Like that's the end of the story.
It was the day of the concert, and I couldn't find a taker for the tickets. I just had to eat them because I didn't want to go without her.
I never did see.
And it killed me because I grew up loving Motley Crue.
You know, they had a best of red, white, and something.
But I've seen videos of Motley Crue recently, and it's real bad.
just shut it down.
Real,
you guys.
Real bad. Some bands
go home.
You know, even old. Like some bands are great.
Aerosmith.
No, that's not.
U2.
Not them. Yes.
U2. Metallica's still doing okay. They're still doing all right. Megadeth actually still sounds pretty decent. Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I was trying to
Kirk yeah.
I know everybody hated on the Who when they did the Super Bowl, but I thought that was pretty solid. Tom Petty was great into his older years.
Yeah, that was tragic though.
Yeah, for sure.
A little unexpected.
I always wanted to see Tom Petty. I never got to see Elton John either.
That was like classic scalpers. Like you never get a chance to get a ticket. Like you remember, like this is how old I am. Like I was buying tickets before the internet. Like you'd actually have to go to. You have ticket. Who do you buy your tickets through? Like who's the main
now?
Like Ticketmaster. Yeah, so we have the Ticketmaster too. So yeah, you'd have to go to a Ticketmaster outlet.
Yeah,
and hope for the best. Like there's one at the mall. We actually had one at our university that you get. There's a Ticketmaster booth at our university.
On the radio
for who?
Nickelback.
Oh, sick! That's awesome. Yeah,
I didn't even buy them. That's why
that's the thing. And Nickelback is from here. Like they're from a town like a couple hours away from here, and they were here so often. Like you would just you accidentally go to a Nickelback concert.
One of my favorite artists that I've seen definitely the most. I've probably seen him 15, 20 times is Sean Mullins.
What a voice! Yeah, he's drinking ginger tea every night. He must.
I think people make fun of me about that a lot because they definitely know me as like a rock guy, but I love Sean Mullins. I've got several of his autographs.
Nice.
I got to hang out with him. My cousin who lives in the next county over, her best friend's husband is his touring guitarist. So we got to catch him on the side. He signed my guitar when I was a teenager.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, man.
People make fun of me now. They're like, Sean Mullins, really? Like because they always think of his one-hit wonder, Lullaby. But he's much better music than that. He's very good. Yeah. He's excellent live. He's excellent live.
That's so funny when you say like people know artists or whoever for such and such a thing, and they don't know actually how good they are. Like the Hanson, those boys.
Yeah, they're good.
Good, they're real good. And they're the Bop guys.
What is their song of theirs that I absolutely? It's in my library. Let me look it up. They have a live version of. Let's see if I can find it. The thing that I hate about YouTube music is that you can't search just your library. When you search, you just search YouTube Music's library.
Oh yeah,
and it drives me mad.
That would drive me crazy too. Apple Music has a little. It's the first thing they had. You can slide.
My favorite Hanson song is called "The Walk."
Oh,
and that song is excellent. It's a ballad though. It's slow, sappy stuff.
I'm down for a good dude. I like Aerosmith.
Oh, Kaiju! I saw Robert Plant and Allison. My wife did. We went back when they released their first album. They had their little hit, their little "Gone Gone Gone" song. My wife was in. She loves Alice. That's her jam. That's her stuff.
I'm adding this album. I'm adding the whole dang album. Show album.
Because she was all about trying to get me into it. She was like, "Oh man, the guy from Led Zeppelin." I was like, "Yeah, Robert Plant, like
the guy from Led Zeppelin,
rock and roll legend." Like, yeah,
Jimmy Page,
the guy from Led Zeppelin.
Remember Jimmy Page did a song with Puff Daddy?
Yeah, I do.
The Godzilla song. That was a good song, man. Yeah,
that movie.
Bad movie. Matthew Broderick.
That movie.
Oh, that movie.
I like that movie.
I actually never saw it. I've never actually seen it. I was obsessed with that song, though, dude. I remember obsessed
the Taco Bell marketing promotion along with that movie.
Oh my! Oh my gosh! Yes. What year was that? Like 1997, 1998? Like when?
That, yeah.
Off
the rage of Jurassic Park and all that.
1998. It totally was. Yeah, Matthew Broderick. Hank Azaria, look at that, voice of Mo and a billion other people on Simpsons. Mm-hmm. Me and my grandfather go to see bluegrass concerts, so Zepp bluegrass thing is very special to me. Look at that, Kaiju just loving
he's really he plays music. He records and stuff. So
that makes sense.
His flavor of Sweet Hank. He's ready. Yeah, he's in his element. And we talk, and when he was a member, when he was more active in our Discord, we would talk concerts and bands and stuff all the time. He and I, especially like when I was going to see Metric and Greta Van Fleet. Greta, I'll never forget the first time I ever heard Greta. When Greta, they have a song. Forgive me, Kaji, tell me which one it is. I think it's a Highway tune. They have a song, Greta Van Fleet, that sounds. Man, the opener sounds exactly like Led Zeppelin. I'll never forget the day I heard it. Like I just, my whole, like everything stopped. And like I was like, I have to see this band.
Man.
I grew up on this music. I'm dying. I've got to see this band. And I'll never forget. I came home and I said, Melissa, I've got new music. So my favorite things to do to my wife is I've got new music I want to play.
Oh, that's the best.
And then I sat her down and I put it on our Google speakers. And I turned up as loud as I could. And I was like, tell me what band you hear. I said, I'm going to play you 20 seconds. You tell me what band this is.
Yeah.
And like it starts and it's got like that Zeppelin, because Zeppelin is basically like amplified blues, right? So it's got that like chord progressions like da na 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 na, and then the dude just hits the note. I don't know, he's just like, whoa! And she like looked up at me and her eyes got big, and I was like, you hear it too?
Yeah.
She's like, what is it? I was like, these are 3 scrawny kids from Michigan.
Oh, I love it.
We've got.
That's the thing. You're like, the voice comes out of that dude. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, they're like little guys, man. He's a little dude, but oh boy.
There's an Audio Slave. There's an Audio Slave song called Dandelion, and there's a part in the breakdown. It's like that is Zeppelin, dude. Yeah. Like it's halfway through the song, and it's just like the guitar hits, and little dandelion. Oh man,
the kid from Greta. The thing that's amazing about him is he does that Robert Plant thing effortlessly, where so many people have come before him are singing and everything they've got full chest. But like Robert Plant, like that's just how he sings.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got like that. Like it's almost like he stole his voice. It's so close. It's so close.
Just like the Little Mermaid.
I mean, it's right there. And I like Greta Van Fleet. I didn't like their last album as much as their first album. You can tell that they're not digging like the amount of Zeppelin attention that they get, so they're trying to like do their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that does lack a bit is the band isn't nearly as good.
Yeah,
the drummer is nearly as good. The guitarist is woefully bad comparison. Right? So I mean, it's hard to be compared to one of the greatest rock bands ever was. That's unfair.
Yeah.
But even by like, I think professional like rock band standards, the band is not super. Which is
nobody sounds like Aerosmith.
But that's you and this Aerosmith. But the kid's voice is so transcendent. That's the thing. He's so good. He just carries the band. I've always floated the idea, with Isaac, that at some point I just imagine he'll go solo. I feel like it's just inevitable. He's just so much more talented than the rest of his bandmates. Hopefully they're close enough together that they can keep cranking out good stuff. But like he's just other level,
just like Justin Timberlake. It was destined to be. Right? That's what you're gonna say? It's exactly the same thing.
I can't believe you're such into Aerosmith. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I love Aerosmith a lot.
What's your favorite song?
Get a Grip is my favorite album. It actually might even be my favorite song. The title song on that track, probably up there.
So corny.
I love Love in an Elevator is great. Ragdoll is a great song. I don't even get into the ballads.
This hurts.
You even know Get a Grip? It's the album cover is atrocious. It's a cow udder with an earring through it. Ugh, God.
I do know that. I remember now that you say it. Yeah, I do know it. But
that's a great.
I don't because I don't like Aerosmith. Like I actively don't like Aerosmith.
Yeah, well, you should listen to Get a Grip. That's that's probably the best album.
I used to think it was Journey, but like I've warmed up to Journey over time.
Oh, I hate Journey. I hate Journey so much.
Aerosmith at all. Not at all. There are songs that I like, but so many other songs are just corny, man. And you know the thing about Aerosmith that I don't like is that they get compared to like what I consider the greats, and it's just like they're not close.
Yeah, what Joe Perry's one of the best. Like he's one of my favorite guitarists.
He's
one of my favorite guitarists.
We were watching a documentary. I spotted his wife. I'd never seen her before.
I never.
But there's this woman, and she came in and she had scarves all over her hands and shit. I was like, that looks just like Joe Perry. My wife later, she's like, that's his wife.
That's hilarious. There's scarves everywhere, dude. It's like he's around his neck.
Nailed it.
It's on the mic stand. Oh man.
Yeah, I hate Dream On. I hate that song.
What?
I absolutely hate that song. I think Sweet Emotions, okay, it's pretty cool.
You hate Dream On. Okay, like this is where Dev would say like your opinion is invalid here. Your opinion is invalid.
We had MP3s. If Dream On came on the radio, change the station. Like instantly just
no, you know what that is? Actually, and I hate to say it because we love Zeppelin so much, that's Stairway.
I understand when people say that. I mean,
yeah, I actually love it. But actually, Stairway was one of the first. If I think back to like Napster days, Stairway might have been one of the first songs I downloaded.
I mean, Stairway's
on Napster.
Like, yeah, I think every fan of rock knows the first time they heard Stairway to Heaven.
It's actually amazing,
and it's always like the gateway, right? You hear Stairway, and you're like, I have to listen to everything this band.
It has everything. It has everything you could want in it.
It's an epic. It is an epic song.
Well, it's like
not my favorite Zeppelin song. By
no, and that's the same as why am I forgetting the Queen song everybody loves?
We Will Rock You.
No, the Wayne's World one, Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, like that's
Queen is amazing. Queen's very good.
Yeah,
like that's I love their guitarist as well. He also has a really distinguished sound.
Yeah,
like the Queen's guitarist is excellent.
The thing that like blows my mind though, when I think back to Queen and Zeppelin and some of these older bands, it's like we never got to. Well, we
see. We need to do a rank. Like we ranked all the Mario Kart thing. We need to rank all the '80s rock bands because I'm telling you, Aerosmith's at the bottom. Like it's not. They're not near the top. They're definitely not S tier. They're not A tier. I might work them in like C tier, but like I feel like it give you
C.
Dude, Zeppelin, Floyd, Queen, Jovi, all of these better than Guns N' Roses. All these are better than Aerosmith. Easily better. The Stones
you're just doing it to hurt my feelings.
Better than Aerosmith. No, I'm telling you, I'm not. If I thought
actually that's true. No, I'm not even getting any backup here in the chat. Like nobody agrees with me. It's fine.
Well, I'm gonna look.
We'll see what happens when
I'm ranked. Let's see where people put Aerosmith. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a lot of people.
No, you're dude. Mama Kin is a good song. Oh my gosh, Deuces Are Wild. Oh,
dude, Creedence. Yes,
CCR.
So much better than Aerosmith.
Especially if you're just in the mood for like watching Vietnam War.
I love movies. The Kinks. I would also argue them. Oh, I've never seen Bruce. Bruce Springsteen is one of the bands that I've always wanted to see live.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, I never saw him.
Bruce live. All right, so now I'm looking at The Doors, Steve Miller Band. That's kind of like where I put them in. Now I think Fleetwood Mac is better than Aerosmith as well.
Fleetwood. I didn't get it. I didn't get into Fleetwood Mac as much, but
now I'm in like now I'm in Aerosmith territory. We're down here with like Rush, Styx. This is like kind of where
I don't love Rush. I don't love Rush.
I know one that hurts people for me, specifically my wife, my wife's family. I think the Eagles are tremendously overrated.
I think I'm with you on that. I think so.
Like the Eagles nearly as much as people do.
Eagles, yeah.
People love the Eagles. Like they're I remember of Jesus or something.
First time I heard the Eagles, I'm like, we're just like picking animals at this point.
I think Aerosmith is better than Van Halen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Well, so that's a tough dude. Like, and Eddie Van Halen, I adore. Like,
what about Aerosmith or AC/DC?
Aerosmith a billion times over.
Probably go AC/DC over those one.
I got a couple select tracks from AC. I shouldn't even say select. It's probably a couple dozen. Honestly,
I hate saying this because I like them more, but Aerosmith is.
How are you?
Aerosmith is better than Cheap Trick. They've just done more. They're just
yeah. Thanks. Thanks for that. They jump over that bar.
I'm just looking. I'm going through a list here. I'm just looking at names, and I'm trying to.
Kai Jukebox says these are some hot takes.
I'm asking myself who's better. Like Black Sabbath is way better than Aerosmith. Way better.
I feel like you're not even allowed to say otherwise.
Yeah, way better.
Like just as far as like legacy goes.
Way better. Okay, because you like both. Aerosmith or U2?
That's a tough. I really do like those. Are kind of like those are like junior high, middle school. Sean, like that's pinnacle. That's peak.
I go U2.
Probably U2. But I love Joe Perry a lot. Like I just of all the guitars of all the bands that I listen to, because I play a little bit of guitar. I feel like I could figure out quite a lot of it, whether I can keep up with it or not. I have no idea what Joe Perry's doing. Like I just cannot figure him out. I cannot figure out and I think that's where my appreciation for them comes from. Like they're probably not the most technically sound.
The ranker.com. Like this list looks more official.
Oh man.
This list goes in order and this is the ranker community with over 3 million votes.
That's awesome.
Led Zeppelin's number 1.
Yeah.
Queen.
Yeah.
Beatles.
Okay.
Pink Floyd.
Too high. Way too high.
Stones.
Too high.
5. Hendrix.
Oh, dude, how have we not talked about Jimi Hendrix? Holy crap. Yeah, get him up there. He should be higher than that.
He's at 6. AC/DC is at 7. I feel like that's maybe a little high for AC/DC. I love AC/DC. But
maybe. I remember first time I heard Back in Black, it was just like it was just a I know. I'm not even like just totally separate from the ranking. I'm just like, that's a moment. Like there's some bands where I'm like, I remember where I was the first time I heard it. It was a friend of mine growing up. His name is Marco. Showed me Back in Black. Which is like, this is the best album I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's true. I do remember the album. I remember my CD.
Yeah.
They've got Black Sabbath at 8.
Yeah.
Which I think I would put Black Sabbath over AC/DC for 1.
Black Sabbath.
They've got The Who at 9. That's
way overrated. Way overrated.
Not overrated. They're great, but
way too high.
Maybe a little high. Yeah, maybe a little high. The Who is amazing. You said way overrated. I mean, The Who are great.
Yeah, The Who is fine.
What?
It's fine. It's
The Who?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Exactly. The Who?
No. Come on, man.
Who?
Creedence. I would put the Creedence over the Who. Creedence is at 10. It might be a little low. David Bowie.
I don't have enough appreciation for David Bowie, I would say. Actually, I think I should probably add a little Bowie to my
Then they have
list.
Guns N' Roses at 12. Might be a little high.
That's too high. That's too high.
And it's only too high because their talent can be compared with most of anybody, in my opinion. They're really good. But they basically had like 1.5 really good albums.
Yep.
And I think that that's gotta hurt you a little.
I
just didn't have the production. One of their they've got and I'm just spouting off the top of my head. They've got maybe 5 singles and then like a cover.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
That's not best rock band of all time criteria.
No.
No. The Who have way more than that.
Maybe I need an education on the Who. Maybe
the Eagles at 13. And I respect the Eagles, but I think they're a little overrated.
See, one of the things that I feel like I need in a lot of these bands.
Great.
What?
At Hotel California, taking it easy.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but it's like, I don't know. It's just like a lot of easy listening white people like.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting around to is like, I actually need to have somebody who's a big fan, like a deep cut fan go like, actually need to listen to this song. The song that like nobody's ever heard of.
I think Nirvana is better than the Eagles.
I would say so too. Yes.
I think Fleetwood Mac
pound for pound, song for song, just like it's very few songs that when I listen to a Nirvana album, like I don't skip almost anything.
Dude, Fleetwood Mac is
incredible. Is definitely up there.
And they've got them behind the Eagles on this list.
Then it's wrong. Then this list is wrong.
Next 2 at 14 and 15 is Fleetwood Mac and Nirvana.
Yeah, Nirvana.
It might be our age showing, but I mean, Nirvana's maybe.
Yeah,
on impact and influence alone, one of the most influential bands ever.
We still haven't had U2 yet. U2 isn't up here yet. Wow.
16 Metallica, and you want to talk about a career, a body.
Metallica is better than GNR.
Yeah,
that's
exactly where I was about to go. Where lockstep, Metallica is way better than Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
you've got to flip flop them.
What about the four? There's like they always talk about like the big four: Metallica, Megadeth.
Was it Slayer?
Slayer and Anthrax, I think.
Anthrax.
Who's the top of that group for you?
Metallica.
Yeah.
And Megadeth.
I think everybody thinks that.
Anthrax and then Slayer.
Slayer is hilarious to me, actually. Like I know they're just supposed to be terrifying.
Do you not include Iron Maiden in them at all?
I don't. I think it's just because of like where they were from. I think it's a Bay Area kind of thing.
Then Iron Maiden. Than the rest of them.
Yeah, I think Iron Maiden is like out of like a new age British, whatever, the new wave of British heavy metal.
All right, let's see here because we're getting close to your group here. Number 17, Elvis Presley.
Dude, I know so little Elvis.
I have a unfair bias against Elvis that I won't even bring into the conversation.
Oh,
so my aunt that like was my babysitter when I was little. My daddy lived with. She played so much gospel Elvis music that I grew up hating him.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate like I'm all shook up and stuff, and like he's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
From the rest of my life, I'll never adopt it. I'll never like it. So
yeah,
I'll abstain from
yeah. Fair.
19, The Doors.
The Doors are great, man.
They are.
The Doors are great. My mom loves the Doors and definitely did when we were younger, and she loved Zeppelin as well.
Like Floyd, I think the Doors get better, and the Stones. I think the Doors, the Stones, and Pink Floyd get better the older you get.
I agree. Well, that's what I was trying.
They age well.
They definitely do. What I'm trying to say here is
every band ages well.
I'm upset that my parents didn't have more of that music playing in the house.
Like kids our age, or like maybe our listeners who listen to this, like 22 and stuff, they may hear like the Stones and Pink Floyd and like, oh, this old man music. Like, give it about. You haven't lived enough life yet to have a full appreciation. Come back to me when you're nearing 40 and tell me what you think about the Stones or Pink Floyd. Like, go through some life, have some hard trials, and come back to me and tell me what you think about Pink Floyd. Because everybody goes through a Pink Floyd time in their life.
I know, not me. You not
just haven't yet. Give it time.
I feel like there's a game. Riders of the Storm was on a game back in like the Dreamcast days, and I don't remember exactly what that was. Like I used to listen to that song all the time on repeat over and over and over again. Oh my gosh, Val Kilmer played Jim Morrison in the movie. I don't know if it was a documentary or some sort of movie about the Doors.
I should watch that.
You should watch it. Yeah.
Eric Clapton's at 20.
Ooh, and like solo Eric Clapton or like Cream.
Just says Eric Clapton.
Interesting.
I think it's a little high. Great guitarist. Amazing guitarist. A little high as an act.
It's kind of an asshole, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people are.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. Yeah.
Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yeah.
Aerosmith.
Yeah. Oh, Aerosmith is better than Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think Lynyrd. Well, I think they're both. And it's funny that they're.
I would vote against you there. I think Lynyrd Skynyrd's probably done more.
I think both of them have, over time, have become
the right range
themselves.
Comparable, I would say. Comparable.
Yeah, it is funny that they're kind of they're paired up in that way.
Right behind them, Van Halen, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, this all seems.
But one that I'm not fine with, and I'd be interested to hear your take and chat's take, because this is one I really love. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I love Tom Petty.
I do not love Tom Petty.
I would put Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers way over Aerosmith.
No, it's too high. Especially with like, wait, did you say U2 already? We already did U2.
Yeah, U2 was
we passed
much higher.
Yeah, we haven't hit Bryan Adams, Donnie. Where's Bryan Adams on this list?
Tom Petty, man. There's so many good songs. I'm looking at his list here, and I'm looking at like 15, 20 songs that I love from Tom Petty. Easy.
I just think
Aerosmith, I get like 4 or 5 maybe.
Yeah,
and that's when I'm out.
No,
and then they've got Rush, and then the Chili Peppers, and then the Police, and that rounds out your 25.
Police is good.
Police
has to be on that list.
Not making it in. Chuck Berry, Pearl Jam, The Dire Straits, Cream, and Journey.
Oh, dude, lots of bands not on that. No. So, Clearance was way up there. Brian Eck.
No, here's the thing. Yeah. I'd like to make, because we got to close the stream at some point.
Yeah,
it's 3 hours long.
Damn.
So here, I'll make my final case. And I understand I'm super fan, but let me super fan out of here a bit. I argue all the time with my friends and family that the Red Hot Chili Peppers is the best rock band of our modern era. And it's in part, it's both, it's largely longevity. There are very few bands that can span across 80s rock, 90s grunge, 90s new rock, pop rock, new metal, and like we are in 2022 and they're still dropping hits. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, you can talk about a disc like a full, like albumography, like a full catalog. They've got like 50 plus, not just songs, like hit singles that have charted. They're a huge discography of music. Like it's really big, and they've sold tons. Now I know not everything is just about popularity and success, but their popularity and success have got, and I say this, I make a very similar argument for Nickelback and Green Day.
Snap! Green Day. We haven't been talking about Green Day. Nice.
Different, because I think Chili Peppers on another level than that, but very similar arguments for both.
Yeah,
like they've just done so much, and they are. And you talk about influence, what they've done with rap rock and funk rock and fusion.
Big time. Yeah,
I mean, they're very influential, and I feel like maybe they're very divisive. I know some people just hate Anthony Kiedis. I get it. I do get it.
I love Chili Peppers. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
But I think maybe when they're done, people might appreciate it, because of all these rock bands we just covered, there are very few rock bands as unique as there are no other Chili Peppers.
That's true.
There are a lot of people that want to sound like Queen and Zeppelin and Pink Floyd.
Yep.
There's nobody that sounds like the Chili Peppers.
It's so funny because when you were mentioning like spanning decades and surviving all these other
Creedence. Creedence was number 10, Brian.
Yeah, we mentioned
love
Creedence. Yeah, we love
it, buddy. They're amazing.
When I think of longevity, unfortunately, it recently expired, but like Foo Fighters were up there for me.
Yeah, very good. But not as good as the Chili Peppers.
Well, definitely not as like unique. Almost anybody could sound like.
Argue even as good. They don't have the hits that Chili Peppers do over the same period of time.
Probably not. I'm not going to argue that.
Not as many.
No. I know, and that's just the thing. Like, I think they probably have like quantity. I probably think they probably are there, but I think as far as like influential and momentous, probably not. Like give it away is like one of the most.
I'm just thinking, Give It Away, Under the Bridge, Can't Stop, Danny California. Like these are all top 5 hits, like singles, like when they came out.
Yeah,
those are real big hits. The Foo Fighters have like 3 of those.
I'm trying to think like what actually would have been number, like Monkey Wrench, Everlong, definitely from the early stuff.
What was the
My Hero?
My Hero. And I was thinking what's the music video where they're on the plane? That was a pretty big one.
Yeah, Learn to Fly was probably one of the biggest ones. Yeah, Times Like These was huge.
That was
but like they definitely, but nothing compares to when the Chili Peppers land. It's just like get out of the way, dude. Yeah, but like I like The Pretender. I think was one of my favorite songs. But I don't know how massive that did.
I'm trying. I'm just gonna pull. I'm not gonna pull the old
All
ones.
My Life.
If we start at Under the Bridge, that's kind of like Foo Fighter territory. You're talking Scar Tissue, Can't Stop, Snow,
Can't Stop,
Other Side,
Snow. That Stadium Arcadium is so good.
Soul to Squeeze, Around the World.
Yeah, Californication, Stadium Arcadium are just.
Stadium Arcadium is one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Yeah, it is number one now. Yeah, it's definitely up there. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, no, it's probably my favorite album ever. Like top to bottom, that's a double album. And there might be 3 songs in the entire album that I don't like.
Snow is so lighthearted and nice sounding and
excellent music video.
Terrifying.
Excellent.
Like the themes and the lyrics are actually
Stadium Arcadium has 29 songs that span 2.5 hours. And I'm going to just read them. Danny California, I love. Snow, I love. Charlie, I love. Stadium Arcadium, I love. Hump to Bump, I love. She's only 18 is great. So Cheat is great. Torture Me is excellent. Strip My Mind is excellent.
Torture Me. Yes.
Especially in Michigan, I don't like.
That's the first one. Really? Oh, I really like that song.
Warlocks, cool. Come On Girl, good. Wet Sand, one of my favorite Chili Pepper songs of all time. I love it's always, I always say it's between that one and Soul to Squeeze, depending on my mood.
Mood is huge on Soul to Squeeze, big time.
When I'm driving, I love Soul to Squeeze.
Oh man, look at this.
The windows down. Hey is amazing. Desecration Smile is amazing. Tell Me Baby is amazing. Hard to Concentrate's great. 21st Century is great.
Hard to Concentrate is one of my favorite songs. Holy crap, how could I forget?
Ready Made is great. If is really good. Make You Feel Better is good. Animal Bar is underrated. So Much Eyes of Fun. And then Storm in a Teacup I don't like. So that's 2. We Believe, Turn It Again, Death of a Martian. I like all of the songs. There are 2 songs on a double album that I don't like.
And every time you said the name of the song, my brain went to that, like, to the lyric of that, it just like skip and then skip, and I just heard it in my head. Like this
album crushes. It's really,
this is the final recommendation. This is the final. This is what we have to land on, because people need to like stop listening to this, stop and listening to us.
I wonder if anybody even makes it this far.
This is probably a record for really like. I wonder. Well, let's see how many people say. Based on your recommendation, I'm going to at least consider listening to.
Tell us your list.
Stadium Arcadium.
Tell us your list. I want to see what people's top 10, 15, 20 rock bands are.
So I want to talk about music like more often, but did we just do all of it? Did we cover all, like, did we just bite off the entire thing?
No.
Probably not.
No. Yeah.
That's probably what people think about video games. They like talk about.
If you've never heard Stadium Arcadium, go fucking listen to the album right away.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Listen to Wet Sand. Listen to Torture Me.
Oh. Oddly enough, this solo for Danny California is one of my favorite solos of all time. Very simple, very short. I love that solo.
It's one of people's first solos that they learn.
It's so good. It's so actually. Oh, another. Well, actually, not really a super group, but Nikki Sixx had his band 6 a.m. and they have a song called "Live Forever." The solo in that album that song is one of the best ever. You definitely owe it to yourself for that. Like the lead up to it is just. Oh my gosh, it's very good. But we should leave people with Stadium Arcadium. Yeah.
I can hear them.
Yeah,
these are good. My wife's favorite songs, Tell Me Baby. She loves that's a great music video. If anybody's never seen it.
I can't even spell it. Stadium. Boom. So good. Yeah, Hard to Concentrate. I love that song.
Yeah, really good.
Like, you just owe it to yourself to listen to it straight through.
When I was reviewing their new album, there was a lot of people that were, I guess, because I don't think their new album is particularly great, and I kept telling them, I was like, I just, there are very few songs on the new album that would even make this album. That's how good this album is. This album just crushes from top to bottom. It's really, really good.
Dude, I'm just going through. Yeah.
And because we came up in a time where you'd get an album of 10 songs and maybe 3 were good and maybe 2 you liked and 5 you didn't like. And it's like this album just, I'll never forget the day I brought this thing through. Yeah, you just put it in and just hit play and just let it go. Very rare that you come across that stuff. It's hard to find. Like there's a Metric album that
and there's 2 of them. There's 2 discs.
Right. There's a Mumford & Sons album that I feel that way about. And yeah, they gave you 2 of them. Like they're like, here's all of it. One of my favorite albums. One of my favorite albums of all time, and what I would argue one of the best albums of all time.
I gotta add their latest album. I actually don't think I've got. Oh,
wait. The band that comes to mind when I think about albums like this is Fleetwood. Fleetwood Mac has some incredible albums.
I gotta get more Fleetwood on here.
It's just like top to bottom, just great. Just press play, and it's really good. They're really good at that. They do a lot of that. So is Bowie. Bowie has really good albums too, and Bowie's albums go places too. That's the cool thing about Bowie's albums that they
take me on a journey, dude. Yeah, Sean, you mentioned wanting to find new music. Are you in the new indie scene? I'm not. I definitely maybe I should jump into your guys' Discord a little bit more because I want to. There's nothing quite like just here's an album you're gonna stick in your car stereo and it's gonna stay in there because you're too lazy to change it.
It's a lost art, Brian. Folks used to like go. Yeah, they used to tell stories with an album. And
that's why I like Tool so much.
The progression, the arrangement meant something.
Yeah. Well, and oddly enough, I don't know if it was Steve Jobs himself, but Apple noticed that when the way that you started listening to music digitally, like they would have these cuts in between the tracks and they were meant to flow into each other. And I remember them announcing that this was a thing they were going to do with iTunes at the time, that you could actually, it would flow like it was meant to. And that was a big deal. Now it's like not even a consideration decades later, but Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. Like that was I remember going back to Tool. I listened to Lateralus in class. I had like an earbud in.
Revisit some Tool. I haven't listened to Tool in a long time.
Tool will take you on a trip for sure.
I definitely have. I don't think I've ever sat down and like press play on a Tool album.
You know what I'll do? There's a YouTube video you should watch for Tool.
Oh,
it's a song called Numa.
So happy.
I never listened to Stadium Arcadium, but I just bought the CD on eBay. Dude, the case for it is awesome.
Yeah, you, Kaiju, are in for a fucking treat.
Oh, good for you. That's amazing.
I love it. Let's see here. I mean, obviously I could recommend, I just recommended you the whole album, but Wet Sand is this is my favorite Chili Pepper song. I think Strip My Mind is completely underrated. At the right time in your life, Strip My Mind hits hard. And Ready Made, great rock song. Ready Made sounds like a Jane's Addiction song.
Oh wow!
That's why. Is that the one that I always say they ripped him off? I mean,
I actually can't. I can't think.
Yeah. Ready Made is like a coming down the mountain.
Are you listening to it right now?
Yeah, because
Stadium Arcadium. Oh my gosh. Let me see.
If you listen to Jane's Addiction. And then you listen to Ready Made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a ripoff. It's like they just ripped them off. You can hear it. Coming
what a
mountain.
Yeah, no, this undeniable. Yeah. This album is phenomenal.
It's great.
I'll listen to it once sitting. You better go listen to Lateralus from Tool front to back. That's what I was trying to say. Lateralus, I listened to. That was my first Tool album, actually. But the song you should, if you're gonna try to get into Tool, because it can be a tall order for some people. Numa, it starts with a P, Pneuma. Watch the live performance of it. It just shows Danny Carey, the drummer, on it. Dude is, I don't know what he's doing. He's playing like five.
That as an option in here right here.
PN. Numa, yeah, on YouTube. There's a video. It's this super. I've watched it. I've watched it a billion times. Pneuma.
Got the song
Tool.
But you're saying don't listen to the song.
Don't listen to the song. Watch the Danny Carey Numa by Tool live in concert. It's on the YouTube channel. It's called Vic Firth. It's got 24 million views from March 11th, 2020.
Numa live in concert.
It's just him, and he crushes this. It's 13 minutes long or something, so buckle in.
Got it.
And this is Tool. Like this. First time
I haven't given Tool a chance since I was a teenager, so
this is the one. This is the one. And some people will tell you like Schism. Some people tell you a bunch of other songs, but like this, to me, this is like, this gets you a little deeper than what was on the radio. I think Danny Carey is currently the greatest drummer. Yeah. Dude, he's a beast, and he's such a sweet dude, and he's just like casually pulling the most complex drumming on this track. It is so good. When I first heard Tool, I couldn't imagine this music was made by people. This was music that like just came into existence. Like this is like Tool might actually be, as I'm talking about this, how do you top that? Tool might be my favorite band.
That's the coolest thing about music. I mean, I don't want to extend the show another hour, but my wife told me once, she really put it into words for me, because I think everybody loves music, so it's an understatement to say that I love music, but music has always been really close to me. And my wife explained it to me when she was in college. She was like, the thing about music is that it transcends language, it transcends, like culture. Everybody loves music across the world. She's like, it makes people cry, it makes them smile, like it is a magical power. Dude. It makes babies laugh.
Yeah,
like it's such a powerful moment. Actually, you know what? I want to end this. This is a great ending. Here's our nightcap. I heard this the other day on TikTok, and I thought it was excellent. You could have $1 billion, Sean. Somebody's going to give you $1 billion. The only trade-off is you have to pick one song to listen for the rest of your life. That's it. So anytime you see a commercial or you hear a radio or anytime any music's being played, it doesn't matter what's being played. You hear one song. Are you taking the $1 billion? And if so, what are your song? And while you think about it, I thought about it. I was thinking with my wife. I think I turned down $1 billion.
Wow.
It took me a while. I've given a lot of thought. And eventually I was like, yeah, I would rather not have $1 billion. I don't think I could give up everything that I love about music for $1 billion.
It really makes you question, like, what else is there?
That's a hard question, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, $1 billion is a lot of money, but then yeah, like the rest of it. Screw money, music is my life, says Kaiju Box. Yeah, I think I mean, it's an impossible scenario to begin with, but I think I'm with you.
I couldn't even come close to thinking of one song.
You know what? So my mentality around it, what I was thinking of was like, I would actually pick a song I don't like, so that because it would get ruined anyways. Even if I picked a song that I like, if I'm trying to pick a song that I like, it will get ruined because of.
Think of how often you hear music.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Every podcast intro that has music, you just hear that song. Every commercial that has music, you hear that song. Every place that you walk into that's playing music, you have that song. And you're on the elevator and there's music, you play a song. You're on customer service, you're waiting on hold, and you're hearing that song. Or you can have $1 billion.
Yeah, you
can keep it.
I don't even like saying
that. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. No OSTs in a movie. Holy crap!
You're playing a video game and you just hear this one song.
Yeah, that's not even. Yeah, this is like that's not a life worth living at that point.
When I saw the TikTok, I was like, "This is the first one of these scenarios that I think I've ever come across where I'm like, you can keep $1 billion." And I'm not saying it to be, to stand out. I'm being dead honest with you. You can keep $1 billion.
I'm literally listening to Tool right now and going like, I can't listen to this anymore. Like,
I'd rather work and pay bills than do this.
Yeah, yeah, well said.
It sounds miserable. Ooh.
Yeah, but I mean, there's the whole like music is then earned at that point too. Like you can go to a concert because you work to pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
$1 billion is a lot of money.
I know it is. It's 1,000 millions.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Even if I had $1,000, that'd be nice.
Because you could just like rent a yacht and go to the ocean where you don't hear anything and just be awesome. Just live in peace and have billions of dollars.
But that's just it. Like that's the first thing that came to my mind was I never have silence. I'm talking to you for 4 hours at a time, or I'm listening to something always.
And I was thinking as well, there are days where I can't listen to another podcast and I don't want to see the TV. There are days where I need music.
Yep.
I have to have the music. I yearn for it. It's like I crave it at times, especially if I go 2 or 3 weeks where I'm a lot of podcasts and talking heads and chatter and commentary. Yeah. I got to turn that off.
Yeah.
Music's my reprieve.
Yeah.
To that.
I've been feeling the same way, especially lately.
Flip-flop between those.
Yep.
It's like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
That's why you need a good set of headphones, man.
Yeah.
You need to have like a good audio experience.
Headphones have haptics.
Oh snap, do they really?
Rumble, yeah.
Dude, it's like the old Panasonic Shockwave.
I have Joy-Con Rumble. Yeah.
That's 2001, man. They used to have like the thing that sat on like your cerebellum on your lizard brain back of your skull.
Things, I mean, these aren't amazing headphones. I do have good headphones, but these are the SteelSeries headphones. And they have haptics.
Oh yeah, those aren't SteelSeries, those are Razer.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, because I got rid of these replaced my SteelSeries.
Yeah, these are Razer too. That's how I know the logo.
They've got haptics. Yeah. They rumble with gunshots and with music.
Razer's got good headset, man. Crazy. Yeah, they're pretty good.
When I'm really in the mood for music, I have these amazing. Can't put my hands on them. They're somewhere around here. Oh, here they are. I have these amazing Sony earbuds.
Oh yeah, Sony makes great audio. Actually.
These are like AirPods, but with awesome bass. Is what these are.
Yeah. Oh, I should check those out. I got Anchor. They're Soundcore.
These are expensive.
Net earbuds. These are not expensive. These are $45, and they're awesome. Highly recommend. Donnie, have we ever done a 4-hour show before?
Hangs. I kind of want to go 10 more minutes just so we can say we can
do it. I think we did. I think we've done at least one. Before.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, is Ryan going to have to cut this into like multiple pieces? Like, is this even releasable?
I don't even know.
Like, if you go to Patreon, you try to plug this in. For all the amazing subscriibers at Carpool Gaming,
we're gonna find out. I don't know
if they're gonna deny your shit.
I'll have to
out of here.
It's either we're gonna
have like Sweet Hangs Part 1, Sweet Hangs Part 2, Sweet Hangs Part 3.
Seriously. Well, the funny thing is, I still have to do We the Gamercast intro, outro, edit that with Skinny Matt. It's got to go up for patrons right away here too.
Yeah.
And then I go to Calgary tomorrow. I'm gonna be out of town this weekend.
Go Flames.
Atlanta Flames I'll cheer for. That's where they came from.
Yeah.
Atlanta moved
They
to Calgary.
Win or lose? I don't even know.
Calgary sucks.
They lose?
They lost.
Is that who you wanted? Is that who you rooted for?
Yeah, because where I'm from, our hockey team beat the Calgary Flames. That's what the whole thing was about.
The Oilers.
The Edmonton Oilers. Yeah.
Your jerseys look so much like the Islanders jerseys. Why?
Totally same colors, blue, orange.
Same jersey. Every time I see you, I'm like, there's a little thought in my head. I'm like, why is he an Islanders fan?
It's so funny because in the late 80s,
I saw CM Punk wearing an Islanders jersey. Yeah. AEW, and I was like, why is he wearing Sean's
Was it actually an Islanders jersey?
Yeah. They were in New York, and he came out in an Islanders jersey.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, why is he wearing Sean's jersey? And it took me a minute to like.
Yeah. Oilers and Islanders back in the day, they went at it. Same colors.
That's weird.
Especially in the 80s, they were bright. Yeah.
I kind of hate that about the Bengals and the Browns. They're a little too close for my liking. One of them should change.
Kai Jukebox says, I was going to watch a movie tonight, but this has been much more fun. Look at that. We beat out a movie.
Even use the much more fun.
Much. This
has been much more fun. Much more fun podcast.
Dude, I drove by the building. I was in Toronto, drove by the building of Much Music.
That's what we're going to change. We're going to change Carpool Gaming to Much More Podcasts.
We thought about it, dude. Like we're moving on from Yumi Capri.
Me and Devin had two amazing ideas, and it really kind of still sticks with me. We didn't pull it off. Much more games with a Canadian flag thing. And then we wanted to launch Jace's Imaginary Podcast.
I know, dude.
And that would have been incredible.
Jace's Imaginary Podcast is the ultimate.
Just to do it for a day and then change it. But just to launch Jace's Imaginary Podcast and like give it a Twitter account and everything, make a whole persona about it that has nothing to do with
Twitter. Is he back? I don't think so. Because I want to see if it's still in his bio.
Please come back, Jace.
He's not. Jace, come back to us.
I miss he has excellent opinions on games. You know, the downside is that he really needs to be on a podcast. The only guy that ever turned me down. He absolutely said no to PSVG, but like he's excellent thoughts on games.
He absolutely needs to be on a podcast.
Yeah, he deserves to be on a podcast.
I have strong feelings about this. The fact that he's not on a podcast.
I wanted him. I went hard.
He's not doing it for all the wrong reasons. And if he's listening,
he doesn't even know that I have a PlayStation. He's missed all of this.
You know what? I'm not even going to pull any punch anymore. I'm pissed he's on a podcast. Like I'm actually taking it personally.
Yeah, and he doesn't care. Us all from this.
He doesn't even care.
And I posted the Sweet Hangs with Pauly Shore. I got a comment. Is Pauly Shore really?
Oh, Pauly Shore, yeah, man. Son-in-law, that's the one.
What was the one as a jury duty?
Oh, yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
The 90s were wild.
Not what was it? Biodome? What was it? Biodome? Was that the one he was in?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
The 90s were wild.
Goofy movie. It was like a cameo in a Goofy movie. Man,
insane.
The end, Donnie. The end.